I see you driving round. Fuck you. Okay, hello. Bear with me 1 second. Get the old pen up. The old epic pen. There we go. What have we got today then, eh? Hey, why am I so blue? Why is it so blue? The blue skies out. What if I do this? Okay, that's slightly better, I suppose. Let the light in. I don't care. Let it be blue. Let's see if I give a shit. Hello. Hello, Mr. Birmingham. I'm not from Birmingham. Platchat wants you on their Jeopardy show. Okay. I don't know. I know what Jeopardy is. I didn't know Platchat had a Jeopardy show. Although I think I remember them doing a Jeopardy thing, now that you say it. Okay, today we've got these games. I think I'm going to mainly focus this one because these two teams are 2-0. So I think this is probably the better game to focus on. I think these two teams are 0. Are these teams 0-2? Yeah, they are. So we'll primary focus on the ones that that are 2-0. Which one's that? That's Pacific versus Job Life. Park Life.
Maybe bring a bit more of that kind of Pacific competition. Is that because they're insane, or is that because maybe the Ultimates had a pretty terrible day one and are actually a lot better than that? I guess we'll find out.
Well, I love a little bit of contention, so I'm going to say, forget the stats. Forget all the things that I said, that maybe it's not the best thing in the world. Job Life, you know what they've got? They've got tenacity. They've got the ability to bounce back even when they're on the back foot. So you know what? I'm going to give this one to Job Life. I think they're taking the win. Right on. Okay, so Sam, who's your player to watch out for in Job Life then?
So you were saying?
And let's get
we
that
spoke about
up.
him already, right? But it's got to be comic. I just consistently good stats, consistently.
Okay. Also today, I need your help. In fact, I might even put this in the title.
round, you lose the game. It's an
Actually, no, I
FPS
can't be bothered. But maybe a mod could.
Hello, you think any German team can make it?
Yeah. Mike Tiger Milo. If that's how you say that, I don't know. But thanks for the 2 months. Yes, CGN are 2-1, I think. So they've got a decent chance. I think whoever wins this game is through. They'll be 3-0, so yeah, they will be through. But then CGN are 2-1, so they're still in it. And what a mouse. Are they 1-2 or are they 2-1? Are they 1-1? Mouse are 1-2, so less likely, but still possible. Who do they play? They play Job Life. So if you're a German fan, you're hoping that Pacific win this, and then Maus beat Job Life, and I assume they can go through if they beat Job Life, essentially. But yeah, CGN are 2-1, so they can still definitely go through here. And yeah, you kind of need Maus. You kind of need Job Life to lose this, and then hope that Maus beat Job Life and go through. It's probably what you need. Which one am I on? I'm on this one. Yeah, I need your help today, though, as well. I need your help with doing the TMV awards, because between us all, we should be all able to remember enough of VCT to where you can help me with some of these categories. I went actually back through. So here are the categories. Okay, so let's just go through this now.
Valorant.
Leon Croft, thanks
Heritage.
for the 13 months as well. So. And I'll do it. I'll put a form in the Discord as well, so people can.
Heritage.
Zerastics.
Oil up, Christopher.
What is the YouTube video? Only 12 months, Zerastics. Only resubbing for 2 months as well. What are you planning on leaving? What's this?
Sliggy, TMV. Who else is on a lot? Oh, TMV just in a puddle of oil. That guy needs to oil the fuck up. Everyone's saying it. Everyone's saying it. I don't even know why.
I can't remember why. Something to do with Sentinels, probably.
I'm gonna pour oil on Sideshow's head. How about that?
Appreciate everybody that's become a member.
On his bald head. Yeah, anyway. Here there are 10 categories, okay? These are the 10 categories. There is the worst round of the year. Not the award you want to win. I already have some kind of lined up. Can't remember who did Fnatic 5v5 save against. I can't remember, but Fnatic did it against someone on Bind. I'll have to try and remember that. So I've got here Vitality versus Team Heretics, where they just 5v5 saved. I'll have to choose one of that other Fnatic game, I think. You might remember this one. Cloud9 versus NRG. Do any of you remember when it was a 1v3 and Som had a Viper's Pit and he got detained by a Gecko ult and C9 still managed to lose the round even though he was detained? I've got that one on there. I think that's a strong contender. I think that's a strong contender for the worst round of the year. That one was really, really quite bad. Then I've got DRX versus Genji on Bind. So there's a round, you won't remember this one because it's not like remarkable in any funny way, but there's a round by DRX versus Genji earlier this year where Buzz blast backs into Hooker completely on his own and just dies, right? And then the other 4 players then go back towards A. Sorry, I'll get the sound
Let's
up.
find
Sure.
out who that will be and send it over to
The
our
other 4
captain,
players go
my
back
very
towards A.
favorite
One guy
Mr.
dies to a Brim Molly, and then the other 3 players run into Cypher Trips. And all died to just Cypher Trips.
Thank you very much, Zoe, and the analyst
So I've got that
desk
one
is already
down.
into the action here, 'cause we've
I mean,
already
it's so
seen the
funny.
attack
They
side.
literally all 3 of them
Look
just
for
one
some
by
B
one.
control. Job Life
Just run into
mounting
the
up their attack side on
run into
Ascent.
that.
And you can see
Okay,
they've
we've got
sustained a couple of
3v3.
losses.
We got
10
another
HP left
Phoenix.
on
I mean, the
Kamic as
Phoenix
well.
pick rate in this
Not an
tournament
ideal
is
start. They're
must
gonna
be
reset,
higher than
looking
it's
to get
ever
this
been in
slide
any tournament.
Perhaps into A. They could always double.
And then I've just wrote down NRG versus Lev Bind.
An abrupt start
all
to
of
this
the
one, a
rounds.
battle in the early
But I'm
stages of the
sure I'll
round,
pick
and-
one. I'm thinking maybe the one where Victor
Oh, looking
dies to
see,
his own
again,
Brim ult.
that slight change from
That
Pacific
one's
bringing in
quite
that
funny, so I
Phoenix,
might pick that
slightly
one.
more explosive look, but
But
not a
in general,
like
that's-
change. But I understand that the switch up is
that was quite
something
good.
possible.
The other categories I've got
Max,
is
of course,
best
will send
ace.
one of these
So if you
teams
remember any
straight
aces from
through
the year,
into
let me
the
know.
playoffs.
Best clutch,
The others
best
still having to
game.
fight through and with potential to not even make it
See,
there,
interesting.
they're
Last year I
able to win
did
their
Gun
final
of the
game.
Year,
Loiter, well, I was gonna
and
say
the
under
Stinger
pressure,
won.
it doesn't
You
even
lose the
matter.
round. You lose the game. It's
Moomintroll
a
33,
game.
thanks for the 2 months.
That
I'm
Phoenix
interested
already
what. So I was
thriving
interested.
and
What would
already
be the gun
halfway
of the
through it
year this year? I don't know.
For Pacific,
I've got
very
Agent of the
good
Year,
start
Map of
indeed
the
for
Year,
Rocks.
as in
Phoenix,
like
as you said, close to the
you know, the
ultimate
actual
in the first
Valorant
round.
map.
Second, there'll be a chance
Coach
to
of the
farm
Year,
that up a
Rookie of the
little
Year,
bit
and
further.
Player of the Year.
When we saw those shock darts do quite a bit
Could
of
do
damage.
Team
what I'm
of the Year, I
excited for
suppose.
is this man, you see,
Who would
cooked
win
in
that?
the corner,
Genji, I
getting the
guess.
assists. It's Loida. Loida was
Outlaw
playing a
for Gun of the
fantastic
Year.
game yesterday.
See, I was
Obviously,
thinking
comeback was as
Sheriff,
well.
to
I
be
feel
honest.
like it's expected though. Looking at most of the teams here in Ascension, your duelists are pretty damn good. Comeback had some fantastic games. Loida stepped it up as well when Pacific needed him most, and I think you got a really, really strong squad here on the defensive side, and a big task for Job Life. Tom, you were on the other stream yesterday. I believe you covered their game, right? Up against the Ultimates.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was
It's
a
definitely one
very
that was-
close affair.
Yeah, it was a little bit shakier than I was expecting. I think
Sheriff
especially
because of
with
the
way
many
that the
ecos.
Ultimates
Yeah,
were
or
able
I
to
could
run,
have
like,
Stinger
low
win
fire
back to
rounds
back.
and
I mean,
clutch rounds.
who
I think
knows?
That's
Maybe
something
I
that
just
they
picked
will have
Vandal.
looked back on, and I think in the
You know?
interview as well, it was clear
Maybe
that
I just do Vandal.
I don't
Who
think
knows?
Job Life were
Who would win
as
Agent
happy
of
as
the
they
Year? This
could
was
have
another
been,
tough one that I
obviously
couldn't
knowing that they were
figure
up
out.
against good
What's the
opposition, but
Agent of the Year?
having expectations to keep things a little cleaner. We'll see if that'll be the case today.
Omen?
Obviously, I think Pacific have not only made a name
Neo?
for themselves in Turkey with their rise
Cypher?
through
Cypher's a decent shout.
the system, obviously coming from below and making their way all the way through the league.
Ooh, maybe I should do
Now
Cypher.
the question will be is, can they make it to Ascension as well? And they've done what I would say at least
Gecko? Yeah, Gecko is a
solid
shout.
70% of the work.
30 seconds left.
It's just whether or not they can get another win onto the table, and they're starting this one off strong.
Down B.
Yeah, interesting one,
Yeah,
isn't
just
it?
the
Though?
one
There,
player
I don't think
lost
there's
so
like you
far.
know, in other years past,
Lloyd
obviously it
on
would
the
have
way
just been
over,
like
pistol in
Chamber.
hand,
I
Spike
think when I did that
dropped
last
in
year, I
the
think
alleyway.
Raze won
Easy enough
because
to
there was a
hold
ton
on
of
to,
Raze.
although
Oh no,
they
no,
lost
it's Viper
another,
last
and
year.
it could have
Yeah.
gotten
Or was it
costly
Sky?
from that point.
Did I pick Sky last year or Viper?
Emerging, I wonder if he's going to be able to
I
get a
think I
weapon.
picked Viper,
TP'd
but
across,
it was
and-
close between Sky and Viper. This year it would probably be
Yes. The hood's
Yeah,
a little
tough
slow
one.
sometimes when they're dropping
Tough one
weapons
this
just at
year.
the last second. It looks like he did just about manage to acquire something, so not that much of a loss still.
One enemy remaining.
little bit of extra
Okay,
damage,
good start for Pacific.
not
Again,
too
if
much to
Pacific
write
end up
home
winning
about.
and we have
Still
to
gonna
say
have
Pacific
themselves
or
a
an
few
EMEA,
rifles in this one to
God,
try
that's
and
just gonna be
do
annoying,
damage
isn't
in
it?
this round. Job life.
I'm
We're
sure
expecting
many
this will
bad
be where
puns will
they
be made.
Sort of get themselves onto the board.
So they want to do a plat chat
Although
Jeopardy.
already, Loiter with a very aggressive start.
God, I'll be shit.
3 players ready and waiting. No middle control for the defense. And they're about to be pressured
Then
very
again,
early on.
Bren is quite bad at knowing these
Oh, yeah,
things, as we
straight up in
found
their
out
face.
before.
It's comeback,
Oh,
finding
just
the
a fast
opening.
exec.
Although Kamek is still holding on to the
Oh.
backside control, and
Oh,
Nano picks
you're
up a
gonna
kill.
die.
Okay, well, it looks
Wow,
like
I
there's a
mean,
lot
that
of
looked really bad.
sway towards the
That,
Job Life
that
side.
probably
A
should
3
have
versus
not
2.
been a win
Ultimate
for
still
Job
for
Life
Kamek
there.
as well to deny some of that utility. The drone for Rose, I don't know what the knife refresh is going to be for Kamek, but could even cancel that out. Salasun's got to try
What
to
about
find
Deadlock?
some space. Drone gets nothing, but Salasun does. Straight onto Mike. Nice opening, but Kamek's found the head.
How would Deadlock win
Now,
Agent of the
30
Year?
HP
Unless
on
you're a
the other,
Sen
but it's
hater.
Kamek he has to get through, and he will not make
Am I doing the
any
YouTube
ground.
video of the
Rose shut
quiz?
down for the first for Job Life.
See, because there was actually quite a lot going on. I thought I wouldn't,
Yeah,
but maybe
it's still
I
a
guess I
costly
could.
round. So
That's a fair
again,
point.
sort of,
I guess
I
I
don't
probably
think both
should, to
teams
be
will
fair.
be particularly unhappy with that. I think Job Life maybe wanting to
Blunder
do a
of the
little bit
year?
more,
I mean,
but
I've got
obviously
worst
with the
round of
pace
the
that
year.
they hit into
I mean, I
this
could
night,
add some
it definitely
categories.
looked like it could have gone wrong. There were moments for LaRock
We could do 12
especially,
categories. We
and
could do Team of the Year and add in
Ellison
like
as well.
weird moment of the year.
But for now,
What were the weirdest
it's
moments
going
of
to
the
be
year?
Kamek with the cleanup. Ultimate already online,
Or
but
let's
this
say
is gonna be the
notable
response.
moments.
Come back straight away
G2
onto
jumping
that
off the
operator.
map.
I'm liking the fact that Loiter as well, within 3 rounds, has got 7 assists. I know a lot of those are based off smokes, but it's still pretty impressive to have that so early on in the game. Unfortunately, doesn't benefit him too much with the economy. And again, we're
I
going to
could
fall
do
back into
notable
this
moment
more
of the year.
defensive setup. Now, you have to bear in mind, this is the choice of Job Life. And although the record for Pacific is, it's not the greatest, it's okay.
I could do Team
You
of
have to
the Year
remember
as
the
well.
region they're from. Ascent has been known as a Turkish match within EMEA for
Who would
an
win Team of the
incredibly
Year?
long
Heretics
time,
or Gen G?
dating back to many a team that you will and will not have heard of. Maybe go back to the old BBL, the more recent BBL, the
Worst
current
comp of the year?
BBL, any version of Foot. They were always very good on this, so I would say they still have to be careful. It's a popular map there. And for Loiter, again, under pressure, tagged up, they have the info.
Ooh.
Well, an
Well,
immediate
this is
pick
2
is
execs
ordered
in
to
a row
find
where
it,
the Jets
and
has been
another
absolutely
before
destroyed.
going
But
down.
then on the second
Kamek
flood in, they've done
doubling up
well.
has given a lot of ground to Job Life. A plant
This
should
is
be
where
secured.
you miss your
Almost no way to
your
deny it,
KO.
although I see Pacific with a very aggressive stance. Rose
Suppress them
up
as
at
they
the
come
door.
in.
2 players in heaven, ready to strike. Door open though, and the flash is good, but they've cleared it, not realizing he's up close.
Ooh.
Luckily, Robbie's still around, able to find that one,
Oh,
and the
the-
flash
the
backfiring
self-flash?
a little bit. Kamek able
Ugh.
to take down LaRock. It seems
Okay,
like they're
these
just
execs
running
kind of
to
went the
save this
same
operator
way
on the other
again.
side of the map. Comebacks out of here.
Start off
but
rough and then they win
Robbie
anyway.
is going to round that corner just in time. You get a shot to the face.
Lotus has to be the map of the year.
Good
See, now
resurgence
this
in
is
the round.
an
I think it
interesting
was an
choice.
impressive start
I
from
think it's
Loiter.
definitely
And
up there in
again, I
terms
feel
of
like that's also a
what would
running
be
theme,
my
like of just solid
map of the year.
controller, or
The
more
nominees are
specifically Omen players
Lotus.
for these Turkish rosters.
I
The
would
start
say
hasn't mattered.
probably
Even the orbs that
Icebox.
were brought up by Jellison as well. It's not gonna
Sunset.
be enough. Really do too much. Now the operator being saved is at least something a little bit
I say
extra.
fracture.
But we'll have to wait and see if they can do anything with it going into this next round, because I imagine the rest of them are just going to be on pistols.
Oh, there's a little bit more of an investment.
We can keep them out.
Running back online for LaRock, and I wonder. I doubt we're going to see it this round. It would be strange.
Okay, they keep the up.
He has the rifle, and I guess it would give him that second lease at life. In terms of taking
Comeback is a
fights.
good name,
You
isn't
get
it?
3 duels, the operator and 2 shots at the Guardian. Maybe they can level the playing field. They need info first. No one in B main. No one spotted on mid, just smoked off. Presence on the A side as well. There's really not much for Pacific to go off here.
Forsaken Ace 1v5 split best ace of the year. Well,
See.
my best aces. I've got
Yeah, so it's
Trex,
attempting to
1v5 versus
find this
Navi,
opener, and
Darion
gonna get given
versus
it.
Gen G.
LaRock has to go probing, and this is sort of the loss of the KO. You still get the
People
flashes,
have brought that
you
one
still
up a
get
lot,
the
Forsaken.
flare, but you don't get the knife, and I think that's a huge piece of kit that's just lost as recurring information
split.
on this defensive side of Ascent. I'm sure
And
on the
then
attack will
Jorgamol.
allow them to be a little bit more explosive. But
Ascent.
for now, it definitely makes things a bit more problematic. Dry peaks like that are going to be more wary. Now, getting out of here for comeback, not going to be the easiest. Does have the dash. First kill goes away.
I need you
like
to
he will be
remember
able to
clutches
escape.
more
The
than
dart is
anything. Does
fantastic
anyone remember
for
any
not
crazy
only
clutches?
finding the majority of the information, but
Did
also
anyone
slows
stick
them
the
down.
spike or
22
something?
seconds now.
And
They decide
Enzo's
JL to make
sticking
their
it!
move, and they're gonna try
Was there any
and
of
roll
those?
back. This is bold. With 15 seconds
There
now,
must have
they
been
have
a
to pretty
Chi-Chi
much
one in
sprint
there
all the
somewhere.
way. The defense is being held. It's being watched.
Oh.
Mikey trying to do everything. There's still a player on the site. Loiter, Paranoia,
Simon
doesn't
1v2
quite connect
versus
onto the
Heretics.
first player,
Yeah,
but they
that's a
need
good
to
one.
get in and try and get that plant. And I don't know if they've got it. It's going to be incredibly close. Just about, it seems. Enough done. But Rose found another kill, bringing things back into a 2v2. Magic incredibly low. And both players somewhat isolated. A drop down here not going to be easy. Bear in mind, Mitch. Both
We'll go through
maps.
this as the
Yeah,
games
not ideal
are in
for
break or
making this
whatever.
work.
We'll dig
Kamek
into
as well,
it more
still
deeply.
150 HP, so Outlaw's gonna have a tougher time
2v2,
taking him
Outlaw and
down.
up though. This is not
Utility to clear out
really
down
what you
below,
want,
the
and you
sneak
didn't
out
bother
from
to
Kamek
fucking even
grabs
play
the
that
first.
out.
That's the opt
That's
down.
even more tough.
Big disadvantage for Rose, and Magic's perfectly placed one-way smoke is gonna net a kill for Job Life and another round under their belt. Now the lead is in their hand. Nicely done here on the attack side. I like the patience to start out this round. They know that they're up against a lot, that there's an operator saved over, that there's probably going to be a couple little pieces of investment. And in those rounds, it's so common for teams to group up,
That's
3
tough
or
as well.
4 man push a side of the map. They just don't want to feed into that.
Surely
Instead,
the
just
Saints will
playing
be the
slow
Panthers on
defaults,
Sunday,
further
no?
back,
Fuck knows.
letting them walk straight into
50-50
them.
for
It
me.
was what LaRock going for the opening duel as well. That was one of the rifles down.
Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows?
And not the start they were looking for. Still had moments in that round, but then you have
Can
to
I
look
make a
at the
map
fact that
tier
they
list?
end up trading
What,
out
you want the ones that
ultimates
aren't
to
in there as well? Oh,
make
it's the
that
old
one
classic
close.
Gentle Mates play.
LaRock looking to try and take that early fight. Has the ultimate, by the way. Deciding not to use it. Could have continued to push, but I guess the information of how many players were there.
The old
not
Gentle
quite enough
Mates
to
molly
gamble it
into
just
here,
yet.
flash around the corner.
Jellison
They
being
run
close
into
as
the
well
corner
to
because they're flashed. They die
having
to the molly.
the lockdown available, so maybe getting a pick.
It worked in Ascension last year.
Playing a retake would be more ideal. Even still, though,
Map tier list, I would
Job
put
Life, this is a great opportunity.
S.
to
I'm not
get
sure
off
I
to a
would put any
flying
map
start
in
on that
S tier,
attack.
to be honest.
They've got themselves Hunter's Fury. They're also one away from
A,
having
I
a
would
lockdown.
put
Paranoia is going to be
Fracture.
everything. Loiter needs to try and get out. Still takes a kill.
Haven.
I'll be honest, that was more than I expect him to get. And
Split.
again, that time is starting to tick. Job Life haven't really cleared a lot of ground. A lot of the time,
B,
you want to
I
take
would
this
put
position
bind.
very early on. Instead, they're going back to middle with just
What
35
are the other
seconds
maps?
left.
They've really round the clock down. Options going to be
Lotus.
limited as far as going back. It's full commitment time. LaRock not in a position to use the ult either. It is a peculiar round considering that's online. 6 orbs. You're going to want to farm it quite a bit,
C.
but LaRock's just holding his ground, and here comes the
Abyss.
push. The information that the play is happening now. Coming in a little too late. He's stuck in the corner, but comeback
Sunset.
taking them down from the side.
Although
And look at
Sunset
the
would be
flank
in
up
B
from
when they pick
Rose.
B minion.
The Odin, good for one eventually. Deep. Oh, okay, the plant actually getting
Kamek.
it all the way now because look how far away Jellison is. Kamek's going to be able to sneak away to short too. 36 HP, and the timing almost
Oh.
perfect. At least seeing Jellison dropping down. And now just biding his time. No flashes, no nade. And with 36 HP, this fight is dangerous. He wants to use the clock to his advantage.
Oh.
Force Jellison into tapping that spike. I like it. The door closed, used to confirm he's still up close. And force
Oh,
Kamek
Kamek wins it.
4 kills for this man in the round. And 4
D will put
Red
Icebox
squad
and
now on the
Breathe.
attack. Job Life
What
looking
maps
good.
am I missing? Got
Oh,
3, 5,
Job
7,
Life,
9.
but more individually.
missing?
Kamek
Center,
Kamek
Abyss,
has been
Bind, Breeze.
insane so far in this first 6
Haven,
rounds. He
Icebox,
basically
Lotus,
single-handedly
Fracture.
wins them.
This
At
is
one point he's
Valorant.
passing, has to let go of planting,
Heritage.
has to
Noxy,
let go a
Noctis,
second
thanks for
time,
60
gets
lost the
another
game.
kill, and then
Ah,
plays
tough.
the time to perfection.
Oh,
Even
Ascent.
knows he's being baited out by shooting
I'll
the
put
door.
Ascent in B.
He's 15-2. We've not
Kamek
even
good.
played.
What else am
We've
I
just
missing?
played a
Oh,
6th
Pearl.
round, and he's
Pearl I'll put in
15
B
and
as well.
2. This is some of the most insane individual
This would be
prowess.
my
We
map
talked
tier
about
list.
the individuals on the other
Not
side.
in like, it's
We
not in order in
hyped
the
up
tiers.
comeback.
It's honestly just in
Loiter as
the
well been
order I
fantastic.
thought of them.
These youngsters, a couple of 16-year-olds in the team, even the
Thoughts?
majority below the age of 20. But right now, Kamek The guy who
What do I
stood
think
in
Riot
for
can improve on
Fnatic, maybe a little
Breeze?
bit of the magic has rubbed off on them because
They could improve it by just deleting
so
it.
far, nobody can even.
Is this
get
the kid
close
Fnatic is trying to pick up?
to
No,
where
this is
he's
the guy
been.
that was
Pacific
on
are gonna
Fnatic
take a
last
pause.
year as
Now,
a sub.
I will say, if he keeps this up, it will be the greatest performance we've ever seen in
Does he
Valorant
read
history.
YouTube comments? Look
Just
at
off
how
the
you're
raw
so
numbers,
insecure
it's
on
not-
YouTube.
it's not
Feast
possible
Tide, thanks for
for
11
him to
months.
do any better than this.
11 months. Oh my
I don't
golly
think that's
gosh.
going to happen. So I think even for job life,
Sometimes,
probably
you
will
say?
try and
Sometimes,
rectify a few
bloody
things,
sometimes.
because a lot of
You know,
these
the real
rounds
problem with the
have been
YouTube
dangerous.
G2 plus Durka equals G3.
We'll see about that. The real problem with the
There's-
YouTube comments is
there's
the
always
way
the-
that the
the two
chat
sides to
works
the
on the
coin,
little
right?
thing
On
I've
the
got
one
here.
hand,
Because I've got both chats
You're losing
combined.
the round.
Problem is
to
the
an
Twitch
individual
ones come
who's
up one
popping
by
off,
one.
and
So when you type in a
sometimes
Twitch
there's
chat,
nothing you can do about that.
comes
But
in
at the
one by
same
one.
time,
But the
it's happening
YouTube ones
this many
update in
times.
like stacks.
This,
Like every 10
needs to
seconds
be
it like
looked
updates
into.
it. So if there's been 10
Specific-
comments from YouTube
They can't be
people,
happy with where they're at right now.
they all come in one
We've
big
seen
go.
early round,
So if you're
last
towards the
round
start of it,
aggression
you just
out of
get
the
cut
rock
off.
with ult in the back pocket, then reposition into the open.
So-
This round, much more passive.
Sorry.
It seems like we could get to see LaRock
I didn't decide that.
a
That's
little bit
just
more
how it works.
reactively. And they're waiting for job life
Any
to take
good
a
tier
hit.
2
It
player that
looks
will
like the
definitely go
B
into
side
tier
is
1
where
next
they're
year.
gravitating towards. It's
Probably
where drone's going to be used for now. At least.
Kayak,
They may have two LaRocks to deal with.
Alexic would be the two that I would say like
Job life happy to
I'm pretty confident that someone will
run
pick
this
them up.
clock down. Hunting for information. It really has been a stack up of ults. The fact that we haven't seen much used throughout
Someone's
this
coding an
map so
extension to
far,
fix that problem with YouTube. Oh shit. Well,
and anything we have seen used hasn't been to a massive amount of success. 30 seconds on the clock. You can only assume that one of these lockdowns at least is going to be into play because this is such a late take. Utility's going to be removed.
fraud,
That's
yeah.
something at least. But again, it's coming down to the wire. 2 players within this site already. For Pacific, LaRock lands that
Nice
first shot.
shot by
Spike's
our
still in
Phoenix
hand,
here.
but it's
LaRock.
falling apart. They really are running out of time. That plant needs to be stuck. The spam not quite landed, but LaRock's landing everything else.
Nicely
And even
done
though
by,
they
Pacific
eventually
there.
get
Good
that spike
hold.
down, it felt rushed.
tough obviously with the
felt
clock running
dangerous.
so low.
Pacific, well, they make that one look fairly
exec.
easy.
But
Yeah, they don't all crumble to one man, and that's always
Yeah,
a
'cause
good
once you-
sign.
once the
In
time gets to
defensive
a
side,
certain
one
point,
player
you can kinda
falling
just,
as well. It's Rose initial
really
contact. I
back
think
into the sites
is
and just
darts
really
as
try and
well.
hold this
Get
space.
in
You
the
don't have
head
to worry
of
about a
Job
mid
Life a
split
little
nearly
bit.
as
You
much
might
because you
start
know it's
seeing them bait those out early on.
it's
Try to
coming to the sites.
feel the
probably at that
timing of
point.
the rounds, because like you're saying, it does feel like they're
It
rushed
is
into some
online,
of these
yes.
decisions at
We're
the last
online
second. We've
until
seen
I
it a
think
number
the
of
last
times. Even that 4K
or
from
something.
Kamek was what,
the
17
last
seconds
couple
left when they
games.
executed onto the site. And if one player, someone like Rose, is able to put up
Best
this
clutch
much
of the year,
resistance,
Kang. Oh my god,
kinda
yes.
screws up
Kang
your
versus
whole game plan.
Wolves.
You have a player stuck
Yes.
planting the spike when the site isn't even clear. Gotta see that.
God, that's a
refined.
fucking
I think it's the
throwback.
early
I
round
remember
approach
what-
that needs to change here for the attackers.
remember
The
watching
mid
that
control
game.
seems to be what they're looking for.
God, that
Some darts
first
go out.
the Wolves
It's
versus
all-
EDG.
all
I mean,
players in
again,
market, but
just to point out, EDG won
they're
champs.
taking this one
You know,
very, very
fucking
slow.
beat EDG. In fact, were they the last team to? Oh no, EDG lost to G2, didn't they? But EDG
Not
lost to
fighting
Wolves
just
in
yet,
stage
trying
2.
to deny
I'm just gonna point that out.
control. I think facing into comebacks always a risk. A very confident
Chronicle
duelist.
G2 bind. What
An
for a clutch?
individual
What
that has
happened? I
already
don't remember.
Been making a name for himself. I'm sure will do. With Turkish duelists being one of the hottest commodities in.
Oh
all of
yeah, to
Valorant.
win the game, of course. Yeah.
Definitely not shying away from a
Yeah,
battle with
God, it
Timmy
was
the
crazy.
Turret, but eventually that position will be claimed, looking like Job Life.
Or is that notable
attempt
mad shit?
a split towards this A site again. Plenty of ultimates still to be had.
Nah, that's a clutch.
LaRock's
What
run
else
it
was
back,
notable mad
is in
shit that
position,
happened?
and immediately we're going to see that Hunter's Fury used, an attempt to try and disrupt, and by the looks of it, it's doing the job.
Fearless LaRock running forward with that.
Maybe
ult
I would say it's
activated, Jealous in the
notably
corner.
mad that
Being
NRG was
spotted
that
now,
bad.
surely dealt with, and LaRock falls too quickly.
That's a
This
lace
site is overwhelmed. And Job Life have taken control, not looking to ease up just yet, though. That Blade Storm, ever aggressive, but the shots don't land.
Missed everyone.
Comeback is given a second
tough.
lease of life, and that could
2v2.
be what ends up ripping this round out of Job Life's hands. It would have been Rose all alone. 2 players down below, the op still in play. Not ideal for this kind of a fight. And well, maybe it is. Kamek's down off rip, and it's a 50 HP jet left. Dash used to close the distance on the box.
Nicely
but
done
Rose
by
was
Rose.
wide and ready. 4-4. Pacific have tied it up.
Send triple detain. Yes, good one.
There's so many positions in this round where I look at comeback and go, he should be dead, and he definitely shouldn't be landing the shots.
And they won the round.
The one on a player, I think on sight, he swings all the way out, and I'm just waiting for him to die. I'm waiting for the Blade Storm to kill him. But it never
Oh no,
happens.
we've got
He's just able
the
to
Som
get
like
one and then even helps
the
close
Tane
out the
one
round.
is
And as
in
you
worst
said, like,
round of the year.
in those retake
It's already been
scenarios,
nominated for the worst
he
round
should
of
be
the
almost
year.
useless. It should come down to
But it
Rose
could go
having
into
to
that category
fake players'
too.
angles, working
But
out the positions of where they are, and maybe forcing
Do I
them
agree
to
with
fight
Brent's
comeback,
left take?
but
I didn't hear it. Zoltan.
well, the man has no fear. There's no doubt about that. The early round streak of 4 has quickly come to an end, and so has the booming economy of Job Life. They should have enough for this round, although even with the pieces they currently have on the board,
Remember Boo letting himself get
potential
detained on
seems to
Icebox
be
default versus
a
Sam
little
to
bit
clutch
less
the
than
round.
ideal. And that's
I
now
don't
back-to-back
know,
rounds. I was saying
but
that a lot
I'll
of
put it in
ultimates
there.
weren't used
Team Heretics.
in the early, like, sort of 4
Boo
rounds.
versus
Well,
Sam.
the last
I'll just
round,
note down
they
everything
used
people say.
themselves a null command to little to no effect. The round just gone, they used Blade Storm and a Hunter's Fury and still didn't win the round.
Oh yeah,
Right
of course
now,
I
those
do.
Job
Of
Life
course, yeah, I
ultimates have
remember it now
almost
that you
all been
say it.
utilized,
Yeah.
and they've got nothing for it. And for the defensive side, hey, that's
Brent's
fantastic.
left take
You
was that
still
they were
have-
a
you now have
Nepo
your
baby
Hunter's Fury
team.
back online. You now have your lockdown
Hella
as a counter
inconsistent
to the
stat pass
opposing
is
one.
true, and that they are not that good.
Yeah, and they're halfway
I think
towards
that's
another
harsh.
Blade Storm because you know
I
what?
think that's more than
Comeback's
harsh.
been hitting
It's
the
really
drops.
harsh.
Well,
What does he mean that they're a Nepo
it really
team?
was. There's always someone else alongside, and like I said, Loida.
Aren't they the
big
opposite of a
player
Nepo
in
team?
their series, but we saw flashes from absolutely everyone. It was a really, really nice showing from Pacific yesterday. But comeback, consistent. Map in, map out. He's gonna have a challenge towards the A site, but the first man challenged is Loida.
Like, I would not call a
Smokes
Nepo
down,
team, because
paranoia
do the
used,
players
come
even
back,
know each other?
and really not
Didn't they just
ideal
pick
getting
up
the
players
pick
who
in
they
that
thought were
scenario,
good?
but
Isn't that the opposite of
Rose is
Nepo?
Having a little bit of an easier time opening a window for comeback shot up top, and well, it seems like Job Life with a bit of pressure on them as they get the plant on A with a man disadvantage.
Lockdown
I
going
think
to be
he
used
meant
almost
pick
just by
players
them
who are known in
an
the
extra
scene
bit of
rather than find
space.
new players.
I
Yeah,
think
but
they
there's
need
nothing
to
wrong with that.
get them into
do you mean
a
if they're
post-plant
good, they're good?
scenario.
Now the argument of
Obviously,
whether,
you'd
like,
expect the
look,
same is
stat
gonna happen,
pass
but they're fighting for that short
is
control. I like
slightly
this. The
true.
mid-round
I'm not going to
adaptation,
argue that
where do you
it's a complete
expect that
myth,
lockdown to be
because
put
it's
into
not.
play? Well,
There
it's
are
actually
times where
right where Loiter's standing. But they haven't done that.
he does play
Instead,
for
they put it
stats.
up top. It will force them out of the site. Now they're going to have a safe haven just
Or
behind,
like he
so they
doesn't
can
do the
spam a
correct
little
thing.
bit
Oh,
like
holy
that.
shit, they might lose.
It doesn't allow you for that half to come in. Instead, though, Loiter's sticking it the whole way. In fact, they're just sticking it all the way through. They even had a couple of body blocks. They had Larocque to face first. Then
How
the
can a team
second
be
player to
Nepo?
sit
Oh,
in
there's a
front
lot
of
of teams that
spike.
probably are.
I believe that was Loiter. And then they just diffused it the whole way. I like the team synergy, but I won't lie. I didn't expect that to work.
No, nor did I.
Like, I
From the
think NA
get-go,
is a
when they
pretty
use that ult up
clo-
top, yes,
you know,
it's a great
closely
adaptation
knit
because
bunch
they don't
of,
have
like,
short control.
who do you
You're
know?
worried that those players are going to come up garden, and obviously the lockdown has kept you out of there. So they could have, as they did, filter the Killjoy all the way around up short and have a heavy stack there ready to fight. That could have been a
Like, I think in
disaster
NA
if
it's
they
probably the
decided on
most
Pacific to
prevalent
put the ult into play there.
because,
further
you know,
back, and
it's all
exactly
the
like you
same
said,
language
it
and
gives
culture.
that gap where Job Life are still
Obviously, like in
able to
EMEA,
fight for
people
the
are
control.
from
They're able
different
to
places.
deny you the
You probably
defuse
know people,
from
but maybe
behind
you
that
don't
smoke.
like know
From
them
that point,
unless you've been on
I
a
would
team
say
with them
the
before.
vast majority of rounds
maybe
I've
it's a
seen that
bit
play out
less.
like that with players in main spamming and limited time, it goes the way of the players in main. But Pacific,
And
they
same in
fight their way
Pacific,
back
maybe a
into
little
that
bit
one
less because
tooth
they.
and nail.
It's
Now
different
5 to
cultures,
4,
different
the lead
regions,
in their
but,
pocket.
but probably within the
Not a
small
lot
regions
left in
is
Job
a
Life's
bit
pocket.
Nepo.
They've saved over their credits for the next round, but in terms of investment here, it is leaving them wanting for sure.
Yeah, we're starting to witness what happens when Kamek isn't getting 15 kills in 6 rounds. As I said, it's impossible to keep that sort of momentum up. They've done well there, though. Not only is that
Not to get
pick, but
one
that's
there
an
is
extra
tough.
rifle into Robbie's hands, the
That's like dry swing
IGL.
into your smoke.
I don't know. There may be a part of him that wants to try and give that over to Kamek, a healthier player, and also the person who's been doing a lot. And
But
the
yeah,
fact
a
he
Lev.
might be about
What
to
does he
die.
mean
No,
by
never
Lev are
mind.
bad? Because
I
Lev
was
weren't
looking at
bad.
where Robbie was. Comeback,
Do you
he's
think
already seen the
Lev
future.
benefited
He's
from,
killed
like,
off
they got a
Jazz.
bit fortunate, you know, they won a
He just
lot of
landed
games in
shot. He's
OT.
landed that one, I'll tell you that. Robbie out
Which
of the
is
round,
not something you
and
can
another
often consistently
push up
do.
from the operator down to the pistols. It's a messy fight. A comeback comes out on top. That is 5 HP to get him that 3K. And Pacific Well, we talked about comeback popping
Tough.
off. He was, I think he was 12-5 in both of the last maps that they played yesterday. Starting it out, like at some point I glanced down, saw 12-5, 12-7 here. So all in all,
Yes, this is a mistake that all our
I
pros
love
make
the
when they
fact
pick up a
that
sheriff to
there
take as their
have
secondary.
already been about
You
6
don't want it as a
occasions in this
secondary.
round where I'm
A
like,
classic,
well,
I think,
he
is
dies
often
here,
better.
and I'm wrong. Like,
Every
the
time.
fact
Like a
that
shorty is
with
clearly the
one
best,
bullet,
and
he
then
goes,
classic is
I'm gonna push that smoke.
probably up there, honestly.
I'm gonna push that.
Or,
I'm gonna
frenzy,
go up
I
close.
guess. But
Misses and then survives with the classic instead. 6 and 4.
Sheriff is
He's
Sheriff
gone
of the
straight
pistols
through.
is literally
Jazz
probably
has
the
gotta be
worst.
Fuming. Like he is
Takes the longest to
genuinely
pull
got
out when you need it.
infuriated. The way that he's died the last
then-
2 rounds have been straight
Oh.
BS. There is a dart on
Wow,
his
nice.
head.
Oh!
And he's still fighting. This is a messy round. It's gone incredibly
telling
messy.
me?
In fact, it's left on to Loiter on the site.
Do they realize they're both here?
Jellison's there alongside him. Timing couldn't be worse for Robbie, and it's going to happen again. But it's a
Oh my
whiff.
god, what are these
Jellison doesn't land the
whiffs, man?
shots. And now
Run
they know where
away.
the last man is. Well, they should. He killed one of them a moment ago, and for once, Job
You know,
Life are not
TMV
set in
out
a
there?
position
Bro,
where they only have 5
I actually
seconds
feel
to blow.
offended. I feel
They
like
can
I
go
could have
all the way
got some of
across
these
the other
skills.
side of the map.
that is a disastrous whiff. Yeah, Magic staying alive, tucked in as
I
well.
hate
on
when
B,
players
knowing
do
this
this and they
player's nowhere
play
nearby.
this aggressive
It's
angle.
gonna be a free
It's
shot
worked this time. I
to
hate
the
when
back
players
of
do
Loiter
that.
as Kamek
Because
was
they have to
just
clear all that shit
having
out
the time
anyway.
of his life on A.
And if you die, you
Planting
just
for
give your
free,
teammate a
waltzing
bad
around,
spot.
just taking in the sides. 6-5 Pacific. May just be
Like
neck
again,
and
if your
neck at the
teammate is
half.
planting on the other side of
There's some
the map,
serious heroics from comeback.
like this is
I'll say
they're gonna the
Rock
time
hits
it's gonna
that
take them
flash,
to get
blinds
here.
A lot of them. I go out see 3
If you're
players
playing
on a
together
stream,
anywhere, they're gonna have to
somehow
sprint at some point down here. It's
they
literally
turn that
unlosable.
into 3 kills
Literally
for Job
unlosable
Life.
if you play together.
I don't know how that happened.
Because they're gonna have to run all of this. So whether you get aggressive
6 to
together
5.
or whether you get play
After a
passive together,
long
it
streak
doesn't matter. It's unlosable if you
For
play
the
together.
defense, it's a change and another change of pace. I like the fact that Job Life are now looking to try and put the pressure on a little bit more. They'll be met with Rose.
Oh, the TP. Oh, he cancelled.
It's only going to be the one. Jellison still has to be dealt with. Through the smoke, there's a player coming, and more Jazz this time's not going to go down in a straight BS way. In fact, has won the fight again.
Oh
and
my
in fact
goodness,
continues.
some whiffs in this
Takes
one.
down comeback. None to be had in this round, but Loiter's on the flank. Pushing them back. Lorok's still healthy. Obviously used the ult. Died in that spot. And instead they're going to use an ult of their own to try and kill off
predict
another.
where he's gonna
It's
TP.
left on to just one. Loiter versus 2. Knows roughly where the players are, but the peak isn't going to be expected.
Okay,
It's
6-6.
a half
Again,
that
every
ends
game must be
even,
close. Let's check the other
and
game.
one that has been as chaotic as ever.
Yeah, that was a bit
Well,
crazy.
Hard to separate these
Tech
two
Force,
teams
7-6.
in the first half. It's
Both
a
on
good
a set.
job. We've got a second. And hey, listen, if you've been watching the stream, you know there's a couple OTs chalked and ready to go. For now, though, we're going to take a little break.
The best
We're gonna
clutch road,
toss this one
Jib
over
Boys
to it,
versus
and we'll be
DRX
back
split with
with
2
the
bullets. I
second
can't
half
say I
in just
remember
a
it, but
little
I'll
bit.
write it down.
Spike planted.
Okay, yeah, this is the time. This is the time we can talk about this stuff. So, I'm looking for best clutch moments. Best game. What do you think of best game? Champs final? Madrid final? FPX Team Heretics Shanghai? And I was thinking FPX Heretics Champs. This is just tier 1 though. This is not tier 2 as well. Otherwise, yeah, that moves Saw game. Mouse, sorry, whatever. I might put it in there. FPX Team Heretics Champs, just to show how crazy those games were. The FPX Team Heretics Shanghai definitely in there. That was a crazy game. But I think both games might be in there. Like the way that one ended. Remember the Icebox OT? Like, and it was a 1v3, and he had enough time to plant, and he tapped the plant, and then I think it was Boo dropped down from rafters, and then he got off the plant and couldn't find Boo in time.
8-3.
Ooh, you've gone for an interesting number there, Tom. It doesn't total 12, so that's really a left field pick. And I have to tell you,
Wasn't
you're
very good
right.
at math.
We've decided to give 8 rounds to Pacific based on votes in the
Hey, it
Twitch
wouldn't be
chat.
the first game. You know, I started a cast where a team already had rounds on the board.
That's true. I wasn't there for some reason, but I enjoyed watching from my hotel room with my throat
Shout out
infection.
Vivo Keed.
The boys, we love Cypher cams. Well, Pacific are on their way to the A site by the looks of things. It will be a slow push though. Spike still towards the spawn. But
6-6.
Job Life
I
have
mean,
made the
what?
read that
Is
it's
Phoenix
the other side.
Probably. I mean, it has to be a tech side at the Phoenix,
Our
surely.
reliance on Mikey
Hello.
to try and get things done. There is a drone.
So we had casters and no.
And there we go. Okay. People are dying. A 3 versus 3. Magic trying to get back into the site. Player below that they have to deal with. Rose has done well. LaRock as well. And in the end, it comes down to Pacific taking that
Okay,
pistol
Pacific,
round over
another
the
pistol.
line. It will be a solid start for the Turkish squad.
People are dying.
And as said, you have to look into this as this is the map choice of Job Life. Now, don't get me wrong. You might look at some of the statistics of Pacific playing on Lotus, and they're very weird. For
Do
example,
you think we saw a lot of 1v5s?
They lost it 3
Yeah, I
times
do think that is the
over-
case.
I
Maybe
actually
not
think
true.
that
I
was when
mean,
they were
not
playing
most of them were true
promotion/relegation,
1v5s,
so
but
that
like
was a long time ago.
1v5s where you had a teammate and they
Then
just died.
The
Yeah,
next
there was a
time
lot
they
of
played
that.
it was in this tournament when they beat Ultimates 13-1. So it's an interesting pick. I'll be intrigued to see how that one goes, but Whew! It goes. It goes. Nice shot, Jazz.
Not a bad start, that's for sure. Pacific have a choice of where they want to take things, and it's certainly away from the man who just ripped the head off LaRock. Seems like the B site and the new target, although a slow play towards middle. It's all about getting comeback, a little bit of ground. Pushed up Pizza. Let's hope he doesn't push through that market door. He is in a lot of trouble. Luckily, he's
Safe
avoided.
versus
well, he's
BBL
avoided the
match
danger. The
winning.
problem
I
is
mean,
his
again,
position
these
gets the
clutches,
team
I don't
confident
really
that they can
remember
take
them
this
all, but
split. This drone is invaluable.
Safe
As long
versus
as it clears the
BBL
left and it only sees
1v3.
one. The push up by Mike, it baits them in. That's beautiful. Well handled. Good adjustment in the moment by Mike, and he gets his reward.
Oh, no.
A double kill, colliding someone with a classic. You don't see that all too often. And comeback
Ooh,
now left
timing.
to pick up the pieces with a Marshall.
The timing of the drone.
How the hell did they do that?
Been seen unless he just poked the barrel out at the last second, which I think might have actually happened. I think that maybe the very remnants of the drone might have caught him, but it doesn't matter. He's got the kill nonetheless. He won't expect Jazz though. At least not early enough, but he's managed to cross. Gets the
Oh my
fight.
god,
Hits
there's no
the no
fucking
scope
way
onto
you're gonna
Robbie.
throw this.
This 1v3 should have been a done deal, even with the low weaponry, but now it comes down to the Jet v Jet. Has the information onto Jazz. That was my major worry. Now Jazz is going to go back. There's a gun
Yeah, but
to be
he's
found.
still one
A
one
rifle in
HP
his
essentially.
hand,
You know, he's
but
one
he doesn't
shot.
have the shields. So a shot of this Marshall will do enough to remove him from the round. Comeback
Oh,
hasn't
weakness
seen
of
him
timing,
cross.
though.
Any sound made will give the game away, but he might just have enough time.
Oh.
The shot almost trying to bait, and I think that was the shot being hit by Jazz because my feed froze. It was not. It was not. It was comeback hitting it. That's insane.
Yeah, a little bit.
That
of a
was an
technical
unfortunate
issue
time
on
for
our
a
end.
freeze. That might have only been on my end. I don't know.
A part of me hopes it was just on your end, Tom. Very much so. Am I going to see it here?
Well, there you go. There it was.
Comeback
Wow,
on the Jazz right
1v3.
at the very end. 8-6 attack side.
Keeping them alive,
Comfortable
Pacific,
spot.
essentially, because losing
They've
that
got
is
a
a fucking
decent buy
disaster.
for this round.
This is
3
gonna be a full A
rifles,
split.
an SMG, the classic, not ideal for good old Rose, but won't be the man taking contact. Job Life, though, they fully bought this one up, and it looks like Kamek, the man who started this one out, what, 15-2, and he's a big challenge in his hands inside the smoke. Molly now going to completely clear him out of it, and it's used to get that space, entering into the Molotov.
done by Kamek.
Kamek's able to drop one, starts this off well for the defensive side, and leaves Rose and Jellison to attempt to claim this site. There's reinforcements here. Magic doesn't need
Ooh,
him.
need
Just goes
the
down.
trade.
So too does Magic, but look at the damage he's done.
Tough.
Yeah, they still make it
Okay,
costly.
I
That's
mean,
the thing.
3
I
kills,
feel
not
like
the end
that's
of the
been
world,
case
but
with Pacific in
a
lot of
decent
these
hold there
rounds
from
where
Jobleye.
They come in with a weaker investment, but even still, with just SMGs,
Okay,
or mostly at least.
what's
they're
the
able to do
4th
quite a
map
lot
of the year?
damage, and
Lotus,
I
Icebox,
think they'll
Sunset.
take that. Obviously, for Job
It can't
Life,
be
at least
Ascent.
keeping a couple of players
And
up,
when I'm thinking of
needs
map
to
of the
start
year, I'm
building
thinking
into this
things
defensive
that,
half, because
like,
if anything, when you
notable
run this sort of
things happen,
Phoenix
though.
Jet combo, you have expectations
What did
that there are gonna be
notable,
a
like,
number of
maps
rounds
or
put up on the
moments
attack,
happen
bro.
on?
That will at least be the
Like, I can
plan.
think of multiple for Icebox and multiple for Lotus.
Come on, for the side of Pacific, that might not have necessarily
Split,
been the
honestly,
case in
yeah.
the past. They've always
It
been
probably
a
is split.
fairly defense-orientated team.
The,
They haven't
the
run a Phoenix
final of
before.
Shanghai was split. What was the final of Madrid? What was the final map in Madrid?
Looking at what CGN have done, maybe it's just infecting across the board. It's really
Icebox,
interesting.
yeah,
We
it
got
was,
to
you're
chat
right.
to Benny
Yeah,
yesterday
Icebox, there you go, there's another
about
Icebox.
how they've been playing it and the benefits of Phoenix.
Team
He was very
won
open
Masters because
with
of
a lot of the
split.
discussion. That's what struck me. You know, I feel like I
Maybe
was
it is
saying
still
a
split.
lot of teams would probably have like their analyst or their coach in the background listening to that interview, going, "No,
It's not Ascent.
stop talking." Stop telling
I mean,
me why
Ascent
we
was
do
barely
things.
played at champs.
But he was, yeah, it was very interesting. I think he sold me a little bit more on the Phoenix play. As long as you are building your game around it, as long as your player who's on that
I think
Phoenix is
Paper X have a
comfortable and
chance with
able
next
to
map rotation.
use it to
I mean,
invade
yeah,
a lot
it
of
should, in
space. Like you'll
theory,
see,
it
you
is
pop
better
down a
for them.
smoke, you molly inside, you flash in, you've got a free little bubble to fight from, and you can flash out of it. And it was used on A just earlier, and that's been the most prevalent example of how it can steal control away. See if they
Don't
can
watch
do
much
that
Val
here.
at this level. Why is Phoenix so
As we
popular?
move towards the B side.
Well, there's just one team who
a
just
lot of
always
players
plays
from
Phoenix.
Job Life present.
And then I don't know, honestly.
Not like that.
It seemed like an easy start. Robbie didn't actually get the first, but it doesn't matter. They're getting cleaned up anyway. A solid
But,
B
well, I
side
mean,
defense.
will it actually work,
The
this
aggressive
Phoenix shit?
take-in just gets
I don't know. I
slaughtered
don't think the Phoenix
as they
stuff has
try
been
and
amazing
push
either.
their way onto the site. Definitely not the response that Pacific
Will I ever
were
play in the
hoping for
Minecraft
after the damage they
Pro
had
City
done.
server? Yes.
It's going to leave them
I was
in
thinking of downloading
a
Minecraft
bit
today.
of an awkward position
I think I need to buy
financially.
Minecraft though.
And it definitely seemed a little bit disjointed.
Bro doesn't even know how to
Rock's
craft
in
a
quite
stick.
a bit before the
I've
rest.
played Minecraft before.
Because
In
of
fact,
that.
I was playing Minecraft probably
It's a
before
little bit
most of you
easier
even played a fucking game.
for that defensive side to must.
I played Minecraft legit when it first came out, when it was first released. Because I remember watching who is now Call Me Kevin on his old channel do a Minecraft Let's Play when he had maybe 2,000 subs. When Minecraft was in absolute, like, full alpha. There was no food. Food got added quite late, to be fair, didn't it? There was barely anything. I played that version of Minecraft, and I longed for the days of that Minecraft, because it was better than whatever the shit is now. Listening to people talk about, like, oh, they've got this fucking, you know, emerald farm or whatever. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? 8-8 in both games.
The idea of it doesn't look like
That was
it.
an amazing Wardy, by the way. I'm so proud of you.
I'm
Hazel.
trying. I'm trying.
I am so proud of you.
We're
Really,
getting
I
there.
love when people try. Really, again, you're doing well. That sounded more like I love when you try. but you're
it's
saying,
good. I mean, look.
You can literally
the
play an
desk,
old
you were
patches.
the
Well, let's get an
teacher,
old patch
you know,
version of them.
We had
I'm a terror.
the two truths and a lie, but a passing grade seems to be good enough, and Maniac's passing grade is well above average. Filu dismissed from class in this round. Another 4 and 5 that Desire have to digest.
You're enough wine.
Might be the most Tory thing I've ever heard.
You're going up in that head-to-head, thinking that the drone's going to be enough, and Money just having the balls to just wait there.
Do I remember
for
the
him to pick.
Shin split ace clutch?
Everybody
I
rotating
can't
from
say I
Desire.
do.
Trying to go straight to
June,
A,
but I can-
look
I
at
can
all the movement coming
put
from
in
Maniac.
who is
He's
it
already
against?
waiting for them.
30 seconds left.
And even though Tak left the camera all the way on B, they're gonna go without
Viper
it.
Molly's good. The Viper's taken to space. Well played.
It's double damage onto Kaden.
Using that smoke, knowing that they were going to go for
Holding
that.
on
Ooh.
to this firmly. Foreman goes down. Jesse is here in
Good
support.
flash,
And
10
this is where
seconds.
Desire have to give the game up. Throw in the towel.
Yeah.
Round over.
Nothing more to be said of round number 17, but Scythe is looking to make it costly.
He has to.
Jesse as well. Oh, just about. Removes one weapon. Waddle denies anything more.
Storm, you mentioned his pop-off round. He is immediately dead.
Oh.
And so is Loiter.
Yeah, that one.
Who was
way
that clutch
approach
against?
down by Job
Sorry, I
Life.
missed
It's
it.
Zen specific, trying to
say
take
Gen
space
G.
elsewhere on the map. Up short, up
Shin's
mid,
clutch.
nothing that works. And well, Jalasun's just going to tuck in, hoping they come to him, and they absolutely have. They walked right by. Free kill. To
That's a
start,
pretty
no
good shot.
recovery of the weapon. He only gets the one before
Team
he double
Heretics?
peek on short closes the round. That's 9
Oh,
for
the
Job
one where
Life, an
production missed
expected
the last
result
kill,
considering the low buy
yes.
in play for Pacific. The Blade Storm not having impact as basically.
And yeah, it was kind of a
sealed
joke
fate
early
of
in the
this round
season that
immediately.
anytime Shin popped off, like the observers
Here's their
would
chance
miss
to
it.
fight back on the back foot now.
Yeah, I've got the
But
check
that's
one.
the funny thing. You look at this map and the streak that's been there for the side of Job Life. They've been incredibly competent. This
Yeah,
is
I've got
actually
the
the joint
Chronicle one.
worst attacking half they've ever had, 6-6, which again kind of shows how good they are on this map. It is normally where they put up the majority of the rounds, obviously, because if you get more than 6, you can't get more than that unless you're going to overtime. But it doesn't mean that they're weak on this defensive side whatsoever. Thus far has been pretty clean, pretty methodical. But we're going to see a pace change, an immediate use of the run it back to take space into this site. Although there isn't anybody that will be there to meet them, just
I mean,
utility.
okay,
But
you
that's
use a
enough to
Phoenix
get
ult
rid of
to
the
take
ult.
the site, you close the door.
Yeah, the
Got
ult
the spike
traded out
down.
to, well, close the door.
Killjoy ult
Pretty
now.
much.
Nice.
Pacific, though, have that lockdown, and this ult will be much harder to avoid the impact of an attempted spam coming from up top, and it's worked.
Oh!
Robbie's actually managed to deny that lockdown. That is huge.
tough.
The side of Job Life. Now they can really tee up into this.
Oh, he got
Already the
another.
reveal gets Jealous on. Massive spam from Robbie. And down below, okay, they're waiting with open
Oh, the
arms.
knives
Pacific
again.
have scrapped right back into that one. They took some blows, but my goodness, they've dealt their fair share. Mike, the last man standing, and he's gone
fucking
into a 1v1. The Molly took most of his HP
Oh.
away.
Oh, the
and
Phoenix
Larocque will
value.
close it, but that shorty came damn close.
Thought that was a weird
scrappy
round.
but one that finds its way into the attacker's inventory for now. 9-9.
Oh no, the close game
I
at
was
Ascension.
talking
Yes.
yesterday with Hazard.
Yes, like all of them are.
Mikey is that guy. He's the
Now
guy that you put him in
tomorrow
a clutch
I'll
for
only
the
be
side of
watching the
Job Life.
first games.
9
'Cause I'm
times
going
out
to
of
my
10
pub
he wins
quiz,
it. I
as I
think
always
this
do
was
on
the-
Wednesdays.
The 1 out of 10. And even
But
still,
by
it was a
then, I
damn
think
good
most
try,
of this,
being
I
able
think
to
it might
isolate
fully be
both of those
decided by then.
duels,
I
but
can
in
go
the
and
end,
check.
it's
But
Larocque, who seemed to
it
have
might be fully decided because whoever wins this
good
is
idea.
through in one place of this group. This is already one place to decide whoever
It's going to
wins
put them
this.
another round on the board, but the damage to their economy.
And then depending on
both
how the other
sides, in
games
fact,
go
now
later
puts
as well, I
This
think.
round as a pinnacle one, and quite a lot utilized. You have to talk about the fact that lockdown's gone. The
How are you
Blade
calling
Storm's
me
not
Unk
close.
Elevated?
Run it back was also
You're
utilized,
literally
but
the
it's
oldest
already
person in
halfway
this
to
chat.
being online.
Maybe
And on
by
the other
like
side of things,
at
they
least
still have a lockdown and a Hunter's
7
Fury.
years.
Now, though, much more of a default for Pacific. They're taking their time. The aggression across the map from Jazz
don't
has
know what-
spotted nothing, but the drone will probably give... No, it doesn't give much away.
Yes,
Only
you
that there's a
elevated.
single player.
Elevated's like in his mid-30s.
It was funny as well that you talk about the clutches.
He's a full-ass grown man.
And on the other side, it's actually Larocque, Loida, and Rose. 3 of the top 6 clutchers in all of Ascension so far. Pacific have needed them. They found themselves in some scrappy early rounds, and it's happened again with Comeback Down and Rose falling.
The oldest person in
Larocque
TC now I
doesn't
know
last
of is
long. Here's another
26
chance, perhaps,
elevated
for
is
the
an
clutch
actual
statistic
Unk.
to be increased. A 2 versus 4. Jalasun holding the off angle. I think a lot of the onus of this round is going to fall back onto Loida's hands. Managed to recover an operator. I mean, against this many players, might be able to get one pick and fall back. He's recovered his rifle, but they've seen Jalasun. At this point, all the information is there to work with. Hunter's Fury even thrown through.
Yeah, to try and kill this
Hunter's
guy off,
Fury,
and it has
4v2.
failed miserably. Jalasun is still here. That time is still ticking. He's
I mean, they
looking
know
for
he's
the
in
right
there.
moment,
This
but
is
with how low
unlosable.
they are now, it should be impossible. And Catmix Flash is enough to put Lloyd
Spectre
out
Elders
of the
except
round.
TMV.
Job life.
I mean, yeah,
lose the last
26
one in
isn't even that old.
close
I am nearing 27
positions,
though.
but they immediately respond. The defensive side definitely looking stellar.
27 feel like
And the problem is again,
I'm gonna say
just
late
seems to be a
20s
few
begins at
messy
28.
mistakes from Pacific.
Let's say
like, a few kills, a few angles.
Mid 20s is
not being
27.
checked
27,
properly.
mid 20s.
Well, I'm guessing maybe the
I
coaching
think that's
staff
fair.
agree. They're going to take a pause. This is now their economy right on the brink. In fact, I don't even know if they'll have.
Mid 20s, I would say 24 to 27. So I'm still gonna be in my mid 20s. you know, early 20s, 23 and less. This is like idiot phase. This is like your learning phase. And then 28 plus is like adult phase, I would say. That's what I'll say. Above 25 is early 30s. Unk. My YouTube viewers age? I can tell you my YouTube viewers age. I think the median age, I reckon, is probably about 20 and a half to maybe 21 on a good day. I'd say 20 is probably the median.
I would say almost everyone's eyes. I think maybe Zeke can sit there and go, actually, maybe this is second. But other than that, this is the opportunity to not just take yourself, but also take your team, take your organization to the tier 1, set them up. Wow,
just literal dry. What the fuck? Did that guy just literally dry run through a smoke?
He's just taken away multiple kills. He's gonna go pushing.
And this
further.
guy's just
now,
fucking running.
Free. Yes, it
Holy
is. In fact,
shit!
Robbie comes out with 2.
What
they
the
had
fuck
a
is
defender,
going on?
They had comeback.
And they think they're
waiting.
going B.
But the double
Nope.
duelist, was that the plan? Was that the whole idea? No, that was a ruse.
School begins in a week again. God,
Indeed, it was. One of
I'm
the issues
so
they're going to
glad I
face, though,
don't
Hunter's
have to
Fury
go.
post plant. That's the guy with the rifle. He's going to want to stick around and fight.
Homework. What a fucking crazy idea that is.
Play, but
Why do you have to do homework? That's a strange thing, isn't it? Like, if school is meant to teach you about work,
Rose, this is risky.
I guess you do.
That's
do
the rifle
some work
all
at
alone.
home.
And they've sent Robbie on the side of Job Life all the way around. Paranoia dodge. This is a free kill. And it looked like Rose got suspicious, but too little too late. Now the pistol's on site. All that remains to defend this. No Hunter's Fury. But the
classic different.
Picks just out of the air and finds another. Loida coming up huge for the side of Pacific. Double digits locked in for both sides.
My classic does not work like that. How low were the players? I don't even think they were that low. This is absurd. Like, sure, the timing was definitely a little bit off, but there are 4 players in mid, and Larocque kills 3 of them. Other than that, again, like a little bit of lack of awareness. No, Robbie's full HP.
The best part about being all the gaming sports is when I tell some stupid brainer kid
light
I just
shields,
saw his
but
mom, it's
even
realistic.
still, that's disgusting.
He has just right-clicked the life out of those players. That is, that's gonna sit with them for a moment. I mean, they've taken a moment to
Sheriff
deal
would have
with
lost that. It would,
timeout
yes.
from the side of Job Life, a squad who looked like they were set to
How he
put
did in the other
11
game.
to 9 on the board.
Oh,
and
it's over.
from there,
Barca won.
force their opponents into
A
a
win
no
for Viper
mistakes
Sky.
comeback. Now, well, the pressure's on them a little bit more. Some players have lots of money. Some
Another
players
overtime for
don't.
C.
The
Yeah.
Blade Storm isn't there to make up for it.
Funny.
There's
Funny
going to
how
be
that
some
works, isn't it?
struggles for the defensive side. In Pacific, they haven't just got a foot in the door. They've kicked the thing off its hinges. It's anyone's game.
Yeah, it's definitely been a weird back and forth. Like, again, I
What
feel
about
like
Band
rounds where
versus
Job Life
Secret
play a
on
little bit
Lotus for
more
the clutch of the year?
passive
Again, I
and
can't say I
actually
remember it,
look
but
to sort
I'll
of
write it
retake
down. I'll
rather
take a
than
look at
just
all of them and
fighting
decide
ground.
a 4.
Have definitely worked better for them. But even still, you have a 4-man setup in mid, and 3 of them are dismantled by 1 guy and a Guardian.
Boss, the
That-
top of
that-
La
that
Liga,
should
bottom
never
of Ascension.
happen.
I
Like,
guess you
it's
can't have both. Tough.
Unbelievably impressive with the clinical aim of Larocque. I'm almost a little bit sad that he's got a normal rifle, a Vandal, because I just don't think it's even
Loiter is
worth
only
it.
16. Holy shit, what have you done with your life?
Lockdown
Born in 2008,
will
holy
be countered
fuck.
out by the Hunter's Fury. All pulses
That's not
finding their
legal,
mark.
surely.
A site, not quite as easy to retake now. The
I mean, he
Job
does
Life
look
side
16, I'm not going to
is a
lie.
big piece of utility
Now
for
that
them.
you say
Pacific
it,
have sent
yeah, he
2
looks
players
16.
further back. They're looking to go all the way around. Woman's for utility. The other, though, is Jellison
Steps
going on the
heard,
flank.
surely.
Steps, I thought were heard. It looked like it might turned around, but now he's looking the other way. Now they've left it wide open for Jellison, and it's the double kill.
second
Then he
flank,
manages
though,
to
is gonna be
clean
so
up, and
big.
then the second
Oh,
player.
but-
Well, his position given away, but the damage is done. He's tagged Jazz down massively. Robbie barely holding on to life, and his head's ripped clean off.
Okay,
All
Pacific,
three
big win.
headshots as well, so never mind your low health. They were getting this done
Can
irrespective.
the underdogs make
A
it?
clean round.
The
from
underdogs,
attack
the
side,
ultimates.
and the lead now in their
I
grasp.
think they
The
can.
worst
What
part
are they,
about
1
that,
and
Tom,
2?
I said that there were going to be weaknesses.
I think so.
The
but I'm not-
alternative
I'm
was
not
that
100%
maybe the
sure.
defenders take an eco. They didn't, and now their economy is in tatters.
One enemy remaining.
11 to 10. Comeback. Well, if you think even for a second he's not reading the economy, looking into what his opponents are doing, just check out the gun he's got. He's looking
Kamek
at farm.
kind
He
of
knows there's
slowed
going to be
down a
light
bit from
shields on the
starting
other
15
side.
and 2 or
Jazz
whatever he was.
wants to try and phase it, but you can see the immediate back off. The second they hear a single bullet from that gun. Now, part of it is bait. Part of it is they want to give away the idea that there is nobody here. Try and force them into these fights in middle. Bear in mind, there have been multiple moments where Pacific
The Source still have a
gone
chance.
for this
See,
position, but it
Wikipedia says
seems
no,
like they're
but
being methodical. They
I don't
have
know.
definitely
If
spotted
Wikipedia says
Robbie
no, I'm
out,
just
and
gonna
while
assume it's no.
alone, he was never going to get anything.
Okay,
Those
Pacific
light
with a
shields
big-
make
big
that
win here.
a faster firing operator. And for comeback, wow, we've seen him hit shots that I never imagined anybody could see. That one was a piece of cake.
And I think you have to realize that it might look weird seeing Robbie just swinging
Wait,
out,
Cairo's
checking
here?
for the player down below. But you know, especially with this comp, you're
Cairo,
gonna
the
have
guy that
utility, a
everyone
knife,
was praising
a
yesterday.
reveal, a drone, which, as we saw,
I'm
was
liking
about
the
to be put
accent,
through
although some
anyways.
people said they
There's always
couldn't
going to be
understand.
something
But
coming your way to clear that close corner. So chances of you getting
most people were
a
positive.
free stay and a guy just walking in giving you a kill, it's just not going to happen. He wants to try to force the issue, get ahead of it. Element of surprise.
Imagine
But,
Pep Guardiola
didn't
makes
work
it to
out. Job
EMEA.
life left in a 3
Guardi?
versus 5 as a result. This looks
That
to be
I mean, that just is funny to have a player
12
called
rounds
Guardi
locked
playing
in
for
for
Barcelona.
Pacific. 2 chances to close out a map that not long ago was looking like
got
Job
called a
Life were
drunk
about to enter
leprechaun.
the home stretch. Now they're being locked out.
I think you really should have toned up the Scottish for Steel. I think you definitely should have.
Looking for more, looking for further fights.
I was looking at Northern Irish accents to
Safe
see
to
if
say that
see if we could get like a thick
it was always a
Northern
risk
Ireland accent on
to
there.
pick
What would
into
happen?
this map for Job Life. Oh,
And-
we've said
and
it.
Just watch people
When
be
you're
or
up
like
against the
really
Turkish
like
squad,
let's get like a
picking
really
Ascent,
thick
you have to be
Geordie
sure.
on there, or
you have to be ready.
Or
And they're going to
Birmingham.
try and hold them in. But even that seems like a task. Rose looking for a little bit more. And, well,
Ooh.
doesn't manage to get both. But Magic, by even holding onto this gun, is going to be impossible. Loiter happy to hunt him down. The upgrade of the rifle will be there. And now Pacific on that attack. Just 1 round away with 2 chances.
I saw your video on the
Take
best
their
game of all
opponent's
time. I'm
map
gonna say my
choice.
ranked games are more chaotic.
They've
Look,
done a
if you can get
remarkable
more
job
chaotic than a
recovering
best
this.
of 3 that has 96 rounds, then good
It
for
has
you.
to be
Good for you.
very tough pill to swallow on that other side. A couple of mistakes and a couple of really big individual
What is
rounds
my favorite
on the side
accent?
of Pacific. LaRock, I'm looking at you. Loida with some big classic plays as well. That
That's a
may
good
just
question.
have cost them this map, and who's to tell how the series will go afterwards.
What is the best accent?
Oh, Hunter's Fury. Immediately popped, but
It's not Hochdeutsch or
No real
whatever Kexi was on about yesterday.
success. Maybe just trying to deny the pacing of this attack inside.
Mind
but
duck.
it seems wasteful,
Yeah.
I'll be honest. It seems like it hasn't had the impact they would have wanted. Again, we're seeing this setup Rose already.
Oh.
They cannot hold mid
They cannot,
against
no.
this
This
attack
is like-
inside.
What's
They
this?
have got
3 rounds in a
both
row.
kills in B. The final kill in middle.
Okay,
a
looks
ball
like
for
Pacific
Mikey
gonna take
and
a
Robbie
cent.
BK.
The
We
Phoenix
mentioned the
win rate
clutches.
going up.
That's already the first kill on the board for Robbie, but this is one hell of a mountain to climb.
God, imagine if it freezes and all of a
An
sudden we
uphill
just see
battle
Job Life
indeed.
up to 11.
I don't think they've got the boots for it. You
Nice.
can already see
Done.
comeback picking one off with the operator. A 1v4, Mike, the man who can make the clutches happen,
Oh.
but not this time.
Okay,
Pacific,
13-10.
but it's a-
Good start for Pacific. We haven't started in this other game yet. I don't know exactly when that does start. Yeah, so I need let's take this time then. Let's talk about Rookie of the Year then. Who are your 4 nominees for Rookie of the Year? Karen seems quite obvious. Rienz? Woot? Both? Do I put both on there? And then who would be the fourth? John QT? I think John is a fair shout. Am I prepping for our Cosmic Divide? No, I'm prepping for my awards. Elevated. But it also, I guess, could be a part of our debate. How is our awards going to work? Are we just going to have one vote each? Yeah, I could put John in there. That makes sense. That's a good 4. That's a tough 4 to decide from, actually. And player of the year is what? Stat pass? Texture?
That's the spike! The overheat moment!
The I'm Us boy or I must boy or I moose boy? One of them. Thanks for the tier 1. Oh, we got the who else is in there? Who else is in there for player of the year? Because there was a big debate about Kang yesterday, about whether Kang should be in there or not. Quite a few of you saying Zekken.
I wouldn't
Put Chichu in
rate their
ITD be really
Jets
funny.
to be their best agent.
Chichu.
But on the side of like Neon and ISO, I think
It's a
that they
reward
can
for the
be the
most
difference
pied
maker. And
player.
if we
I
already
don't
saw
know.
that on map 1, this needs to be
It's tough,
exponential.
isn't it? Who else is in there? Who's the
With
nominee for
Ascension as
player
well
of the
being
year?
such a clash of styles at times, we've actually seen these same two compositions already face off against one another. That was Saw versus Job Life. Saw playing the same composition that we see Desire with. Barcelona, of course, the same as Job Life with the Neon. Job Life ending up winning that one 13-2.
Alpha?
Whether it's to be the same here
Munchkin?
or not, though,
Chronicle.
is not
Ooh,
set in
Chronicle is a
stone.
shout,
Big
to be fair.
turnaround from Desire here. It doesn't start with the second half, though. It's what you can build into.
Running
Is Chronicle
all
a shout
together.
for that, do you think?
Gonna use the drone to maybe get onto one of those B executes.
Get a nomination?
Holy Caden just about to TP onto site. And the setup is not ready for it.
It's quite far away. Quaddy still with the flashpoint and the stun. Making his way through Link. You have Jesse at backside. He's been taken down. Filu quickly replenishing his shield, getting to work, picking up where he left off against Apex
Pretty
on
good
this
stuff for
attack side
Desire.
yesterday. Wacky on
Free
the score
from
sheet as well.
Desire.
Good signs of what could be to come.
A little bit sloppy, right? Scythe is not going to be able to get much. Maybe he can get a kill or two.
What's a rookie? A rookie is, I'm defining a rookie
Okay.
as someone who
Okay, yeah,
played,
pick up the
who
first,
hasn't played in
nothing
tier
more than
1
that.
before.
When the
Okay.
family photo of Desire
Yeah, maybe
players
I'll put
arrived,
Kron.
though, and
Kron and
right off the
Zekken,
bat,
maybe?
This is something they love to do against Apex yesterday. Those B hits, if they can see a gap,
Yeah.
they're
My
fully gonna
nominees?
exploit it.
Yeah, exactly. But
Coach
the
of the
same
year.
thing, the same way that we're seeing this, I expect Barca to be on the lookout for this. Like you have the Cypher, you know how this plays this composition.
Who's the
That's
coach of the
why
year?
I
Last
was a
year was
little bit
pretty
shocked.
easy.
I understand, especially for the first one. You just go for a clean execute. The problem is that once
you got-
Filu is on site, if he gets the first kill, it gets
Solo
so
Neil.
complicated, and the decision making of Barca to just try and
Kaplan.
stop it, it was a little bit delayed, right?
Muggle?
We saw Scythe just still being on A. Everybody was already dead, and the player on B had
Are
already
those
died.
the 4?
So
Josh RT is a
even with
shout
that,
as well, though.
go back to the drawing board. Same smoke that they have been using in the past Desire. Just getting all of this control. And Barca's just gonna go ahead and stack a little bit. Maniac getting a little bit of information, see if he can see anything on Z. Waddle trying to bait that they're re-clearing this mid part. But you just look at them, they're so ready to go onto A. Even if they pressure one.
Yeah, I got Solo in there. Solo, Neil,
It's the
Still
trade-off.
a minute on the clock.
Muggle,
Early information.
and then
Barca
one
with
of
the
Kaplan.
immediate mid-space, but
I
lack of
think Kaplan
information
probably
C
deserves a
keeps
bit
Maniac
more
held
than
at
Josh.
bay.
They did win a
Maniac is
tournament
in a
and
custom
finished
game,
4th.
and he doesn't know.
There are 3 players
Although
here.
Josh-
Used
Josh-
to be 4. One of them's left, and the other one
Oh, Josh
sent
doesn't
6
deserve
feet
it.
under. Filu getting to work, double tap, survive him a little longer. Guardi taking him down. This could start
Go on,
to get
Pep.
messy,
Oof.
but they
Should
fall
just
like
sprint to
dominoes.
a Guardian.
Desire with all of the frags at the end of the round. A clean double up, and that's exactly what they would have been looking
Wasn't
for.
Lotus Sen
Yeah,
left
and now
map of
as
the
we're
year?
looking onto the
I haven't
bonus,
really got
wanna see that stopping
a
power, and I
map
wanna
of the
see
year in terms
preparation.
of just
I
one
understand
map. I've
also
got
that,
best
of course,
game.
With these matches, it gets a little bit tricky to prepare for many different opponents. It's a lot to study and to be in account for. A round that supposed to be easy for Desire. Barca gets one pick. If I'm
Okay,
not
here's my
mistaken.
next question then,
Had just,
because
you
some
know,
of you
touched on
saying that
some-
Rian
all
should
of
be
them,
on Player of the
nothing very
Year,
surprising on
which I
this, and
assume means that
think
you
that
think
is
he
what
should
we're
win Rookie
seeing.
of the
This
Year.
setup now
But someone just said that
being
Woot
played.
is definitely
Where's
Rookie
my
of the
pen?
Year.
Double.
I'm assuming that the Sen fans will think that
Yeah,
John
yeah.
is Rookie of the Year, and I'm assuming that
I mean,
many
it's
of you
what
will
they've
think
been
that
doing
Karen
and
is the
repeating.
Rookie of
We're
the Year
going
as
to see
well.
The shot guard trying to clear
The
some
cam
of this, and maybe, yeah.
stays up. Scythe has the info. Drone heading in, top of the hat
He saw
spotted.
you. He saw
Util
the
to the
hat.
backside, undercut and TP. But Desire do not choose to execute. They send the fake out. In the meanwhile, it's Garage which becomes exposed. Guardi filling in the gaps, but Caden, a clap back. Look at Vorwin.
So my question is, who's the Rookie of the Year?
Void outside of A. It's another late B
Wasn't
here.
that
Well, the traps
clear?
are prepared for it, but is there anyone there to capitalize? No. And now Vorwin's died as well.
It was massive. The spike is going to go down.
No Pep on the go to the year.
Find middle,
Make a poll. I'll
sub
do it. I'll
TP.
put the
Hang on,
awards.
line,
I'll make a little
Vorwin
Google
adjustment.
form for the awards
Jesse a little more,
in the
but
Discord
now you're
so that
down to
everyone
just 12 HP on the
everyone
draw
can go and
list.
vote in the Discord
Filu
for
ready to make the
their
play.
choice. And at the end of the
On
video
Caden's
that I do,
command,
I'll
his captain.
I'll put that
Dash
in there what the
still a half a
people's
shot.
choice was
Gets
compared
onto
to
the
my
fuse,
choice.
But the double tap had Filu covered should he not have hit the shot, which he does. The bonus converted.
I have the EMEA logo highlighted in the. Oh, this.
Man, see
How the fuck
that
do I
one.
get rid of that?
It's definitely a painful one, but that is such a good bonus round for the side of Desire. And maybe being aware that this B executes is something that they abused a little bit on the early map yesterday against Apex, and they do not want to repeat. Also forcing Barca to use all the utility to try and protect Scythe onto the C
Who are the
side.
team of the years then?
Very well executed, and of course that puts Barca in a
Heretics, Gen
tricky
G,
situation. Guardi's gonna go for this Guardian, trying to deal
EDG,
some damage
Sen.
across window. And Manic is just
Those
ready
are
to full send
teams
it.
of the year.
Barca playing
I also need
off
some
of one
notable
another,
kind of mad
as they
shit.
should.
I've got G2 jump.
Just like the football team.
Sentinels
tiki-taka.
triple detain and win a round.
Jesse up on high.
What are the mad
This
shit
is where you
happen?
start to get a little bit more isolated.
What was like
though.
just some
And
weird
for
moments?
Desire, they are taking it one round at a
Or
time.
funny
but like we
moments.
said yesterday against Apex, first 5 rounds on the board. How much can this Sheriff do to stop the early momentum though? It is a pick. Jesse will get out of dodge, and the paranoia pushes them
Demon
back.
one
Forced into
playing
the same
Raze.
play. Look at Scythe.
Bleed.
Yeah, but burning some of this utility is so good for them, at least doing some damage. It's still a 5v4. Philo has his ultimate though, and with Scythe in this position that he's taking, he's gonna get all the information. The camera's gonna be broken. But just to look at Maniac just jumped the trip.
Now then.
And Borwin is like, yo man.
Yeah,
Well,
behaving
they're
clips.
split up from each other. It's Tag's trip.
Koi
He's trying
miss
to give
all
him
of
the
their
timing,
lineups.
So now, yeah.
Opens up the timing.
Yep.
Maniac takes it. Still, Scythe
When
in
did that
long.
happen?
Yet to be revealed. Finally, they know. So disciplined, waiting for his team. A cannon out of the Sheriff from Scythe. Jesse adding another. And now on to Caden. For all of his
Smoggy misses the
experience,
bomb plant
he
on
can't
Haven,
offer
yeah.
anything in the 1v3. That third round becomes nothing more.
That's a good one.
Barcelona on the board.
Thrifty. Totally. I'm so surprised because this is the way.
See, I've got the
that
5-man
second
save
half
in
of
worst
Ascent
round
started.
of the year.
The other way around, right? It was
Yeah.
Desire.
The
losing
5-man
the
saves I've
bonus,
already got
but
in
I'm
there.
still very surprised at how smartly played this round was.
Koi
Like, we're
BBL.
waiting on the timing,
Oh
waiting on the exact
shit!
moment where Manny
Yes,
all
that
all
needs
that
to be in
speed,
worst
just
round of the year.
breaking the trap, just
Holy
getting that huge trap
shit!
that, hey,
Yes,
there's someone
Koi
coming, but
versus
actually Manny is
BBL
already on your
Breeze.
face.
How did I forget
Side
that?
with that position. And maybe
Oh, so maybe I put
a
the
little bit crazy
5v5
that
5v5
Desire was
save
not
in
aware
the
of all that they
fucking.
given away. And Maniac, watch out.
Maybe I
because
put the
he's back in
5v5 saves
operator
in the
now.
notable mad
Well, I
shit.
was just about to say.
The ISO?
About to get the reveal.
Oh,
in.
that one might even take
And
the
if
cake.
Maniac
See, I
gets
was thinking this.
spotted, there is
Man,
a
that's now
real
made that
point to be
tough. The
made of
Koi
this ultimate.
BBL
Maniac,
awful round.
he does,
Or
out towards
the
Garage,
C9
manages to catch
versus.
him.
Oh, you
Set
got.
piece.
Oh no.
Can Desire find the value?
You got an
Sherrick
op for this?
built
Oh,
in,
you didn't even
pulls
break a
out the
shield.
op, wanted to break the
But
double
what's the
tap.
winner of that then? C9 versus NRG, the
Again, a little bit
3
low, but
players
they are
detained,
waiting
or Koi versus
to make
BBL?
this one
Holy
happen.
shit,
Tag
that's
has come
tough.
out onto the site,
Man,
does
that's
get
a
caught
tough,
by the
tough
ult.
decision
Now
for
it's
worst
really
round of the
messy.
year.
And of course, they're gonna run away from the situation. Morwen also decided to use his drone. Maybe guard the fact that they could be pushing them through B.
Tropical, you've
Zaya
typed
always
so
taking
many
an extra
messages
second to
that
set
they
up
all
the
just
split.
flood past each
Hayden,
other. What are
away
you
from the rest
saying?
of his team has put them a man down. It will be Waddle and Filu. You can see.
No, this is
they're
just one
preparing
round. But
to
that
make
first
an
round was pretty bad.
excursion.
I mean, the whole
Back the
game
cup
was bad.
Would have opened up a duel, but he's backed away instead.
Oh, the utility is available. When most
Boostio
of the
mouse
Barca
dead
have
round,
the stun,
yes!
They have a couple of flashes, the recon, and Jesse has all the time, and with also his
That's
paranoia
definitely in
and
the
TPs, but he
notable
needs to be a bit
moments.
faster. He needs to take advantage of all of this.
Who was that
Alex
against?
managed
Of
to
course
get
it was
the
against
time
fucking
It's a
C9.
round
Fucking hell,
corner.
C9 were just there to just embarrass
Jesse
themselves,
will
weren't they?
be the one that closes
Just
it
so
all
many
as lonesome.
crazy things happened
The
to them.
rest of the team,
Can someone run for the
just a
operator?
distraction.
No,
I
I
don't
don't think
started
they're
this
not
at the
gonna
game
get
yet.
that.
I don't think they had time. I don't think they had time.
Doesn't have the
But
legs.
someone should have been running.
Doesn't have the
He
ult.
should have been running.
Just 2 for Barca then.
It's so
but
Well, they had
sad to
9
see
seconds
that
to defuse. What the
get
fuck
all
are you
that
doing?
Investment putting into the operator. Yeah, he's going to get another one because is kind
Fioria
enough,
almost
to pay for it.
13-0.
But what a situation! And again, what is
Is that not mad?
power for Borwin? We speak about how
It's somewhat mad, I
Borwin
suppose.
has experience playing against this squad, not as this team, and maybe not in the IGL position, but this later rounds. The fact that they get to the post one with so much yet to use, it's very impressive.
Opposite, Cam
So how
hasn't
many
checked.
ops do you think
Sidestep,
he needs to
no
go
tag. Maniac punished. Wanted more.
Tough.
Went greedy. Yeah, the op does find its way into a player's hands. It's on the Desire side of
So
the
Oh
that's
yeah,
2 for 2.
NRG on Lotus where they just get lost
two
and
for
don't know
two.
where to go.
Kilo has his name written down, being like, "Maniac, I'm so coming for you."
It's the sheriff.
And it's,
as
I mean,
God,
it's what he
those
has to
NRG
do, right?
videos
He has
was
to
fun to
pebbles
make.
and just not allow him to have the impact that he was having on the first map, and now he can do it.
God,
and
those-
even though
those-
Philo is the
those were
kind of player
funny.
that literally waits a lot to use the double tap, also because of the nerf, he's very selective when to use it. He's not going to be opening with it. Still very ballsy about it.
I could just put notable
5-man
notable
push.
mad shit.
I love
NRG are
watching
just
a team,
bad.
for example, like Sentinels doing this this kind of ecos. They're a pain in the ass.
Totally. Any EMEA fan would know. But into post, you have the op, and I think that has to be the biggest talking point
Oh!
here. Hello, Scythe. How on earth has he managed to pull that
44
one off?
as the
Lucky
op.
wants to lead the
Solo
front line. This
push.
Vandal could have been dangerous, but the rogue rifle can't do
Oh my
anymore.
god.
And
You've
just
got an
simply
op,
fall
bro.
into
Let
the
them,
dirt
let
and
them
die.
fucking walk into you. Or
3
go
on
as a
3.
team at least. Have
Op has
someone
found
jump with a
value.
sheriff for you or
Open
something.
plant, but bodies on the site. Waddle tag damage, Scythe jumping up. Tag has him covered and the opposite number is gone. No way,
What
Jesse.
the
You
fuck
have to
are
be
you
joking.
doing?
Last chance saloon, you can tell the desperation.
Don't
here for
lose this
Barca.
now.
Desire on Miss Thrifty, so close to locking it in, and who other than Waddle to finish off the job?
Does that T1 versus Bleed kickoff game with like
We're
5
in
hours
this
of tech pause count as
situation
notable mad
again.
shit?
For the side,
I mean,
it's
it does, but
definitely
I'd prefer
impressive
to forget
see.
that,
Just
to be
going
honest.
for this first duel all together, just put all your eggs, and it's also so
Right,
important
and
that
now I
one team
need
decides to
gun
go
of
on
the
push.
year.
It doesn't
I
matter
think
that you have the man advantage.
what should
you
be on
need
there?
those
I think
guns.
classic,
Or at least you would think you do.
Sheriff.
And then you see Tag and Waddle, and you remember that you actually don't.
Might just put
and
Vandal
this
in there
calls the first timeout in the series
and Stinger.
for Barca. After just losing
Sure, he hasn't been
control
as
onto that,
involved
maybe
this
being
year.
a little bit too cocky and confident about what they had and what not, and maybe thinking about if they still want to.
Agent of the year, though, is a tough one. A lot of you are saying
Omen. Are
Omen.
there, and Manny
We'll
can
put in
literally
Omen.
just play with this ultimate for this round if he wants.
Some of you are
But
saying
there are issues
Gecko.
that need to be addressed, you know, and
Cypher.
how much
Cypher's a
is
good one.
being invested and put into what.
This is also where Vorwin can call on some of that experience that you were talking about. A
See,
guy
someone,
who
I mean, someone did
plays
say
with his
like
heart on
Neon
his
was
sleeve and
only
the
kind of
armband
second
as
half.
well. I think you can tell that it means a lot for him to represent this famous Spanish club. 125
I'm not putting fucking
years
Clove in there.
celebrated, of course.
I think
This
Gecko is a
year,
fair shout. Yeah.
So much history there, and for them to now make an
I
appearance.
love
in
that I'm the
esports,
Spanish one and you're giving this guy.
it's nice. You know,
Yoru,
I think a lot of
interesting.
teams, in football don't want to take that plunge into a different kind of game away from you know, the classic football games. And you can see the statements made by the backroom staff, the managers as well. They want to be in VCT.
Yoru.
And when given that ultimatum yesterday that they were going to be eliminated potentially, just reaffirming their status and where they stand.
And of course,
Yoru did see
team
quite a bit
control looks a
play this
little
year.
bit different, right?
Take flight.
Manic just wants
Sort
to
of-
be
I mean, if we're
helping.
going
They
just
need to
off-
be a little bit more careful.
Again,
Drones are
what
gonna
does agent of the year
almost
to me
meet each other.
mean? It means probably the agent that made the most outsized
When the
impact.
ultimate is going to come along with that TP.
Yeah, I like this.
I don't think I can
Dimensional
claim
drift out
Yoru
of the
did, to be
first
honest, 'cause I
TP,
think
bit
Neon did
ground
more.
Covered, fake out placed into hell.
Even with a
Wacky
less
not
sample
showing
size.
anything on the screens of the Barca players, but just about cutting it fine enough to make them concede the site. But into the retake, you've got to be looking at the
give me
utility
tag.
available.
Give me tag.
Crossing through B. It's a venture which he can't make by himself, and now a decision to make for Barca. Time of the essence. Do you retake now? Slices giving you the way through. Water with the ult. Combination through hell. It is a dangerous place to be if you're standing on site, and for that reason, Desire vacate. Ult already used. Maniac with one of his
What
own.
an agent.
A bit of electricity back into the retake. Third kill already racked up.
Nicely
Wacky
done.
to try and
Bye,
stop it all.
Barcelona.
The plant is far from ideal, and the time is
Okay,
to...
we're starting on the other map now. Get into that.
Thank you very much to our analyst desk. Yes, we're already kicking off
Almost
this
like a
map
gecko.
straight into Lotus. No time to waste as the attack side of Job Life seems to be aiming towards this A site. Pacific already one map up coming into this. The series has started out well. They've stolen their opponent's
I'm gonna
map
say
pick away.
Solver, I think,
Now all
is my
that's left to
fourth
do
nominee
is to
there.
secure their own.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, this is an opportunity, but again, I feel like both of these maps are coming in as sort of middle grounds. Like I think
So
both these
Sova
teams have
breached
shown
Neon
proficiency across a
against
map
just the
pool. I
Metacom.
think that we went into Ascent, and I said at
If
the
this
time,
was tier 1 and I was doing the
just
stats, I'd
because
say
their record in Turkey
statistically,
didn't look the
Job
best
Life will win.
doesn't mean that their record is going to be worse when they come up against like other regions, especially. I think the Turkish have already been very good, and I think for Job Life the same can apply here. They've gone back to what I would say is the standard comp, as it was said on the desk, the Fnatic comp, like one that we've seen them run many a time.
30 seconds.
For the Turkish squad, especially starting on that defense, it's going to be a little
Breach
bit more
done, could fuck
difficult.
them if
Come
it's well
back
timed and well
already,
placed.
looking for those
Oh, no,
opening
he let off
battles.
way too early.
But it's going to be that split back towards the B site, an attempt to try and
back to
put
A.
the pressure on. They're sort of running out of time again. We're getting the same sort of problems that we had before, where needing to get that spike down already. Comeback is going to find another, putting one on the dirt, and it's starting to fall apart a little bit here. I feel like this is the same problem we've already had. Mikey, again, though, in these clutch scenarios, he somehow manages to make these
Holy
look winnable
giga
every
whip.
single time. An impossible scenario once more, and he's left alone, waiting for his opponent to make a move, to make a step, to give something away. But tagged so low on HP, this is not going to be an easy fight for him to win, although he's got the read absolutely
Wow.
spot on and lands their headshot
That's
with
such
the
a
right click
terrible
of the
loss to
classic.
Pacific.
Mikey, the
Holy
clutch
shit.
king, takes
Holy
over once
whiff.
again.
Well, we heard the
Where am I getting
stories,
these
now we get to
categories?
see
I'm
them play
making
out
them
in front
up.
of our own eyes. What
I
a
made it the
play
fuck up. I
by
think
Mikey.
12
This
awards
one was
is pretty
looking
good.
down in the dumps.
I can go through all the
Like the
clutches.
result was already locked in, and we were
And
just
yeah, I'll
waiting
try
for
and-
the printout. But my goodness,
Try and get all that
he
sorted
knows
for
when to dig
tomorrow.
deep. He was
I'll
dead to
post the
rights.
thing in the
That was
Discord
his light
tomorrow,
flashing
hopefully.
before his eyes and mine.
And then you can
But
all
he
watch
somehow manages to turn on a dime, take that fight on drop down, and absolutely decimate his opponent's Job Life. This is what they need. Starting out their opponent's map pick with confidence, they've got to steal this
That's a
out
massive
from
loss.
under the
I mean,
nose of Pacific.
you
It'll be a
can't whiff that
slow
bad.
start to round number 2. Just look at what Pacific are working with. Very weak weapons across the board. A lot of pistols. Most of them haven't been upgraded, and the main one they had was on the rock. Big player for that squad, and the first to fall, the sheriff on the floor.
Will be retrieved, passed back over into just as capable hands. It is very funny to see a man go from playing Phoenix to Breach. Like it's it's definitely. I guess they both have flashes. That's about the only comparison I can make. Especially someone who's only 16 years of age as well, to have that sort of flexibility. Well, I guess that we'll have to wait and see if.
Also,
he does,
LaRock
but
is 16.
assumed flexibility. It's
I
definitely
thought it was
impressive.
Loiter.
For Rose, it's all about info. But Job Life,
Maybe they
keeping
both
things
are.
squeaky clean. They've got a few pistols that wouldn't be the
Got
worst
Job
to
Life
lose.
fucking bleeding
I'm
this
going to make
clock.
the assumption that we'll likely see some reinvestment into
Talk
the
about
next
fucking
round.
opening the
Jazz
door
even
himself.
being purchased a rifle by Mikey. So I guess they want those orbs on the showstopper, even though Mikey is the closest.
Still have 2 players on
having
C
that
with
ult
20
available.
seconds left. It's a strange choice.
Comeback's close by, but he's not going to be doing a damn thing. Locked out towards the spawn. They just give the space, and even then, Job Life are taking
They
it
have
back out
3
of their
or
hands.
4
Rose
who are under 18. So if
not
they
anything
win,
towards heaven.
they'll need a new fucking team, basically, is what you're telling me.
And for Pacific, the question is cost. Already one player is felled. And a good idea that they still have Magic lurking around towards rubble. Opportunity to drop a couple more weapons. Keep players close to the spike.
Yes,
and
because they
ultimately
came
go
from
down
Premier.
to it.
Holy shit, they came from
Seems
Premier.
to be the optimal strategy for Pacific at the moment. And there's another shot connected. Loida the whole round was waiting for a chance to take Magic down. You've
I
also
think
got
VCT
Mikey,
should be from
who's
16.
playing the pistol, not
No.
capable of recovering anything because he's up close
I think the
fighting.
reason they do that is
He goes
for
down to the
the
spike and, well, looking at
like
the
broadcast rules. The EU in particular
sideline
has
there,
pretty
Tom.
stringent
2
rules
rifles
about
carried forward. I'd say
people
that's a
under 18
successful
and how
second
long they
round
can
for
work
Pacific.
for.
Yeah, it's
So
a weird one
it's just to
because the
avoid
purchase
problems
was
with
a
that, I
bit
think.
like light to begin with. You had 2 pistols
sense.
and an SMG, so it's kind of hard to look at it because
Like for instance, who was it? What's he called? The guy from Spain in the
But at the same
Euros who
time,
couldn't do
you're
any.
correct, you still have only brought through 2 guns. The orbs
couldn't
went
do
over to your
any
opponents as well.
fucking
I think the goal for the
media.
most part was for Mikey to go around with
Yeah,
a pistol and
Lamine
earn a
Yamal.
halt. And instead he dies to the
He couldn't do any
spike and
post-match
gets nothing,
interviews because he
so
wasn't old enough.
I don't think it
He
was
wasn't allowed
as successful as
German
Job
labor
Life
laws.
would have liked, but they still come into this one with 4 rifles, a pistol for Magic. They'll have a buy in the next round as well, so it's not too bad, especially if they manage to do a lot of damage here, or maybe even steal the round away.
Okay, full B retake. Kind of must win here for
Certainly the
Pacific.
potential for it. Nano, is that covering the plant? No. Bot will come back. He's not going to continue on this, surely. He's still going. Yeah, looking to catch players out of
aftershock,
position.
wow.
Is going to be caught off, but Larocque managed to find one, and further extending into the site is the rest of the squad. Jas, the last
You
man
don't lose
standing,
this.
trying to hold
have
on,
the
but the
spike.
spike is down. He's forced into the
got
fight and
close.
drops another. Damn close. And a nice try, but not quite enough still. But what they brought in, that was a damn good run of it.
Yeah, they'll come in with the more comfortable buy in this round. I will say the only thing that worries me a little bit is that now you'll force some of the players over on Pacific to play Guardians, which is actually their better weapon. So, but yeah, an incredibly nice attempt from Jazz. Mentioned them potentially wanting him to get his ult online. You kind of look at the spot they're in now. You've got 2 ults in the form of the lockdown and the showstopper just 1 away. Light shields being expected, and correctly so. Already a very early trade.
Okay, 1 for
There will
1.
be Kamek lost in
Fine
exchange
if
for
you're
Loiter. Both teams losing
Job Life
at
probably.
least 1 controller.
Although normally when your Viper dies, you're not going A. In this comp, normally you're
I
never
think
going A. In
one of
this
those
comp when your
squads is going
Viper's
to
dead.
feel a little more than the other.
Running into the Cypher South.
He's for Magic.
Destroy this
We'll
trip.
still clear
That's
off
a
some of
very
these
deep
angles,
cell.
although as they go into the C site, none are smoked off. Smoke used on B. Moments, well, 20 seconds ago, it's going to keep players in position, leave a much lighter C site. They can walk in, they can start the plant. There will be spams coming. You can see
Now they have an aftershock here, which is pretty
Larocque
good for
and
denying the
Rose
C plant.
standing by in Waterfall, waiting for that signal to start the spam, and it looks like it's
He's
about
nade.
to come through. Robbie up top on the C's nade, but this player is
Oh,
closer
boy,
than expected.
Larocque.
Larocque has completely jumped the gun, ran in front of the setup, and
done
Job
as well.
Life now have to recover as a result.
1v2.
Mikey left alone, and he won't land even one of those shots. He needed 2.
Okay, big win for
Larocque's
Pacific,
3K,
and
and
if
what
they
an
hadn't have
impressive
thrown this
round from the
pistol, they
breach.
would have
The
been in a
C's
pretty
nade
good
went
spot.
above his head, and he used that as his signal to
Yeah.
draw blood.
Dwayne LaRock
Nico
Johnson,
now.
just utterly impressive, just completely taking them down. And
GP
Gonna
knows this
stand
guy.
up.
yeah, any friend of Golden Boy is a friend of mine. This guy has been super impressive. As said, going over to the breach from the Phoenix, you kind of sit there and go, okay, maybe on an individual sort of
life.
ability, he's not going to be able to do quite as
Oh,
well.
shit.
Well, he's top
Well,
of the
we're
board.
listening to Mitch and
6
Tom, but
and
we're
3,
watching the other game.
Playing the breach aggro. And I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous for Job Life just because the manner that they lose some of these rounds are not only ones that are going to hype up this young squad, like get them rolling, but also there's been so many opportunities, so many clutch scenarios where you go, okay, you've got the right idea. Like I think the Sea's nade to try and stop anybody denying that plant was a great idea, but it was just the fact that they weren't ready for someone to be ahead of it. And that was all it took. Larocque being ahead of it meant that he
this
could
team
get
is winning
a couple
Ascension.
of easy kills before even
Pacific?
closing out the round in the end.
Pacific,
Now,
Cabas,
luckily, or maybe not so.
Sakala?
It depends on what you look at it. For Job Life, they've got ultimates that are pretty much, well, very high impact ones. So there's always going to be that temptation to invest a bit more into this round because, okay, I've got Showstopper, I've got Lockdown, I can get us into post-plant scenarios. It doesn't seem like they're going to overspend too much, but they are going to leave themselves potentially a little bit lighter. And there's also high impact ults on the other side. And again, I'm loving this from comeback every single time.
Nice shot back,
he realizes the economy's a little bit low. He's straight in there, buying up that sniper. And we've seen that in the last map as well. This is something that is clearly a plan for Pacific. Each time they're a little bit low, I'm going to buy an outlaw and I'm going to farm.
Certainly a plan that I can respect putting into work. It's striking fear into Job Life's heart. Let's see as they move forward straight in to try to take down Pacific on the seaside. And I thought they had a free run of it. Looking the wrong way, but it's clean.
They got the spike.
As they make the adjustment, only the player on B that falls. With Rose on the ground, it's still a 1v3, and the spike is wide open for Pacific to hold on to.
I don't think that they know he's not here.
Had a phenomenal previous map, starting it out 15-2.
Clear it out.
He was hitting every shot, and all we're asking for is a taste of what we saw then. I think he had a 4K 1v4 clutch. This one should be easy then.
Okay, they're gonna start figuring this out.
Yeah,
because the
I think with the spike not planted, it might be a little bit tougher, and a smoke to walk through, and Larocque waiting on the other side. 3-2. A little bit BM, you know, a little bit.
Okay, still kept the ults as well.
Again, that breach flying high, 8-3 on the score. But this is what I'm talking about. So quick on the trigger. A nice shot, to be honest, from Magic to even make that one remotely close. But they're going to earn themselves up an early little bit of cash.
This is a nice spot.
And now, well, again, mention the ultimates for the attack, but they are almost fully built up for that defensive side as well.
The defenders using one of them right off rip. It's the stun, use the reveal in and come back, dominating the fight. Hunter's Fury thrown in to double down on the ultimate round.
This wasn't kind of the full like BC crunch.
It was a risk that was taken. So is this, but comeback not facing any of the consequences. Nothing but dubs for this side. Spike dropped and the other players isolated on the other side of the map. The space they've taken inconsequential in light of these results.
Just chill here.
I can tell you for free that there are going to be so many eyes on this man. Did you talk about what he's been doing so far? Okay, maybe he's hoping that he'll make it there with Pacific, but I don't know. I think there's going to be plenty of other teams seeing how much that buyout is because he just takes over rounds. A fourth on the
looking
board.
Good.
Looking for the ace. This was a round that Job Life
of course,
invested
next year as well, they have
had
academy teams. So I'm interested to see how many
it means
will get academy
nothing.
teams.
Well, Job Life are the ones that are hoping for a comeback, but there's only one in this server right now.
How many teams do you think will get academy teams?
Ace.
The RX
young
will, I
man.
think.
Phenomenal stuff.
I think Sentinels will, Sen Academy.
The early fight by comeback with that triple kill, the round was already done, but he wanted that little bit more.
No, academy teams can't make franchise.
Talked about the 4K of Loida. Or even of Kamek going into the previous and well, comeback.
0 and 8 teams will make academy
going
teams.
to round number 7. Job Life on the attack.
Who would be
Moving
the
to
most
mound.
likely
A
to
lot
make
of
an academy
players.
of the NA teams?
Denial of rubble control. Pacific find everything there, leaving Loida, leaving comeback as well. They might double up. They might push it later into the round. Job Life are on their way back.
G2.
And I see Pacific are
G2
still in
ain't
a
even a
high-low
fucking
setup,
natural
ready
team.
to decimate them if they do go away.
EG? Yeah, EG could.
Did they just hear that? They just heard the spike get dropped.
Same again, though. He knows there's going to be low shields, and even if the shots might not have been as clean originally, It's another shutdown.
stop from Pacific.
Right
you
at
could
the
say
beginning
they
of the
should have
round.
won the
They've
pistol
gone-
as well.
The
if
thing
they
is,
wouldn't
they're
have
not
mega
being
whipped.
allowed any map control. Even when they think they've found a gap, it's going to be met by resistance. Oh, that's a little bit worrying for Jazz. He will get out of there scot-free, but this is not an overface. This is not Jealousum taking a risk. He's waiting for the return of that deadly duelist comeback. Two
They're all
players
here, just
standing
waiting
right
for that
now.
orb. Not even waiting for the
Job
orb.
Life are getting
Running in.
absolutely
Nicely done by
slaughtered.
Pacific again.
Not a single kill. Another investment round, by the way. They didn't eco. They didn't hold back. They didn't try and wait for
GE
the
announced
next one.
tryouts for
I
their
think there
academy
needs to be a
team. Oh,
pause
that's
here. There needs to be
interesting.
something to
That's
try and
actually
slow things
like
down,
GE
'cause
are
right
like
now,
a good
they
example
are
of why
getting
academy teams will be
destroyed.
good, because what you want for like
Absolutely.
GE is
And then
they can
this
have
is the
like
ideal
5
time
Indian
for a
players
pause.
on
At this
their
point,
academy team.
you're being
right?
red,
I
you're
think for
walking into
Zeta
it,
as well, it
rounds
would be good.
Can't keep going like this. The map's
You know,
going
like,
to be
get
over
5
before you know
players
it.
on
And I
your
think
academy
from the
team.
perspective of Job Life here, it's unfortunate. They're giving up space in
That's
the
good.
early rounds.
Probably
They're
for
going
like
back
a
in
Turkish
to
team
even
maybe as
check
well.
it,
They could do it like a BBL.
jump peek it,
or foot.
and losing players in the process. I think the solution might have been, in many teams' minds, to look towards taking Rubble control, but theirs is a much more direct approach, moving their way towards the side. I like
Good
that
luck,
combo. Jazz is forced into the open. Anyone in that corner
Oh,
has
LaRock
to run right into LaRock's
destroys
angle.
that, so they're
is
trying to go for a
absolutely
fast B
gorgeous.
hit
I
with
love
the
thought behind
Judge. That was their
And
main
again,
win
Rubble
con. I
control
mean,
late into the game. All
I
they have
would
to
say
worry about
use
is
this as
C
your
now.
win con, but
Correct me
unlucky.
if I'm wrong. He had a judge as well, so it wasn't even that damning until he just gets running headshot through the smoke because Laurent knew the only place he could be. That is just disgusting. Luckily, this round is a low. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much, Jack. That is
trouble.
that is the judge that was on the floor.
I
Now they
think
go
the
back to
Cypher's
being
gonna
passive.
rotate across.
That's the thing. You have yourself come back being very aggressive, looking to take the fight to them. But then in rounds like this, where it would be a gamble or it would be a risk, they go back to just playing passive. They sit back on the sites. They
No, they
have
to
the
be a bit
utility
concerned
there.
about this.
Now Robbie's going to try and sell the idea that they're going towards this B site. As we can see, well, I was going to say that's not the case, but they have just smoked off the cross. So I think they are going to try and double back into this direction. The problem
Wait,
is,
you
with
gotta stop
22 seconds left,
worrying about
if they
this.
change their
Hello?
mind, they've got a problem. And while it seems like they have a problem anyway, LaRock just does
Okay,
not
never
miss.
mind. They're fine.
He has been stunning throughout this game. Magic always seems to be good. I was going to say for one. This time, he's doubled up. But he's only got a matter of seconds to get the plant down. Jealousum has been caught. But it seems like Robbie didn't actually check.
Tough. Okay, Pacific 6-2, looking
Yeah,
good.
that's not great. It does. There's a little, because see, here's the thing. There's a little line that shows you
Academy
where
teams
the
will
guy
be what
is.
made EGU and champs.
I'd say
leagueless
little
scrims.
is an
Yeah,
understatement.
but
kinda
I mean,
says,
obviously, it's
hey,
good
hey,
for the
there's a
scene
dude
to have
over
academy
there.
teams, because again, if
Just that way.
and it always
So,
made sense,
it's
really,
suboptimal. That
for
is
academy
just
teams
so
to exist
beautiful.
Jazz is
anyway,
actually
given what
like-
tier 2,
Jazz is
tier 2
not
or
having a
what
good
Riot
day.
said was
He's
the
like,
goal
"Hey,
of tier
what
2.
was the plan,
Riot
guys?
says the
I'm gonna
goal
let
of tier
Judge
2 is
cool.
to
I'm gonna blast back into
promote
sign
player
the
growth.
close range angles. Okay,
And why would
awesome.
you not
He
have
gets hit by
academy
a rolling
teams?
thunder,
Like, I
so,
know
okay,
obviously
fine.
the Ascension
I can
is
just
part
get
of
up
it, but
close, and a guy's
it's very
sprinting
simple. Just make it
headshots
so
him
that they
through
can't win
smoke.
Ascension. Like, you know, it's not that hard. And if
I
you're
mean,
a
he got
player
hit
on
by
those teams,
Rolling
like,
Thunder, everything was
you know, if you're a tier 2 player,
thrown at
really
him
your
there.
goal is to make it to tier 1, right? Your goal is to get paid
Aftershock and everything.
and make it to
Job
tier
life.
1.
Well, this seems to be one of the
Well,
rounds. that
academy
have
teams help you
a
do
really
both.
good read, or at least a good gamble.
So it makes sense.
They've
for the
been
players
giving
as
up
well.
control
Even
of
if you
Rubble
can't win Ascension,
every
like,
round. We've seen Pacific walk
know,
up, take
if you're
it,
good
and
enough
leave
on an
Loida
academy
sometimes
team,
with comeback to hold that position.
good anyway.
This time, Job Life go for a contact play. With Fade's ult clearing it out, this is not a nightmare whatsoever. It's a walk in the park.
Okay,
They've
the
claimed the
Cypher
A
as well,
site
so they know
control
this
at
cage is
last.
not a true threat. Viper's Pit, this should be tough. They have
Viper's
Killjoy
Pit
locked down as
lockdown.
well.
If they
They
don't
really
manage
thought
to
they
win
were going
this
C,
round,
they heavy
I'm
stack
almost
C.
worried that it's over. They have so much to delay. They're even going to use the second early. Rose is going in and has got Kamek and the second and the lockdown. What? And then the fight back's still happening, but those two ults got removed within a second.
Oh my
Comeback
goodness.
finds
How
another.
the fuck has he done that?
I'm gobsmacked. It now is left onto Magic. He's at least been having a moment or two, but this needs to be the best of them. The spike already halved, and they play it together.
Okay, well played by
But
Pacific.
Rose
Holy
just
shit,
got away
Rose,
with,
what a play.
Like, I know we've seen aces. I know
My
we've seen
heart
headshots
will
through
go
smoke. I know we've
on.
seen
Put that
beautiful
to the
rounds.
Titanic
That's
music.
the most insane thing I've seen this tournament so far. How in the hell did he get the Viper,
Near
another kill, and the lockdown with a 5-second timer?
That's is just absolutely insane. What are you supposed to do? Kill him, probably. React to your Viper dying, probably. But, you know, the heat of the battle. He's 6 and 4, but the man's a hero.
Second time out, 7-2. Niched looking good. Niche looking good here for Barca either. 7-10. Oof, tough.
Because that should have been the surefire round. That should have been it. You've used a lockdown in combination with a Viper pit. You only do that if things are going bad. You only do that if it's bad.
It's not even a lockdown and a pit. It's a lockdown in a pit. They don't just have to destroy your lockdown. They have to run through a Viper's pit and destroy your lockdown. Even when you kill the Viper, you're 1 HP, stood in the open, and everyone knows you're there. And everyone should be trying to defend the lockdown.
With 4 seconds.
The lockdown. Like, there's a 0% chance. That's some Doctor Strange BS that just went down there. I don't know how he's gotten away with it, and I'll tell you something.
So
the opposition Job Life, they don't know how he's gotten away with it. I'm not sure they care to know. They're going to want to forget that, but also make sure it never happens again. 7-2. Oh, the Odin wallbangs. They're being lined up. They're being toyed with. There were players on the other side, but it's slow and steady. Let's see if they win this race, because Lloyd is about to get a lot of pressure coming straight towards him. If there was a snake bite lineup here, you could be in a ton of trouble. Luckily, it doesn't seem to be. And Jazz is down for free.
Sticks. He doesn't even move.
Pressure on
Loiter. Holy shit.
Watch, he has support.
The Silver ult.
That's a lot of support.
Holy
Doesn't
shit.
need it. Doesn't need it. Okay, maybe
I mean, it's super aggressive, but it worked. Oh my goodness.
I think that was maybe a freer kill for Mikey. They're just running it down. Like, you could see this has got to the point of disrespect. Where
I mean, yeah. I mean, this guy not moving there after finding this first kill, getting Omen flashed, and still not moving.
The way that they're playing now is,
crazy.
oh, there's a guy here. I wanted
this is still groups. We got 2 more days of groups. Well, you got today and then tomorrow.
No shift.
Then
just
you've
to make
got
sure that
this
I can
weekend.
Get that kill.
You've got the first part of the playoffs, and then the weekend after is the final part of the playoffs.
At 8-2, Tom, it's looking like Pacific woke up and realized that.
I think it's just that final part of
the
playoffs.
last few days I've cast 18 maps, and you've done 17. They said, let's give him a break.
This weekend's bit
let's
of
get
playoffs.
a little quick 2-0 on. This is looking dominant, and I have no doubt Job Life can dig deep. They can make that comeback happen, but they are running out of time. 2 rounds just simply not enough to make a second half work in for the most part. It doesn't look like it's getting any better here.
Peaking at the right time here.
They've been absolutely decimated
and I don't
on
mean
the way
peaking
through
as
the
in
A site.
Not
even surpassing
just
Rubble
like,
for the
as a
most
team,
part.
just everything
and
kind
that
of
9th
going
round
right.
is concretely locked
Just
in.
on the right page, seem to have the right read.
I'm starting to feel bad for Job Life. It seems like a mismatch. Like, they're not even getting close. Like, Loiter has started to just dominate outside areas. Yeah, yes! The things we love to see. The man knows where the camera is. I'm hoping we get that on the stage soon. And well, you know what? For Pacific, they've got an opportunity to make it into that top 4.
He's got an op and a judge.
They are just a few rounds away from doing so. They absolutely blitzed their opponent in the first game. Had a close
Zuby with 499.
Oh! Like it's back to business. Comeback.
Stuns his teammate.
They've stuck him in the mud. That's at least something. And again, Magic has been the piece of hope. They don't check. They don't check. Oh, no. The Prowler didn't clear the corner. Oh.
Hold on, what did you say?
Of course it was LaRock.
499.
Of course it was Dwayne.
The hell is that play?
Well, it could have been John because they couldn't see him. Unfortunately, just the 1 kill before the trade, and we're back to a 1 versus 2.
See where he is.
Mikey, with the clutch on his shoulders. 2 rounds might not be enough. 3. Well, it might not be either, but it could be something. A launching pad. Oh, he's walked straight into LaRock with the ult, and that one ends exactly as expected. 10 rounds for.
That is tough.
What game they're playing?
Okay, Barca, get him back in it.
But in this case, Barca just had it too easy to be the ones dictating that pace.
Portal closed. And
because for that retake, there was nothing they could use but they go and shoot.
this is another round similar, because the Hunter's Fury gets invested
super
early,
aggro
does
here
find a couple
from,
of tags,
from
breaks the
Desire.
trip. It's the positioning off the back of it which is
Oh,
most
we're just not
important. The
even.
setup,
We're just
which
straight
Desire have
walking.
been able to
We know
create.
this guy's here, or we
Fake
think
out
we
goes
do.
long, paranoia
Just
as
not
well.
even looking towards
But
long.
Owen has punished the mid overextension.
Still 3v3. Don't cipher out that.
Can't be recovered. Hat off the head
a
is
lane.
info that Barca have to take control of this C site.
You like C?
All the information is given. Kaden is
Nicely
also
done.
going to be heard. Only the sheriff for him to defend.
They know. Oh,
Oh,
Scythe
nice shot.
hits the all-important shot. That was the
Hey,
only player
Barca.
guarding the C site. The one man between them. And the odds now skewed against
Bleed had a
Desire
weird
with his
season,
death.
to be honest.
Right here.
Weird is one way of
Now
putting it.
do you want
Shit
to go
would be
for
another way.
this? Do a little bit of damage. Waki being 3 orbs
Why
away
are
from
you
his
at-
ultimate. That has
Lost bonus has gone up,
3v2.
and you look at the money. I think this is still credible. Scythe, 20 points of health, but it matters
Fair enough, you
not.
win both
Scythe
anyway.
Sweeps up the round. Barcelona have
10-10.
Yeah, no, I kind of want it to be clean for them because what happened in the last half felt like I need to call the bully hunters. It's been a while since they've been around, but this wasn't particularly close. A fake big sold as well. You've sent your
Okay,
Sova
heavy fake.
solo.
We're gonna stun and in we
over on
go. Need to go
that
now,
C
probably.
site just as a ruse, and
Wait
it
for the
leaves
smoke.
Magic alone. As said, he's had his moments. He's tried his
Not
best.
coming through door, we
But
don't
even
like
that
it.
seems to be a fake. They're going to go sprinting back in the other direction.
that's
Mikey's
over
managed to
there,
clear out Rose. That's a great start, but comeback's on the hunt. The flash hasn't helped him out, though. In fact, it's given Kamek a kill.
The
Not
advantage
ideal. This breach
that
probably
they
needs
so
to
desperately want to hold on to. Look at the lack of overextension.
kill
You can
this
see
Omen
for
unless
moments
this Omen
players
comes
want to
back.
step forward. They want to take that fight, but they won't. Pacific have LaRock tucked in towards the broken door, hoping he can find value. In fact, it's a bit of an ambush play on the side as well. Smoke down to buy them an angle to
That's a
fight
kill.
from. The defuse, though, forces them forward. Big swing from LaRock. He'll stop the defuse. He'll turn in the right
God,
direction.
this guy's got like Asuna
Listen,
shaky aim.
I was starting to believe for a moment
He's got like
what
the
we've seen
fucking
from Pacific,
crazy
but
shaky
finally
aim.
Job Life
Wow, they won 10 in
seal
a
this
row,
round's
didn't they?
fate.
They won pistol
Put
in
3 on
second.
the
They won
board,
both
and
pistols
if they
here.
were to
Holy
start
shit.
a comeback, this would be the beginning of it.
aggression coming in from Waki that has been
And
pivotal.
now he's here.
Desire.
He is on the B site, ready to go.
He's
Bro,
everywhere.
On the
bro shot a whole
round.
clip at him and he didn't even
It's
look.
in your walls. Waddle is 2. Desire building from the
Okay.
bottom up.
Free from Desire. Get him back in it.
I want to see Job Life
Park Life.
still back into this one. A clean second round is a must. A breach with a sniper. It's how he ended the last half. And it's how he's going to start things off. LaRock is the least breach I've ever seen. It's like when Scream played it for a little bit. And you were like, oh, he's used his stuff. Oh, he's headshot 3 people. Like, it's not quite
You want to try and get that gun if you can.
breach as it should be played. But maybe,
This
well,
guy's
you
got
never
light
know.
shields
Maybe
as
I'm
well.
wrong. Maybe it is breach how it should be played. If you're good enough.
Yeah, I guess people are finally catching up. That's what
Well,
it's
he's
all
got it.
about.
Yeah.
Got a
Like,
Guardian,
didn't
you're near
Leo
the
play
round
Breach
now.
a little bit? I feel like he falls in that
You didn't buy
bracket as well,
util.
where it's like,
TMV
yeah,
pet peeve.
sure, he's good. Are his stuns gonna be good?
Buy
yeah.
util in these second rounds. 'Cause
The
you never
flash is
know
gonna
when
be
you'll get the
good.
first
Yeah,
kill like
sure.
this.
Is he gonna also
And then you'll
headshot
want
4
that fucking
people?
util.
Yeah.
Well, LaRock's not headshot the first one, nor the second, and the nade's taking him down. Not a bad start for the defensive side. Oh, that's a terrible
Oh
start.
my God.
That's a terrible
Oh my
start.
God.
They're being
Oh my goodness.
shredded, and it's left into the hands
Someone
of
lost
Mike.
a game like this. I can't
Oh,
remember who it
no.
was, but they won the pistol. They won
Oh,
both
it
pistols
wasn't
and
a
lost
bad start, but it's a
13-3.
terrible ending. 11
I
to
don't know who it was,
3.
but that was
Then we
pretty
thought they
bad.
had a little bit of room to breathe, a chance to grow, but that growth now stunted. They might be left on 3. Look at the economy of Job Life and Pacific, just 2 away from closing the map.
This is the Turkish team that was promised. Like, they are just raw individually.
You can Barca win this.
We could only be so lucky here in rainy Britain. Do the dark days continue for Barcelona, though?
Well, let's just watch to see if they.
Pocket, but wants to push the front lines. Is there anything that could help tee him up here?
See if they
Wadi
win
has
this
the
round.
flashpoint,
The next round should be
paranoia
an
as
eco
well,
anyway for
but
the other
Wacky
team.
makes the move first.
That
It
game's
is
over
delayed.
anyway.
Barcelona still with plenty of tools of their own, and tags just dropped straight out. There is no
Why are we?
TP.
Where's
As
our
soon as
retake,
Wacky's
bro?
finished
We're
this
Euro
fight,
walting.
he's
We're
straight
Euro
out
walting.
by
We've
the
gone
side of
back.
his teammate. Trying to hold them for as long as possible.
And then we're just 1v1 in
breaking
ISO.
between the lines. A triple now
mean-
for the pole, making it a quad, and with
Okay, for some reason we decided let's all 1v1 in ISO with no
So
Yuto.
Wow, I mean that you're gonna be
Maybe
kicking
not our
yourself.
best
But I
idea,
don't blame
but-
Magic. He had to re-smoke it at some point. Just chose the wrong time. Nano already destroyed down below on site, and Larocque swings out as the smoke fades. This one's looking done and dusted. Double swing as well, perfectly timed as Kamek jumps, and then he right-clicks someone through the smoke. It looks like this guy's the main character. Everything's falling into line right in front of him.
Okay, 12,
He's 16
3.
years old. He's 21 and 6. Like, I'm playing a breach.
Looking like
I
a DMV
will
breach.
say I can't think of his. Oh, actually, his Rolling Thunder when he shot someone in the head through the smoke was pretty good. But I can't say that we've needed a lot of deep breach utility.
Did I grow taller? Why is the
This
camera
has
higher?
been
It's because I'm standing up.
eye-opening. It's my first
I mean,
cast
what? Do you think
of
I grow? You think I'm fucking growing
this
still?
specific roster,
The jokes are about me
and
being
I'm gonna
old.
be honest. I expected them to be good. I'm not sure I expected them to be this good.
Yeah, I'll say yesterday
Yeah,
they
you know
were
someone's opened
looking
the door,
pretty
we'll fight
good.
by
Today
Rose.
they're on fire.
I'll
Comeback.
figure it out.
He's been hitting everything. Loida yesterday was the star of the show, or one of them, alongside Comeback. But now some of the rounds out of Rose, for example, my God, Larocque's been dominating every duel he goes for, and well, I think there's a clear standard being set by Pacific. They are one of the teams to beat. In Job Life haven't got what it takes here today. 13.
Well, that was a fast game. Let's watch the end of this one.
Desire's second halves have
Oh, that there you go. That's the end of that's the end of that one too. Desire wins. So this is going map 3. But that's not the game that matters. The second games, you've got, I don't know which stream has which, but CGN Go Next looks like a good game. The Ultimates versus Saw, this is less important. I assume that they're done by groups, I guess. So you've probably got Ultimate Saw on one of them, on this one. Alpha and Omega, I don't really know. I don't know. Yes, if you win Ascension, you get to VCT. What shall I do in the meantime? Who's pinging me on Discord? Never mind. What shall I do? Let's play a game of connections and then I'll go and rest thine eyes. 2 real. 4. Tooth forearm. I mean, yen, pound. 1. Is this one?
You get shot, you lose the round, you lose the game. It's an FPS
What's your
game.
Fabio? 9
Italy
months.
is so shit at Valorant. They need me FRFR. Also new badge.
Yeah, enjoy the new badge. Is that all it is, Fabio, for you? I thought it'd be more. What's the other thing? What's the other What's the other currency? Oh yeah, it's a real. Is it Brazil that has a real? Real? 2 extra. Extra. Over. Beyond. Spare. To pardon something, to spare someone, to excuse it, to save. Knuckle 4, arrow block. Sounds like something to do with a fight. Oh, it's head. Arrowhead, blockhead, forehead, knucklehead. Not your best work. There must be better things you can have with head that are more interesting connections than that. Maybe that's just my opinion, man. Definitely copyright. We don't want that. Don't want any of that in there. How long is this title sequence? Oh, it looks quite nice. Next challenger is about to ascend. Long ass title sequence though. Okay.
Welcome back, everyone, and with this convincing last map, Pacific are clutching their spot
a bottle of water.
Playoffs, and we now have a winner's interview joining us. Loida will be coming in for a quick chat. So first things first, of course, congratulations on the dub. You are through to the playoffs. Just first reactions, how do you feel right now?
But just before I do, sorry, Loita. Just before I do, I just had my phone open to my Discord, my Throw City EMEA chat. And all of a sudden, what do I see? What do I see? I see this emote. I see this GIF.
Could you unmute yourself very quickly in VMix? That'd be...
If it's not racism, I'll be surprised. It wasn't racism. It wasn't racism.
I'll get confirmation in just a second. Just keep... Let's... Okay, we figured that out in just a second, and then we get Loida right back as we're trying to solve some mic issues for now. Very quick chat with Pilsky and Sam. What a dominant showing there on the last map. They're just doing cleanup work. Very reminiscent of their first match on this map.
All I'm gonna say is mic issues couldn't be me. Never.
It's relatable content.
Happen. Honestly, but yeah, I mean, we saw them on Lotus a couple of days ago, 13-1, absolute domination. Then we see them play it again against Mouse, and it's like, whoa, what happened? Like, y'all were owning. How did it get this close, and how did you lose? And then we come back today, and yeah, okay. Now we see the domination in full force once again. It must be said, Job Life swapping up their composition almost every time they touch the map cannot be good for longevity and like any sort of like continued success. So I will put a little bit of a sprinkle on that one, and hopefully in the future we'll see them settle on something. But I mean, huge props to Pacific again. Team that flew under the radar. Nobody had them as their favorites, and they're going to playoffs.
It's so exciting, Pilsky. It's so exciting for this team, and it will mean so much to these individual players.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm so sold, to be honest, like just from watching their games. Like especially on the core three, like even if they don't win Ascension, like I think Loida, Larocque, Comeback, these guys are all really legit. And then you've got some of the other guys playing some more supportive roles or like IGLing and things like that. They just play like confident. The mechanics are there. They play off of each other really well. They play the macro really, really well. And I think you definitely saw it in that game. Like both of these teams made an adaptation in terms of comp, and on a map they weren't super confident on, and it worked out much better for Pacific. They executed it much better, but also you could see it on that Lotus game that they were just kind of free flowing. You know, they were running around the map. They were playing off of each other really well, even when the other team was trying to come and retake A main control. You had like reactive Hunter's Fury across the map, multiple waves of util. Like they were just in kind of that flow state as a team, whereas Job Life were very janky. They were kind of like very much organized, take map control, and they were still getting outplayed, and it was just not very nice to watch, unfortunately.
It's such clean gameplay from a team that young, with players which are not as experienced for most of it anyway. Because if you're really looking at these individuals, a lot of them only just recently really started their pro career, like coming out of union, whatnot. That is extremely impressive. Or Sam, is this a byproduct of careless youth? They can just go into that free flow state. I wouldn't know. It's been so long for me. I don't know anymore.
Esports boomers assemble.
Actually.
Yeah, I'm back.
No, do you know what? It's the cracked out teenagers. It has
Back
been
to
a
reality.
staple
Oh,
for
there
the
goes
longest time. There are
gravity.
stories about players who
Don't
are
know
like
the rest of the
14,
words.
15. They're not able to play in professional tournaments. They, you know.
Are we in on this game yet? Agent select.
Do not play this map with them. So in terms of
Bit of
preparation,
sunset.
you were
Why
mentioning
not?
at the
I
beginning
say. Why not?
You
Say.
get shot, you lose the round, you lose the
Holy
game. It's an
mess
NBA
has
game.
been with the 2 months. Thank you. I always appreciate the people who are here for the tier 1 off season. Those are the true fans. Those are the true fucking.
Does what it says on
let's
the tin,
fucking
right?
go.
It's the role that you expect from him, playing it on so many maps. And for me, it being
Am
the
I standing
Neon
up because
comp
I don't
again,
want to
think,
show my
is
unmade
interesting
bed?
After
Look.
what we just saw on the previous, Desires defense so good at holding, like you mentioned.
I would
That's
say
where
for
they
most
start
people in the
here.
world,
Wacky
making your bed
back on the
is a
initiator,
waste
though.
of
This is where I
time.
said I thought he
That's
would
my
play
opinion.
yesterday, but after the Euro we've just seen, I'm not too sure how that supporting role exactly works. We're gonna have to
I suppose
find
for
out.
me, a lot of people will see
What
it.
a series this has already been. Plenty more yet to come.
But for
I
most
don't
of
want
you,
to say this is going to overtime from the start, but you kind of feel
this
it
was not a
already.
joke about all of
You're
you
gonna
being
feel it.
single
It's
as well
sunset,
because
you
you're
know, it's
TMV
like
fans. But
bound to happen.
it
I
was a
wanna see
joke
how
about how
everybody
no
is
one
doing,
really
like, on
will
the
see
mental
your
side
bed.
and out of the tiredness,
than
right?
you.
Like the series running
So why do
long.
you care?
We talk about the
Making your bed
amount
is good
of
for your
festive
mental health.
ones
See, I
that
see
these
people
teams
say
go
this,
through
but then
throughout the year, maybe not being so used, like the experience
But then
is
I
there,
think-
but you might get too
I'm sure it
comfortable
is for
having
some
shorter
people,
days.
but for
So
me, it
when it's
doesn't. I
one
don't give a
day
shit.
after the other, for example, like Barca, go into that third map,
don't
knowing that you
care.
haven't been able.
Like,
to
if I
close
made my
one
bed or
out.
didn't, it has no impact on
Definitely
my
something
mental
that has
health.
to
I
move away from
really
your map, from your mind.
don't give a shit.
But as I was saying, you say Wacky, I hear Wacky. All I see is Forsaken. Wacky is my Forsaken.
Okay, I would say Forsaken so far a little bit more flexible, perhaps. He did play every single role possible.
I was thinking of something.
Okay.
And I said
Ooh.
Forsaken, but I was thinking of something.
Why
Here we
is
go.
the second
I'll tell you something.
observer so far
This
ahead
is
of the
another
first one?
Messiah defensive round, or at least
I
it would appear so.
blame Magnum
While
somehow.
he does get one back, that's enough to get the spike planted. Waddle has a difficult game to play because if he loses this control, backside
Barca is
over
not a
before
serious
anyone on
organisation.
Desire can come to
What,
help
you're a
him,
Madrid fan?
It gets problematic. Well, and it's certainly going to.
And Guardino, assuming that they baited that plant and nobody came to help, that the rotations were still happening, steals a 3v3, but the spike is already down. And Philo is going to be spotted as well.
Oh yeah, you guys use
Players
blankets,
locked out,
right?
but the dizzy through
Dirt,
the
what the
smoke
fuck are
could
you
lose
using?
full Jesse, another on the fadeaway, and from this 5-on-3
Sleeping in
situation,
what? What are you sleeping in?
Desire are falling like flies.
Little
They're hemorrhaging numbers.
sleeping bag?
Wingman onto the spike after the first tap. Cam broken. Paranoia. Both
Paranoia.
players caught. The wide swing. 3 players to the good, but now
A
a man
down jacket and
Philo
socks.
The defuse has been
What's a
cancelled.
down
Guardi
jacket?
Finishes off the job.
Like a
An
down bad
imperative
jacket?
clutch for Barca, but a round which Desire let slip straight through their fingers.
And I was speaking about the mental and how they can get things back on track, how important it is to even get this.
That's
this
one
first
of the
round,
I would say the
Desire has been
core
playing
of
with
Throw
the
City
pistols
Apex,
and
by
how
the way.
lethal they are. But
Tried
even
your
when
best.
the three of them just back off, knowing that Wacky still has his utility, how the moment that
Who
they
else
hit,
is in the core of
the thing that they shoot is the wingman.
Throw City
Any-
Apex
the
there?
rest does not matter. You need to stop the defuse from happening, because even if Wardy was to lose the last duel, they would have
Full
not
buy from
had
Barca.
time to defuse the spike. So a little discipline in that round for the side of Barca. Of course, they will be able to purchase in this round 4 Bulldogs. I thought that the FPX spy was a little bit more popular these days.
Well, rifles do the job, right? Just gotta hope that you don't lose any of them.
That's the thing, right? Like, as I'm saying, Desire has been so good in punishing and just doing very
Crypto
well with
looking
his
ass
pistols,
logo.
that it only
What, Desire?
pushes me more
I
to
assume you
think,
don't mean
well, if I know
Barcelona.
that they've been doing this for 2 maps,
I'd say they have a
and we've been
football-esque
suffering the
looking logo.
consequences,
You know, with
maybe
football
going
on
for
it.
this kind of buys and just sending someone
is an
in
interesting
that can
point,
die
actually.
more easily and that will meet that.
Because
meet
Barca
that
is not
match
just
for
an
the-
esports. They also have like
the
a
bonus.
basketball team, don't they? And they have, I
They have
think,
chance.
they have a
Desire
hockey
just
team or something.
stacking here on B.
Yeah,
Handball
and that's
team
the
maybe
thing.
as well. Why do they have a football on their
Barcelona
logo
look
for
like
all
they're
of
going to play into this as well. Jesse's still offering A pressure.
Isn't Throw
Does
City
Guardi
Apex hella
find
dead?
anything with this knife? And does that change your mind?
They
with
also started
35
playing
seconds
Minecraft.
Left? Seemingly,
It
the answer
has
is
to.
yes, and the read
How-
is spot on.
How does it not? Like, exactly. Like, now you give the spike to Maniac, and you assume that it is a stack. Like, if you spot 3, it's a stack. It is what it is.
Guardi through middle.
I blamed
a
the-
little too much on his plate. That's a phantom drop. Filu still with the sheriff.
But I mean, this
There
I
isn't all
wouldn't
too much
call like
firepower
what I
on
would
the
call Throw
Desire
City
side.
dead or not. I mean, they did just lose a
They're
rifle,
having
so it's not
players in
great.
position with 10 seconds. The spike.
But I would say
planted.
Throw City dies when no
Filu
one is
gets
on.
The upgrade. Paranoia.
When no one
Nade,
is in
Dizzy,
chats
Flash
together.
On the breach. I'm seeing
But
a lot
that
of
actually
utility
happens pretty
that
much
can
every
make
day,
this
so-
difficult
Nade
for
has to be
Barca
first.
to
Yeah.
walk
Oh.
away with what they want. And that's the round, not just the guns. Jesse with a TP into the rafters, top of the site. Forward forced to give up his space, peeking through together. They fall to the ground. Desire with
guy
further
had to get a
damage.
kill there, I think.
Barca holding on, but you're already down to your last 3 rifles, both of them Bulldogs. This is getting scary, but
Okay,
not
got a
scary
bit close. I
enough for
mean, you
the
got
round
rid
to
of
slip
3
the net.
guns. It's pretty good.
And again, this is a round that
Checking
was
when,
pursued for them,
when we
having
get in for that
3
game there.
players down, making
Oh, they doing
such
the go
a
next
huge
game.
investment.
Okay, if they're doing
It's
the
a little
go
bit
next
devastating,
game.
of course, because you think now this bonus is a round that you might easily lose.
Go next to
Either you have a
23 and
very
1.
good
You know who the
set
1 is
plan,
to?
Or
Ascent.
he can live
Is
your
that
side.
true?
I
Are they
was also
23
seeing
and 1?
Hanks over from mid. I just want to
Holy
highlight
shit,
again,
they are.
Corwin is having such a match. It is so important that
Look
the
at that,
moment that
just
they
a
hear
fucking-
something, he baits, he makes them think that he's
With
just
one
playing for
loss
main,
to your
that
boys.
he's something that needs to be contested. Embrace the timing a lot. It opens the
A lot of
possibility
2-1s
for-
though, they don't
while they're
dominate a
looking
lot,
at
but-
him for the other players to
Okay, if they've got
open
go
up in their
next, then I
angles
can
and
just
trying to
watch that
secure
stream.
that kills. 3 sheriffs
Because this game isn't
in the hands
as important.
of Barca for this
Especially
round.
if Saw when both of them are out anyway.
Desire have already
Whereas this is
bucketed
quite important.
some of that early
Oh shit, sorry.
regenerative utility. The Dizzy on Wacky pick back up on A. It puts Filu on the angle.
Yeah, this match doesn't mean
Elbow.
anything. Well, I'm just watching this because it's a...
Cypher set up market, and with both
It's on.
initiators towards top mid, you've got plenty to play for rotations here.
I've been getting into Taskmaster recently.
Time as well.
Any Taskmaster fans
Chance
in
perhaps
the,
to take
in the
this
chat?
fight. Guardi does rescind positioning.
That's kind of
Not
filling my
penalised for that, and
Reddit-shaped
neither is
hole
Filu.
since I deleted Reddit.
Boombot cleared, but no re-aggression. He stays, as does the spike. Barca still far from committing, and we're into the last 45 seconds.
I think that they're trying to bait maybe
What is
some
Taskmaster?
aggression coming in
Taskmaster
from the
is a
extremities. I
show-
think they put a little bit of
Well, I mean, it
pressure
has been
on
exported
to mid.
around the world, but it
Didn't matter if
initially
was coming
started
from B,
in the
coming from
UK.
A, would have been
Where
ideal,
basically
but
they
Filu's
get
just waiting and
comedians to
holding
do
his
random shit.
He's heard the dart. That was all
Essentially.
that was needed for him to disengage.
You know, they get them to
Contact
do
hit.
stupid tasks.
But the setup from Barca
they-
is
and they
still
film
fairly
it
strong.
and
You've
make
got
a
a late
TV
flank
show of
through
it.
middle from Scythe.
Favorite
The only issue
contestant?
is they've not got
I mean,
into
I
the
love
site.
Bob Mortimer.
And as you say, 20
But I just
seconds
love
left
Bob
makes it all
Mortimer.
that more
Full stop.
difficult.
I like Phil
Filu's
Wang
still
as well.
alive, still standing and still dishing out damage. Guardi gets him back, but I'm not quite sure they're going to be able to get over the final few hurdles put in place by the
Oh.
Desire team. Guardi, another, but
Okay, I
nothing
mean, it got a bit
more.
sketchy,
The
but-
Sheriffs with the mix of rifles, not enough to see that round pass Desire by.
And I love the discipline from this area, just giving out the space. You don't know what to expect from this round. You don't know if this is a set play that they want to do and run through middle. Let's just play in our positions.
I thought you meant the thing
That's
that
what we're saying.
closes
If you have
tabs
that
on your
little time
computer.
left, many things can go wrong, and especially just having 3 sheriffs.
That's Task Manager.
It's very difficult to be mindful of
Oh,
this
that's
situation.
funny.
But couple of ultimates in.
Yeah,
the
I've really
right
been
now
getting
for
into
Barca.
Task Manager.
Try and get this distance.
I
5
fucking love
players
it. I
need
fucking
to go
love
onto a
closing
going to be instantly
applications.
broken, not without getting the tag though.
Sally Phillips
No
clears.
one-way
Sally
smoke
Phillips
either,
was
no
great
early
too. Yeah.
utility, forced to fall back.
Oh, there it is.
Filu again.
See, it's interesting from a.
Player
I
who
mean, I
dropped off
suppose
as the
if you're
series went
a
on
foreign
yesterday, but
viewer of
still
Taskmaster,
running hot
you
here.
know, you won't
A
know most of the
second kill
people
from the
anyway.
showstopper,
But it's always fun
and
in the
no
from like a
punishment
UK
either.
perspective,
They
like
can't
because you'll know
stop it.
some of them.
Jesse
You know, in each series,
does
it's like
inject
you'll
a
know
bit of
a
life
good
back into this
3 or 4
Barcelona
of them. But there
round.
might be someone on there that you're not as familiar with what they do.
Going down in middle, is it
But then
all
often I
done
find that the ones that
and
I'm
over with?
less
Wacky
familiar with
finishes off
often
the
are the
job.
funniest ones.
Are back to an even standing.
And what a performance
Best
from Filu.
Taskmaster
I love the
moment
fact that he's
Seema
still
was the
feeling
high
himself
octane
after the
item with a
previous
pair
map
of
that he had,
trousers.
where he was an
I really liked
absolute
when Rod
menace.
Gilbert
At the beginning
tied
of the day, we were talking
Alex
about, yo,
up.
we went an entire half without a
I
single
like that.
timeout.
Yeah. Rod
Things
Gilbert
were
was
working
unhinged
out,
as
the
well. That was
conversation
quite
was
funny.
flowing, but now after just 4 rounds, and of course thinking of what's at stake at this match again.
Yeah.
It's time to slow things down. What is happening
Cannot
with,
lie,
with the map?
seriously,
Desire is
still
not
think.
really being
Well,
aggressive.
go and watch Taskmaster if you want. I would say season 7 I think is a good one to maybe start with. It's a good season, I think, season 7. It's all on YouTube. It's all just uploaded on YouTube. So you can watch it for free. Okay, we're getting Bind, Abyss, and something else. Yeah, we'll focus on this when it's done, because this game means fuck all. But yeah, I've been getting into Taskmaster. Just kind of binging it. It's a good show. I'm almost surprised that premise hadn't been invented before. It seems quite obvious, really. doesn't it?
Literally going exponentially
Like, just come up with a bunch of random
as
shit
the
for people to do and
series
see what they
moves
do.
forward. Manic's still yet to find a single kill on this map.
Don't love this angle
And
against
with
Nico.
the one-way
Really
in
don't
play,
like this angle
tag
against Nico.
shouldn't be expected in the corner here either. Maniac
Still got his
hard
kill. Fair
clears
play.
him.
You
And
do
their
you.
own smoke
You do you, buddy.
has not exactly been any more value added.
You
Nice
do you.
from Desire to pick up the kill on Jesse. Vorwin low. Scythe known about. Wacky having him held.
Why do so many people have beef with Barca?
Things need to be
Probably because they just don't
frozen
like
a
the
bit.
football team.
They've
I
got all
suppose.
the info. There's players in the back lines here as well.
Although
Filu
of the
cleaning
teams,
up and the nade
like,
thrown
it's
to the
very
head of a
clear
low
to me that
Vorwin means he's forced
Real
to
Madrid
keep
are the bad
Caden
guys
clears up.
in the Barca-Real rivalry.
Yeah, the
Maybe that's
economy
just
might
me,
have
but
not
that's
been
always the
best
way.
for
As
Barca
an
in that round.
outsider,
Very
that's always the
well
way
played
I
from
viewed
Desire.
it.
Again, it doesn't matter where tag is on the map. It's a site that you do not even want to look upon. It's just dodges. Just don't go there. It's so complicated.
One enemy remaining.
When this situation starts.
Okay, are we getting into that? Not yet.
He's feeling himself. You just win a very clean, flawless round.
Desire trying to put their foot down with this utility, and it works out perfectly. Mid push Filu, tiles where he lays, tag picking up, and tag
Holy
has
shit.
done it again. Oh, it's a quad from tag to finish. A 4th round for
Holy
Desire.
fuck.
Everyone left dead in his wake. And for the Cypher player, so involved with the aggression there.
Arctic Boy!
The positioning. Okay.
What a blow!
Probably a Barcelona fan. Thanks for the gift sub.
I think it is also so
Probably a
interesting.
Barca
we were
fan for
talking
me
about
saying that Real were the
Barca
bad
not
guys.
finding
Or an
anything, just
Atletico
maybe
fan.
waiting a little bit too much for the aggression across the map. How they've been keeping an eye on to mid, and after
Yeah, also
that
Team Heretics are
timeout, getting
beefing
a
with
round to cool
the
down, and
coach.
then go on the aggression, then putting out the surprise in the form of a tag out of all people to just
Is this
go and
game
get those kills.
unimportant? Isn't this game unimportant? That is a strange way of wording that. Is not this game unimportant?
Backside, holding on. The rounds are coming thick and fast, and Barcelona are falling out of favoritism. Tag adds with Caden alongside him.
Yes, this game is not important.
His position revealed.
But the other one is, it just hasn't started yet.
Ended.
You get shot.
This game's
you lose the
important, it
round.
just
You
hasn't
lose the
started.
game. It's
Cool
a
fish,
FPS
thanks for the
game.
2 months as well.
Is when we were speaking with Tom yesterday from the Desire games that he had seen, one of the main things he raised, the youngsters dropping off in terms of performance as the game goes on. But Tag has just got better and better.
Tech balls, hopefully this one's starting.
Favorite for the
Let's get
interview.
into it.
Right on. Here's the agent select for you.
Sage.
What will we see?
No Phoenix.
I like
Yes.
this.
That
So
is
we're
certainly
going-
a Sage.
No Phoenix.
Yeah, we're going double controller, Sage.
But a Sova.
Single init could be an issue.
What?
Only on the Sova, and we're mixing
No
in the
flash,
Sova, which
no flash
this
into
almost feels like a
quadruple
dated pop.
controllers.
Like back in the day, you used to see Sage and Sova on Vine.
What
so they're bringing
fucking?
back
What are
the
we
old
in?
school.
2020?
That's right. We're ready for some vintage Valorant gameplay. Let's see what those teams have in
Am I
store
thinking
for us.
of going
Let's
to
send
any
it over
events in the
our casters.
2025 season? I might go to the Champs Paris like group stage.
Thank you very much to our
I don't
analyst
think I'll
desk.
go
Yes,
to
it's
the
time to
finals,
jump into
'cause
this game,
I wanna see.
CGN, and go next. Tom,
But I think
we've
like a
got quite a
random
game
group
on our
stage
hands.
day,
Go
I might
Next
go.
have been doing a pretty remarkable job of running through these teams in the tournament so far. And now they've done the A's.
If I
they've
get
done
on
the B's,
stage, do you
Sam,
want to
right? They've
shout
got
that? How the fuck
C's
would you get on
left to go.
stage?
CGN on the attack side here on Bind.
What the fuck are you planning on doing?
It's
Planning a protest?
going to be one of those matches where I'm excited to see how it goes, and it seems like Anguist has already gone off to a pretty poor start. I've been a big fan of what we've seen from Mini so far, especially.
good start
I
from,
think him and
Go Next.
Alexi have been utter superstars. And while kicking things off already in this pistol,
well.
it is just wow. It's clean. They've had 3 1v1s. They have won
Don't
3
love this comp from
1v1s.
CGN, I'm not gonna
And that
lie.
leaves, but in case you're bad at math,
Watch. Give me 2
people
years,
remaining.
watch. Look, if you get onto a stage,
Thank you for that, Tom. I was
I will
actually struggling through it. I
gladly
was getting
take
the
any
fingers
shout
out
out.
to count along.
Although
but
I fear that you'll do
I'll
it
solve
in
that one for you.
protest. And you'll be dragged
Hold
off the
on, 1,
stage
2,
as you
3,
do it,
4.
shouting, DMB, DMB.
Well, I think CGN, they've still got a chance whenever Benny's alive, but it's a sad day, Tom. I mean, not getting to see Benny on that Phoenix is always a disaster of a map. I want to see his hot hands out burning up the server, but it ain't happening here today. Well, I say today. See you on the biz.
Have I
Yeah, I
ever
was about to say,
dreamt
if we
of getting
think
on the
we-
analyst table?
they're
No, I
old
can't say I've
comps,
ever
we might
dreamt
have
that.
seen it on the first 2 maps, but
Would I
we'll
accept
see. They've already
payment?
changed this one to bring in a Sage.
Yes.
Not really sure what the plan was here. I think it was just wait it out
Do I-
and hope that they left, but they haven't. So it's
Do I
gonna be a
dream
second
of it?
kill already
I'm
for
not that
Mini.
bothered, to be honest.
For Davi,
I
a
enjoy
lot
it. I
still
enjoy
to be
streaming it.
desired,
I enjoy
not
watching
to
with
be
the
the
chat.
case. It is a flawless pistol
I enjoy
round
being here
for
with the
side of Go
TMB
Next,
Twitch
and,
chat
well,
and
I'm sure
YouTube
for
chat
CGN's sake,
and
they're
having
gonna
them
hope
say that I look
there's some
fucking
pretty
old
drastic
and that I
changes
look
here,
like
'cause
Ed
you also have to
Sheeran
bear in mind from their
and that I'm
perspective.
stupid.
But Go Next, this is more of
And all
a
that.
battle than anything else, because you've got a victory that will obviously take Go Next to playoffs. For CGN, this is their last match within the group stage. So if they lose this one, they're 2-2, and it would come down to whether or not Apex lose and whether or not someone
You look
else
like an
can get up
NPC
to
that
2-2
drops
as
common
I
loot.
believe, because they don't have the head-to-head versus Apex. It gets very confusing.
At
in
least
other
give me
words,
like the
for
second tier
CGN
of
if they
loot. At
lose.
least give me
If
like
they
a
win,
rare.
they put themselves in at least a pretty solid position. For now, though, it is a stellar start once again for the side of Go Next.
Yeah, at least give me uncommon.
Still plenty of players to deal with and always danger in these rounds. Yeah, based on what we've seen so far, I think it's fair to describe a side like Go Next as favorites. CGN have given some good teams a run for their money.
That is such a good way of describing some
The only
people
loss
though,
they
that
have
they
is
would drop
Apex and
common loot.
I like what I discussed with Benny yesterday.
like
you know,
to
they
think
really
I
could have
wouldn't
won that
drop
on
common
both
loot.
maps. Nice shot by Vince. There's the danger we were talking about. Always lurking. Now down to a 4v4.
Fully smoked.
He's the troll under the London Bridge. Please, sir, buy my
Opportunities,
wares.
Time ticking. It seems like actually
Holy
Alexi's
fuck,
gonna
bro,
get
what
caught
are you
in no
doing?
man's land. an open position that allows for a gun to go into the opponent's hands.
Holy
Huge
fucking
opportunity
unaware.
for CGN. The wall
They
looking
got a
to just
marshal,
make
an
things a bit
outlaw,
more
and a
awkward for
judge.
anybody
Holy
to
shit,
try
they're
and get
cooked.
in
They're
and
gonna
deny
lose.
that plant, but that isn't to be the case. And with 2 snipers here, you almost rely on your opponents making a little bit of a
You gonna
mistake
move?
and over peeking to give them anything.
Okay, he has
Instead,
a bulldog,
it's going to be
that's
that
good.
rifle retrieved, the judge trying
Bolt's
to take
fucked
close
here.
quarters, but for the majority of this attacking side, they have fallen back passive and already put another on the death toll.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, it's a bit of chaos leaving Bold to do it all, and he might just have it. One more player
Molly.
to find. Oh, the Molly's got it across the line for Vince.
That's
That
why you
was
buy
a
utility
hell of
the
a
second
try
round.
from Bold, but not quite enough this time. 1
Yeah,
to
very poor
1.
from Alexic
And
here,
those
just
dangers that
literal
were
laser
lurking, they
focusing
came
in
out
on
in
here.
full force. That's
Not
a
even-
solid answer back from CGN.
Like, just do your job, man.
Yeah, just being able to get those openers. We've seen this quite a bit from
And
our
4v4 as well, like.
fantastic Brimstone players, just holding on
What
to the
are we
utility
doing?
until the very last moment. But I think Benny did
Yeah,
a
that's the
fantastic
old
job, and of
Ascension.
course Bold did exactly what he could. Now, this was actually the map that I feel like Bold sort of made a name for himself with that old Ballista roster. He was a very good caller when it came to this map, and they actually run a Phoenix themselves, so not the case anymore, and their opponents haven't done it either. The problem now, though, okay, you got Bold still holding on to a judge. He's brought another one into the round. Just going to try and
I'm gonna
hold on
sit
to
back down.
Hookah and the B site. For the rest, they're left with
Oh,
very
no,
little.
not another
Alexic,
eco.
though, has started off strong.
So is Davey. 2 kills, but in comes Alexic
3v3.
on another, equalizing it. And they can't really give that up for CGN.
Oh.
It'd be weapons acquired by their opponents. And the process of taking space, Mini's landed a beautiful headshot.
Holy
Worldly
shit.
around from Mini. 2 kills with Alexic.
Ecos on
Crippling
ecos.
up to close this one out. Well, they didn't appreciate losing
Can
that
I bother
previous
you one of
round,
your
and
matches
they've
though?
certainly
You want me to
made it right.
maybe give me a random day and I will analyze
I don't
a
know if
random
made
Throw
it
City
right.
APAC
Like
game.
that felt wrong, but I get what you're saying.
I
They
need
brought
everyone to
balance
record
to
the
the
Throw
world,
City APAC game.
by losing an eco and then immediately winning one back.
And I'll
but
record all
yeah,
10
some filthy
POVs.
shots connected
No,
by
not
both
Throw City.
Alexi. Like the fact that Alexi
Why are
was
you
the
so
one that
anti
kicks
Throw
off that
City?
round and is able to hold on to that position for the entirety of it.
Okay,
It's
back
going
to
to
back
send the
ecos.
economy right back into the bin for CGN. These are sort of the worst possible starts you can have because it's not even like they retrieved any weaponry in the last round because they only had 1 player surviving. Element is now going to try and fight versus the judge, and he wins. Okay.
Close range as well. Yeah, that wasn't just from far back. Posturing. My guy wanted to get up in his face. It's worked. Zeke. On the other side of that wall, there's danger brewing. Not just Benny. He only has a classic, but Vince.
So
player
they
who had
take
a
a
big
gamble,
footprint in a
3
previous
stack
round.
on
That's a
B.
beautiful
Oh
hit.
no.
That's well played.
Clean punish by Zeke. And the site control stays in their favor. Deep nade as
Nice
well.
nade
This
as
is
well.
going to force them out in the open. Huge punishes
but now you've
on
seen
the
3
defensive
here on
side to
B.
claim back favor.
Yeah, the
But it did cost
utility
you
of this
2
round
kills.
has been the major difference. Profek up close. I don't think.
Bro, you have to get that kill.
What?
Bro,
Like,
you
the
know he
fights
is
that I'm
there. He just
expecting
fucking
players
darted in
over
front of
on
your
the
face.
GN
There
side
is
to
no
win, they're
fucking
not.
way you've lost that.
Davi's been able to turn things back. Another coming up, but not the Hunter's Fury.
Oh
This
my
guy's
God.
too good with that ultimate. He's hit a tag as well to bring another low.
30 seconds.
Zeke, low on HP. Somehow again, in these low purchase rounds, they managed to do so much. Now Vince, he wants to try and escape.
You know
He
that's where
wanted
the
to
solo
try and have
was.
that post plant that we've seen from him in the prior, but instead Davi's going to be the one to try and fight this back in a 1 versus 2. With Alexic and Zeke, the Eeks on the other side, they face him together. And although he does quite a bit of damage, it doesn't really matter in the end. Still close, still a little bit worrying, especially with
On
what
guard
Davi
thinking
was
like
able
though,
to do.
join
But it's
Pro
still going to be the
City, what was
3-1
that?
in favor of
Among
Gomez.
Us.
God, especially
Right. We're
after
playing Throw
losing
City
out that
Among
last
Us now as
clutch
well.
to the Eeks, it's got to irk them a
How
little
good are
bit
these
on
tier 2
CGN.
teams?
They
Just playing
start
tier 1
opening duel, they
terms.
get picked apart by well-placed utility, and not to
They're
mention the
probably
position
like-
they're in round-wise, having gone up 1-1, equalized
probably like
after
a-
losing the pistol. And a
let's
couple
say-
of
let's say there's
mistakes
gonna be
end up
12
costing
teams next
them
year.
not just that round,
Probably like
many rounds
4 to
afterwards.
5 win teams.
Potential lead that they had. Just a thought now, just a dream. as Go Next start to run away with
Can I
this one,
react to
building up
APAC
economy,
chat?
decent
Let
amount
me
on the
read on my
board,
phone and
everything
I'll
invested
see.
for CGN, and it's an
See
operator
what I
on
think.
Alexic. It will truly strike fear into the heart of most teams. In fact, CGN, know it or not, they are running to the other side of the map.
They've felt the celestial force of an operator on one side. This is where they all go through the
What are
TV
you,
and
just
die to it
roasting
anyway. That'll be
Malaysians?
the real kicker. But instead, they're walking into the 1-2 punch. Bold with a smoke. He's a bit late. He's very late, in fact. Now, the flash is going to go through, but I think Zeke thinks better of it.
Oh, bro.
Doesn't want to overextend. Doesn't want to trade his life out as well.
I mean,
Definitely a bit of
Go Next.
mistiming
I mean,
from
this
the
is a
side of Go
very
Next. And that's
scrappy
given an
start
opener
here.
to CGN.
It absolutely has. They have the advantage, and now it's getting a little bit better. Element drops Zeke, the re-aggression down
Gotta do
B
that. I
long.
think
The
you gotta bring a teammate
expected
with you.
rotate to the A site no longer in play.
To start
Go
with.
Next now play blind. You don't know if that
Feels
was
like
a
they're a bit
lurker left
antsy to
behind. It's a
fucking do
raise,
shit
so
on
perhaps
their own.
unlikely, but
That's a decent
could
example.
have been resetting for
But you can still
defaults.
hold
This
the
push
site
could be
here
coming
too,
in
especially
anywhere.
the B site. You can still hold this
Little
with
do
two
they
people.
know.
Sure,
Mini that
especially
will be
against no
tested.
flash.
Just peppering up a
Like,
few
I'd be
shots
telling
through
them on
that
B, like,
smoke and
guys, just
finding
hold the
nothing.
site
Here
behind this
comes the
Viper wall,
entire
and you're
attacking
good.
side. Snakebite too. It's going to be lined up.
Oh, I thought for a second Mini
Nice
might
trade.
be able to get away with a little bit more, but it's only going to be the one. And with the res, they're going to make sure that this round doesn't have any chance of going anywhere. Especially with how the economy is right now
we're
for
just gonna
CGN.
save. I don't think
that
up
holds
buying
a
an
lot
up
of
here is a
value.
good
Just
idea
making
either,
sure that
to
you
be
keep
honest.
all of the guns. And for the defensive
Against
side,
this comp.
if they get
Again, I
both
think
of
you
these
just want to be
players
spraying
out
them down
alive,
smoke-wise.
they'll have a buy for the next round. You still have a couple of thousand on
How good are these
everybody
teams compared to
except
last
for
year's
Alexi.
Ascendants?
For now, though,
Probably not as good as G2, and probably
there's a little bit of a hunt.
better
Not-
than
not
Bleed,
much
and
of
probably
one, just
about the
checking
same as
towards the
Gentlemates.
spawn, but this double up, this crossfire, should be enough for Go Next to hold on to the guns. A good recovery, though, from CGN.
Go
'cause
Next
it's one
might
of
be a
those
bit better
rounds
than
where
Gentlemates, honestly.
the timing worked out for them, but then they're just patient. And I think this is something this team is very good at. It's not necessarily overextending. I was a bit worried for Profek there. And Alexi, he might get one for free. Yeah, he's going to make it a bit more costly in the end.
Where do you fit them with DRG? Tough to know about DRG, because I think the Chinese
Indeed,
league
running the cost up slightly.
is a bit of a
More
strange one in
receipts to
general.
submit, but Benny not on the Phoenix, able to deliver that opening. He's still feeling confident for early fights, building up that res through the walls. We've seen him do it on Haven. There'd be no surprise he's doing it again here.
Are they hunting with their current eco?
The Go Next side. The
Some
growth
teams
in this
don't really
series
think.
stunted slightly. It looked like this could have been a big lead and then running away with it. But like we said, they built up economy.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be any
They should have probably just
cowering
saved
away
after the
and
first
taking
guy
an
died.
eco. They'll be able to get a full investment coming into this round. Showstopper
Joy
and
to the
orbital
world.
strike. One
Attack
better
balls.
than what Element.
Oh, the map's already over. Fuck, was it a stomp? Oh no, it's halftime. But it was a bit of a stomp. Okay. British representation. Let's go. So again, I think both of them eliminated. This is the big game, really. So Pacifica through. Who did Job Life lose to? They beat the Ultimates and saw. Oh, so that game doesn't mean anything anyway, because the Ultimates lost to Job Life. So really, it's just between these two. Job Life and Mouse. And if CGN win this, then Apex need to beat Barca and have Go Next lose to Desire. So this game's pretty big. So if Go Next win this, CGN lost to Apex, so that's it as well. So if Go Next win, then these two are through, I would assume. Again, I'm assuming it goes on head-to-head. You're through, and it's just between these two who play each other.
3.
Yeah, and now look at the side. Look at the way that they're moving around, even where they're gonna plant the spike. They know that Vorwan is there, but they have no guarantees as where the rest is.
Continuing to fight forwards. Utility to try and make this even more difficult. Both flashes waddle. They are fighting back through, playing as a unit, clearing so many angles with the aftershock as well. Separated now with Waddle by himself, dealing with main, Caden, Filu, doing all the rest and doing enough.
If Mouse beat Job Life though, and Ultimate Spin, they'd all be 2-2 and we'll be 1. Oh, maybe, yeah. I suppose, yeah, we could end in big tiebreakers, you're right. At which point it goes down to maps, I guess.
They are hunting him down relentlessly. Orbital Strike used to belay that. Cancel the push for a moment, but Brim falls regardless.
Why
and the Rocket is still here to clear
this?
the space.
What are you
Spawn
doing?
wide open, they'll drop out. And
couple
the
rounds in a
Spike
row
is
now, just
rallying
absolute
to meet the
giga
team on the B site. Clean take from CGN.
Ult too
All that
early
remains
and
is
to
to get the
swing out
Spike
on
down,
your own.
and they're going
Like,
to use
holy
the
fuck.
Orb on Anguist.
Again, make
just
them
one
do an
away
exit
from the pit.
past
I
this
thought for a
Viper
second
wall,
they
man.
might
Like,
swap the
what
plans
are you
over.
doing?
Of course, Vince just one away from
They
Orbital
have
Strike as
no
well.
smoke. They have no flash through your smoke.
Hero play attempted, and it's
Holy
just
fuck! Like you should
disjointed
literally
from the
now.
rest.
I mean,
I
one
think
again.
that's
This
actually
isn't
been the
helping
major
you.
problem
Like
so
I
far
mean,
on this
just
B side
fundamentally, this
we've
is just
seen that
awful.
now in 2 rounds.
Take a time
where
out, guys.
Bold takes. Like,
Take
well,
a
the
time
first
out.
time
This
it was a
is-
mistake
this
on
is, like,
timing. That time it was
unacceptable
him
levels of
trying
shit.
to take space and take a fight individually, which I'll be honest, his kit doesn't really help for that. Like you're playing as a Brimstone. The thing you hope to see from a Brim is delaying or clearing some of these angles on the retake. Instead, Bold tries to fight, and then because of that, later in the round we see Zeke try and be a hero
What are they gonna
to bring the
fucking
round
do?
back into contention.
They're walling this, man. Like
These aren't the players I want to see
Just
doing
hold
that.
on to the
Like,
back side.
especially when you have an operator on Alexic, him taking those early fights, taking control, I'm perfectly happy with. I'd say Mini as well. He's been off to a flyer of a start. Someone who's been hitting crazy shots. So I'm just a little bit, I guess, frustrated with. I feel like the 2 rounds that Go Next have had slip away from them on the B site have been the same. Over aggression from Bolt.
Timeout.
Past days.
Fucking
Arsenal
calm
just
down.
wants to wait and die to the Spike. Not giving Desire more tools
Yeah.
than the ones that they
This-
sometimes have not needed.
This is the position where, well, maybe one person wouldn't like it, but if the hole in spawn, you could just jump into that and we move on to the next, maybe? I don't know.
I think you do.
Who knows?
Desire just pushing, trying to get those kills. They know that at this point they just want to die to the Spike.
Filu building
the
up
kills
towards
here.
his ult as well. He's the one that you really want to be picking these up. And I tell you what, he's the only one left standing on the other side of the map. Everyone goes down.
And
These
he
are
was
like fucking
also the
basic
one that was-
ideas, guys. Like what? You're making tier 2 look shit.
Of this site,
These last
we
couple
have to
rounds.
take back something else, right? So he peeks out on long, loses the duel,
One.
and that's all just on the back
When
of
we're going
one
for
little
these eco
ultimate.
kills.
CGN before that timeout, the
We
tech
should be
pause
doing
even
it on
occurred.
whoever is
They were
close
waiting
to the big ult.
outside those barriers. That was the A
Most
game, the
notably,
A
your
plan,
race.
and it worked out perfectly.
2.
It seems like
Do it as a
it's going to
team.
be a.
3.
So, I'm guessing some sort
Send
of
the
aggressive
guy in
start
with
because
the-
Alexi's
with the
given up his
pistol.
operator
Have him
to
jump.
Zeke. He now has a
And then
showstopper.
have
So I
everyone
think the
else swing.
expectation is it's going to be the same play again. And so they've got Zeke as contact with the op and then the showstopper in case they do the same thing. Now, CGN are not doing the same thing. They are patiently waiting outside of that A
So
site.
he bought this up, and now he
And
doesn't
as
even
of
want
right
it.
now,
He's just playing for his ult.
you're going to see
Off
whether
the
or
op
not the
contact.
defense are
Okay,
able
I mean,
to
that's
hold
not a
this.
bad
Bear in
idea,
mind,
to be fair.
Bold also on that other side of the map only has himself
You've
a
got
shotgun.
2 rifles on this
The
side.
players on A do have rifles.
They do indeed. Well, Mini had a rifle. He hasn't even got his life to hold on to anymore. Profek, though.
Some of the
his
kills,
drop
like, after
element
watching a
stops the
whole
push
like
towards the
LAN
back of
season,
the
some of the
site,
kills here online,
holds
they
the
just
safe
seem a
haven for
little
his teammates
strange.
to rotate into.
You know what I
and
mean?
ready
They
to
just
take
seem a
this
little
fight that
like
everybody has left.
you're
the
just
B-site.
not
The
used to seeing it.
teleporter
Like this kill here, where
would be
this
a
guy's
great
just like
option for CGN.
looking the wrong
They've
way,
tapped the
like
spike,
not
but they
ready
don't
for it.
intend to
Obviously,
plant
it's
it,
an
at
online
least not
thing
for the
from his
moment. Looking
perspective.
for the response
Now this
from
is
their
a
opponents.
2021 round.
Waiting for Go Next to reveal their hand.
They haven't even planted.
Nothing's
You-
come
you
in.
should be
Another
good here.
tap. There it is, the showstopper, and it's fired onto the planter. That's
Don't know
Vince
what they're
destroyed.
thinking here,
Spike
to
in
be
the
honest.
open. And it looks like Go Next want to contest for that, holding the walkout from bench. Beautiful stuff.
I mean,
for Profek. Another player down.
in
And they
tier
really
3,
may
this
consider
shouldn't
taking
work.
that teleporter. They are stacked up on the side of Go Next.
Yeah, the thing is, it's become such common play to have someone wait on the other side, and with the amount of time left, it would be walking into risky territory. So CGN are trying to fight out of this, but with 5 HP, well, there's definitely no time for it now. The only goal from Benny is to just hold onto the gun, and with low weaponry, but a pretty solid setup.
Yeah,
Go
off a
Next have managed
timeout.
to
What a
win
horrendous
themselves
goal.
a round
Holy
out of
shit.
the blue. And I feel like, yeah.
Thoughts on Fnatic dropping hero? I mean,
don't
makes
blame
sense.
them
He'll
for
get a
not
job with
necessarily
someone, I'm
using
sure.
the TP. As said, it's heading into
As
unknown
long as his
territory.
trialing is decent.
But I do think they were just a little bit too
I think someone will
hesitant
pick him up.
with what they were doing and desperately trying to bait out that showstopper for maybe a little too long.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it, right? They just
Ever
kept
watched
pump faking
2021
it, and
Valorant?
there was no response.
It was a simpler
Gonex
time.
Just sat, waited, slowly chipped away at the wall, and
A team with no coach
I
was
guess
the
they
best
were quite
team
conscious as
for a
well. You
bit.
pop the showstopper, chance they just run away. If they're in position close to the teleporter, and have a tough time. The reward here was massive. The lead back into Gonex's hands. The little bit of aggression on A side is all they have to go off
Okay,
of
we
for
got
now.
the up
But
down B this time. They actually try and
taking a
play the
look
map this
at where
time.
Zeke is. He's used a flash. No one spotted. He's clearing out B. It's only a matter of time until Gonex figure out where this hit's coming in.
A whole lot of defense there with
So again, just
an orbital strike. It could be used for post, but if it is used over in lamps,
waiting for this
it would
trap
be
play.
a
that's not-
troublesome position from Bolt
gonna
to
get
fight
much.
from. Rotation is coming back in.
God, this guy's
from
got a
Mini.
fucking death wish. He just doesn't want to play.
I think this time there should be a safe
He got the
space to get the
Brimmer out,
plant
brilliant.
in. The only thing is, Boulder's actually used his Molotov to try and section them apart. The wall up and above. Benny goes down
Oh.
instead. And now they have a chance to actually try and isolate these other two
Now
players.
you've just separated your
Hold
team
from
from each
Element.
other.
Needs to land a couple of shots, but he's
What are we doing?
completely missed a
What are we
beat.
doing with
Gabby
this sage?
wasn't really there to defend him. Looking to try and fall back a little bit, and Zeke might have just hit the timing. He's looking to try and make his way through the back of the pit while the wall is being broken, while distractions are being had. They're completely unaware that he's coming in behind them, but Vince
that made him
at the last second
invisible,
turns
not
back
being
around.
in the pit.
And now with just Mini
Like, bro, it's
outside
obvious
the
where
back,
you are, man. They
just
can
looking
shoot
to try
you
and
still.
hold onto a gun. Again, the economy won't allow for a risk to be taken. CGN are going to
I
respond
guess
once
he
more.
doesn't know they're close. They could be back here, I suppose. But
Like I said, they'll give you a little bit of
Again, a
leeway, but
big
they
risk.
will claw their way back up to that score line.
Strange,
You never
strange.
get
I
far
mean,
away from CGN.
these guys, for one, should be 3-stacking A
This is a
almost
squad
always. This
scrapping
B take should be
for their
easy
position.
to
It's
destroy.
been a couple of
Should
rounds
be
where they're
easy.
even behind, but still able to fight their way back. They said that takeaways to some of these players like Element, who we've seen at the top
With
level
Brim
for such
Sky
a long
here,
time,
this
and
should
even
be
when they
easy
go
to
down,
beat on B. You should have 3 here
players who
pretty
we've
much
seen
the
at
whole
the
time.
middle
in my
level,
opinion.
I suppose. Davey, this guy
Again, they have
yesterday
no
was exactly
flash.
the
I mean,
same, Tom.
good
Every
fucking luck getting
Hunter's
past
Fury,
this
I
fight
think
ball.
there's
If you
one
change,
that I
like, this is the
remembered
setup they should have.
because it was
Like
he didn't
every
get a
round.
kill. Other than that, it was 1-2.
And yet we're doing it
at
this time
least
when we got the
half
rifle
HP on the second player. Love seeing his Hunter's Furies, and I'm sure we're going to get a couple.
Do they realize
during
they've
this
got
map,
no flash?
already
And,
halfway
like,
to his.
this
But
is
in terms of
easy to
ultimates, it
defend?
is just a Viper's Pit from Gonex that's online, and this is already being used to, well, usually to send your opponents in the other direction.
And
CGN
like
are
you
still
probably
grouped
need
up
like
outside.
you're probably
it.
looking
They
at
might
like
have an
when you look
idea
at
how
this
they want to
comp,
deal with this. They've
you're
got a
thinking,
drone,
oh shit,
they've
this
got a
is an
boom
easy
bot.
8.
Plenty to work with. Even the slow as well.
You're
Stop
like,
them
oh
getting out.
shit, this is an easy 8 right here.
It's always nerve-wracking.
As soon as the guns come out, they should have no chance.
I have to take a bit of damage to get close.
You're gonna try
Instead,
full
it seems
showers
like they
exit.
might avoid him altogether.
Better
that
use
would
your orb
mean
here.
facing into Alexic instead.
Flash here sees
And
no
it
one.
seems
This
Mini
guy
is
sees
going to
no
go for
one.
the rotation as well. With the deep control
Two
Bolt
guys
has,
here.
it's understandable. Waiting for that initial shot. The spam not quite connecting. And in fact, Profik has been eliminated immediately. There is a response, but the pit no longer defends them. The flank
This guy's
expected
lost.
as
This
well
guy
by
is so
CGN.
lost.
They are holding their ground, and with plenty of time to play with, the shots just aren't
How have
quite
you
clean
not
enough.
killed him? Where's the rest
Somehow
of the team? What are
still,
we doing?
Alexic stands. Zeke alongside him as
God,
well,
what the
and
fuck
gets the
have you
timing
dropped, man?
almost perfect on that swing. That looked like a round that was going to slip out of the hands, but the experienced player within this roster is the one to take it over the line.
Question mark, question
Oh yeah,
mark,
he
question mark,
certainly gets
indeed.
the job done, but teed up. I mean,
This guy needs
Alexic,
to look at his
10
minimap.
to 3 right now. That
Like,
guy is
what?
on fire.
I don't understand what Bold's doing.
Slowing down the push to start
You
with.
must
Once
know
Element grabs
that
that, and
most
Viper's
of
Pit's
them
out of play.
are
You
in
think
shower.
that's got to be the round.
But
Slipping
if
out
you
of
look at the
control,
map,
a
your
flurry of
team
frags,
hasn't
but then
seen them
Alexic
come out. Like, where do
stands
you think
strong,
they are? They've
does
heard
damage,
UTB.
draws their eye. They're all focused on taking him down. And Zeke can blindside them just like that. There's a couple of assists
And
on
now
the
we're
board that
ecoing
raise,
when our
and
team is
well
buying.
deserved, but the
Fuck me.
kills, they go his way nonetheless. Thing is,
Tough.
taking a look over at Go Next, one orb away from Mini
Oh
having a
my
thrash.
god, what
They
is
might
he
want to
doing?
fight for this
man?
B long control. It's a danger for
I mean, I
Element to
guess
be
it kinda
around, and that's
won.
exactly
It
what's
worked,
occurred.
but
A
holy
flash
shit.
through an early peak. Still haven't taken the orb though. They're resetting back. They don't need thrash, at least in their mind. Alexic's making sure that's a
A bit
reality.
risky by Alexic, but it gets a kill.
He manages to take down Davi. Doesn't overextend.
We're in a
but
fucking
goes
ranked
back
game
for a
right
little
here.
more.
This is fucking ranked.
Puts the
Like, this is the
advantage
kind of
firmly
thing
in
you
his
would say,
team's
like,
hands.
well, there's no fucking way you
They're
do
already
that
gonna
in a pro
spot
game.
out
You wouldn't
Benny.
do that in a real game.
Doesn't really tell them too much. In fact,
Bro,
Mosh
go
goes
fast.
over, but it's a
Take
little
this,
bit
take
too
this
late.
chance.
Not going to deny the plant.
Fucking sprint time.
Defensive side are going to have to go for a full rotation. Vince does still have his Molotov, but we've already seen plenty of rounds slip
Do
away
it. Win the
by
round.
just the clock alone. I also see that Benny has his wall, so he could section off the Lamps position in the late round. So it's going to funnel them all through a similar position, a crossfire that's there. Already, the first kill is going to go Vince's way. The second
Gets
as
the
well,
second, wow.
and now that orbital strike is available. He's just going to fall back as far as possible, buy as much time, and with the slow, there is no escape, surely. Even still, it's a little bit dangerous. But that clock has surely gone too far. Mini may have found his opponent of Vince, but it will be another round back and forth. CGN equalize again.
At least he
Again,
ends up
just a
with the
tough
thrash
one here.
online for the next, but yeah.
My boy's playing ranked.
Equalization after
but
equalization.
Fuck knows why.
I got sick of
Don't know
saying
what
neck
Alexic's
and neck
doing here.
yesterday and the day
He takes a bit
before.
of a risk in that one.
And the
That's
day
fucking
before.
mental.
But here we are. I feel like this team is
That
just
is mental.
competing for every round. You know, we see some squads go for
Just a
more
strange
standard
game that
play,
we're
I
in right
think.
now.
You take the ecos, you run it down, you maybe have a chance to do a little bit of damage. But the CGN side, I feel like they come into every single round and think, we can win this. We will win this. And I guess if you got Benny on a Phoenix, you have to. Now they've just got used to that as a way of thinking, a way of living. Benny opening it up with a wide swing onto Alexic. Spam leaves Mini on 36. Flash is good,
That's
but
right.
still the kill goes to Benny. He's used to all that nonsense. Anguis trading out Element, and the damage done in favor of CGN. This one seems to be locked in.
Oh,
He's
okay.
still got just
I
one.
didn't expect Bolt to get anything with his initial crosshair placement. And for Profek, well, he's got light shields. That is all. Hope for damage.
Was a prior game?
Slid.
Yeah, Pacific won. They kind of destroyed
Well,
the
for
second
Benny,
match.
it
They look like
wouldn't
the
be
better
too
team.
bad if
They
he
look
can
like the
get
best
that
team.
ultimate online. I'm sure not in the way he was hoping for. Actually, you know what?
Considering the mud I've
With
seen
the light
here.
shields picking up a rifle, there's at least a little bit of extra hope. He's got the credits that he could still go for this, and it wouldn't be too much of a cost to them in the next round. Although, I'm sure if something doesn't show itself soon, Profek might just decide to hold on to this. He's already spotted the gun of one. That's the first. The second player is not going to be as easy, though. Making it out of this window is a tough task, and while Anguis makes sure it's a task that never occurs. CGN, they will take the lead. And for Go Next, well, a 6-6 is the best case.
They win the pistol.
TMV, do you
Equalize
know,
1-1.
there is a fish called
Managed to fight
Huma
3-1
Akuna.
And I think we've been back and
The
forth.
TTS
for
just
the most
fucking
part
gave
since
up.
then.
The TTS was like, fuck that. I ain't
This
saying
is,
all that.
Well, and by that logic, I suppose Go Next are about to win this. And they have got the ultimates by their back, but so too does CGN. An early showstopper from Alexic, perhaps. Well, there's a res online for Benny after his battles in the previous round. That's going to be a problem for Go Next to deal with. You got a showstopper in return for Element. Go Next with a couple ults and the orbital strike about to come online. Good position to
Anyone
play
been
from. I
playing
guess for both
Deadlock?
teams, this
Not
is
the
going to
agent,
be
the game.
anxiety-inducing
Can't wait for
finale.
Steam to add gambling to it. That'll make it more fun, right, kids?
Early information hunted for again. Seems like the TP might be sectioned off, not wanting to allow for quick rotations. Maybe a little bit wary of
Wall
a
off the
showstopper on
TP.
the other side. And well, Bold is going to play no part in this round. It's
die,
left
but,
on
like,
to
here
Zeke
on B,
to be the hero of the B
again,
side
Bold's
once
just had a
again, but this
fucking
time,
nightmare half, to be
no
honest.
chance.
So many rounds have been bad.
Mini will
Like,
immediately
you
use his
cannot
ult, trying to put it in
he thinks he's
tandem
playing
with his
Omen or
teammate
some shit.
showstopper, but it isn't to be. Nothing that Go Next are attempting
Against this
is
comp,
succeeding, and CGN have an
cannot die
answer
as
for
Brim
everything
on B
being thrown at them.
before you get out this
Mini
molly.
spot is being watched
Like
like
literal,
a hawk,
like
and no trouble for
0%.
Vince. And while Prophet
Never.
is trying to
You're
clear a close
never
corner,
ever dying before
his
you get. If they do a B
teammates, his
exec,
brothers
you best
have all
fucking have
fallen
that
around
Brimboy.
him. A chance, but it's not
And it
going to
best
happen.
be out on
7
one
to
of
5,
these.
really solid
Whichever
resurgence
one you
from
think they're
CGN
coming
as
from,
they'll take the half.
It better be out.
Oh,
And
they'll have
instead,
the
my
lead
man is
moving
just
into the
constantly
next. A
dying.
good position to play
Yeah.
from on their map pick. Let's test
You
out
will
how
never
their
dying up here
defense
is
can
real
match up
against this
against
one.
their opponent. Go
Ever.
next after
Ever.
the break.
You should always be dying here. Here is where you should be dying. And I don't think he died there once, and he always died pushed up.
Hello TMV, will you do a comp stats video for Ascension games and compare to tier 1 comps and see the trends?
No, I won't. No,
Be
that
able
sounds
to
like a
have
lot of work.
such
Do you know how much
good
work goes
responses
into
to
the...
everything that's
Considering
going
how
on
many
in the map,
views
while
I get
still
on the,
with
like,
that rolling
stats
thunder bit, there's
videos,
so many
they are
threats
by
on the
far
side of
the
our side. You
biggest.
see a Maniac
Like,
that is
wow,
completely
Boss are
forgotten
fucking coming
about
back.
how he could not perform in the attack completely.
They are by
It's a
far the
different game.
most
He's
work-intensive
playing on a
videos I
different
do
server
for...
at the time. He's gone from London to Istanbul. Like, Scythe being able to put up those numbers.
Also wins 7 in a row.
With how much we were highlighting tag, he's already surpassed
So yeah,
him
no,
in
I
kills,
will not be
and
doing
there's
any
still
more
one
stats
round
things.
away.
I like doing the stats because it
Given
keeps
this
me
on
informed
even
about what's working
numbers,
and
of
what's
course, the
not.
money's not going to be great for Desire.
Which
I
tier
just
2
look at
team
the
do you think can
ults as
survive on
well.
tier 1?
You
Well, that's the
could,
thing. It's
Barca
probably the
didn't
best looking
use the
team
null command
Pacific.
there in the retake.
Well, are going to
Just
lose 3 of
needed
their
it.
players
Scythe
if they
did
win.
everything. One away from the overdrive.
So I don't know.
Sure, the Hunter's Fury comes out, but there are still big pieces. Yes, Waddle has the Rolling Thunder. Will
Also,
Filu be
Dirt,
able
what
to
time
get
is it in
close
Hong Kong?
enough
It must be
to have
fucking...
his back? The spacing's been
Fuck,
fantastic
why
as
are you
well.
awake?
I mentioned it before.
You get shot, you lose the round, you lose
Jonah,
the game.
thanks for
It's
the 8
an
months.
FPS
When you're Barca,
game.
you just
That's the
at this
spike.
point, you just say run for round, just run by round.
That's the spike!
Keep talking, keep the
I
comms
got a
coming.
stomachache.
Everybody focus. The day has been very long. 13-8, 13-10. Now this is looking to go to OT.
This is where they get
That's
confident.
tough.
Does Guardi
That's what you thought. I've got a stomachache. Let's watch little TMV stream.
Draws the shorty.
Your
Filu
boy,
was
Pep.
Never expecting that. Oh, Desire caught by surprise. Like many, Barcelona's death was exaggerated, but they are not done yet.
The fact that we've gotten this 11-11 now. The reaction.
Sorry, boss, but
When
that
there
game
has
does
been
mean nothing.
success
So.
on this map for the side of Go Next, it's been on this attack.
But yeah,
We're talking
Deadlock,
about
my thoughts so
9-3 half
far.
versus Ascend
alright.
the last time they won 11-1 versus a team.
I
with
can't.
a,
Who was I playing?
well,
I was
they're
playing the
called
punchy
Trash
guy.
Can.
What's he called? Begins with A.
I don't know why you'd.
I was
call
playing the
yourself
punchy
Trash
guy
Can,
against
but
the wall.
That's someone they
the
beat
wall
11-1
and
on this
Frozone.
attack.
I don't know what you mean. You
And
know
it was
our,
fucking cancer.
Our good friend Dwag
Abrams,
over
yeah.
in a different
Playing
esport,
Abrams
he
against
plays
the
for Bin
fucking
Man. So I think
Iceman.
it's a, you know, it's a
And the
respectable
wall
industry.
person.
Some of my first best friends were Bin Men.
And you want them to pick up
I reckon they'd be good
the
at
people from
esports.
Trash Can.
Maybe,
Well,
maybe.
either way.
Oh,
Big from Anguist.
Anquist has done well at least. That's going to be the
The
start.
Iceman is the most stupid
that
OP
they were looking
character
for on
ever.
the
Yeah, I
defensive
think
side.
it's so
Now,
fucking cancer
unfortunately,
to play against, man.
The rest are stuck behind a wall. So they're now going to have to go running through. And the man waiting on the other side for them is Element. Looking for the timing of the nade. Looks like he might do a little bit of chip damage onto
Again,
Zeke,
all
but
you've
that's
gotta
all
do
she
here
wrote.
It's
Zeke,
good XX.
in the meantime, is looking to
Ooh,
fight
that's a big
forward.
kill.
Mini alongside. Already putting this back into an equal position.
No smoke CT,
I don't
so
believe
Zeke's
he's
in
been
some
able to
trouble
pick
here.
up any of his utility as of yet. So looking like they're just going to have to take this one with the firefights, which for Go Next a lot of the time is exactly what
Nice
they're
swing.
looking for. And in a blink
by
of
Go
an
Next.
eye, Profek and Zeke are putting the rest down. A pistol under the belt of Go Next, a much needed one, it feels. And if I'm not mistaken,
Again, this isn't a bad
second
idea
one
by Go
they've
Next to
had so
hold there,
far in
because
the
again, they
series.
don't have any flash, so the retake
yeah, you're
potential
absolutely
is
right,
going to
Tom.
be shit.
It is the second
like, you know,
pistol
being aggressive
that they've
there
managed to
is
pick up.
generally gonna be
We'll
pretty
see if they
shit.
can connect their first second round, though, because that's where the real problem starts.
Have I added more characters to my notepad if I like them? Yeah, I can go through them if
for a
you
little
want.
bit of an
I
investment
got
after their
Dynamo,
success
A.
previously, but it's
Wraith,
just going to be a couple of sheriffs.
A
Anguist,
minus.
a player I
Lady
feel like
Guys,
we haven't
B.
got to mention
Wall
quite
Person,
as much
C.
as the other day.
Shock Guy,
Did,
which I now know is
good
called
performance by
7. A.
CGN still, but
Frozone,
I think especially when
and I'm always
going
gonna
to
call him
onto
Frozone.
a sentinel role.
A.
He's doing a remarkable job, and that makes me think
Hitman.
that coming into this Viper
Who
defense,
the fuck is
we
Hitman?
could be saying Anguist's name
Oh, yeah,
a
Punch
couple
Guy.
more times.
Abrams, C. And
Kind
Hayes
of have to hope
B-.
so for their sake, although I'm assuming he'll probably be back on Sentinel.
Hayes I
when they
thought
head
was like
over to
fine, but just a
Abyss.
bit dull.
Well, here you go already.
They're gonna lose a
Anguist
second
with
one
the
here.
start. He's got to try and delay a little bit more. The rest of his team are hightailing it from the other side of the
Frozone,
map.
he
They've stacked that
runs
B
and he has
originally.
an ice wall, so he's
Anguist's
frozen.
going to stop them getting the plant down, make things that little bit more awkward. Now, they have
what me
spotted
and
that
my
the
friends
rotations
call
are in. Not quite the control that GoNext would have wanted, but even still, it becomes a much tougher task coming into a retake with pistols than it was finding that opener, but maybe not for Anguist. Already
Holy
a second on the
whiffage.
board. They're probably looking at his teammates, wondering when they're going to make their
Man, this guy's
face
just gonna fucking
known,
kill them on his
make
own.
their push, and well, he might just do it all.
So we
Davi's
lose
gonna
2
steal
second
away the
rounds.
ace,
Again,
but now
hate the
it's left
call
on
that
to
we had
Prophet.
this round.
Trying to spam, but I think realizing that the
I don't
Vandal
really
holds much more
understand
value.
starting here and then running
For
back
once,
as a 5
Mitch has
stack.
not cursed a player, and he's had a massive.
Is that what they
round.
did?
I actually watched this one.
What is
Hold
that?
on.
It stopped from this.
Go back to the
Even
start of this round.
Ascension quite as much
We
as
got
the other
one
day.
guy deep
Did
defaulting
the
A.
Ascension defense.
They
Fuck
kind of
me.
have to head over to try and delay a
Yeah, you got
but
what you deserve.
Games are all pre-recorded and whatnot. So, yeah. My tip of the day, Vince this round. Wow, just wait till you see what he does. No, in all seriousness, what the hell is this guy doing? And this is why, like, I feel like as a Sentinel, he's so good at conceding space and then just popping up and surprising these little jump scare, jack in the box. And this time around, he's picking them up, early aggression,
12-12 in the other
reset
game?
the bath, swing out for
It
a
had
kill,
to be an OT
and
somewhere.
then do the same thing.
It just wouldn't
a
be
little bit
EMEA
later while the
Ascension
team's
without it.
pushing back in.
Okay, so another second
Really,
round
really nice
loss,
stuff.
2 in 1
And
map.
Again,
Go
Next or
It's
denied
been
their
pretty
second
pretty
round.
bad
That's got to be
from
depressing.
Go Next, I would say. CGN have been alright.
been
CGN
a
are doing
rough spot for
the
them.
best they can with a
Now they did manage to win
badly
the third,
dealt
but
hand
I'm
that
not
they
sure
dealt
you can
themselves,
bank
but-
on that necessarily happening again. Alexic
Yeah, let's
is
send a
already
rifle
looking
on
to
its
try
own.
and take that space with a little bit more conjecture, but they're meeting their maker once again, and their maker is the same person. Anguist over to the Sheriff. Finally, he's been dealt with. That will be a rifle now in the hand of every single player. The push through from Mini though, it seemed like that was never
quite
going to
nice
work.
by
In fact, nothing has
CGN.
worked.
And now, yeah, as I
All
say,
the
Go Next, they're in a
remainder
lot
will
of
be
trouble
cleaned
here
up
because now on
easily.
attack
Sure,
side, like
it wasn't much of an investment
you
on
had
the
to,
side
as I
of
say,
Go
you
Next,
needed to win
but
8 on
the
this
position they
attack
found
side really
themselves
because
in,
it's
I think
possible
they
that
would've
they
hoped for a
have a
little bit more.
decent defense side. Again, they're limited in
Yeah,
their defense
I
side in
would
terms of what they
imagine
can do,
so.
but they can hold on to the side pretty well. and
Around
that's
it.
pretty important on
Again,
defense side.
Anguist steps
On
up
attack
and
side,
does a
when
little
you
bit
were
of
defending,
damage.
you just had to be able to destroy them. But unfortunately, your Brim decided that he
I
didn't
think him
really
going
know what
down
he was
is
doing.
more or less. Well, he's got a Viper's Pit for this round. I don't think he's going to worry all too much, even if he had to go to a weaker weapon. But that's certainly not a thought for this squad. Still carrying forward a Bulldog. Good old Vince is going to keep the weaker weapons alive, and Viper's Pit activated off rip. No control
map?
over
Abyss.
Bass is the only concern.
I wonder if we'll get back. So this is a
It
big
looks
win.
like
CGN win
that will
this,
be
they'll
covered in
go
a
through, and
little
they were
later by
the
Navy.
play-in team as well. Don't forget. So they didn't even win their league, and yet they might go through, and the other team might
Feels
not.
like a response is needed from GoNext to win both pistols, lose both second rounds. It's got to eat away at you. And as said, like this map felt like it could have been a middle ground for them.
Why do you
Sure,
hate
it's the choice
CGN?
of their opponents, so
Tropical.
losing it definitely wouldn't
What's
be
wrong
the
with
end of
CGN?
the world, but they've had their opportunities, they've had their moments, and losing a round to a single
That's the
sheriff
first
on
time in 4 years
Anguist
CGN
is
hasn't won the
maybe
DAC
something
challenges.
that they'll be
Interesting.
thinking about later tonight if this doesn't go to plan. But now they're moving away from the Viper's Pit, not going to gamble the same way that Element did and look to try and take down
MBS is
Anguist.
here.
And I can understand why. Killing him even when you had a huge
Surprised Go Next is
advantage
struggling on bind, one of their best
didn't
maps
work
this year.
out. The problem is if there's a Viper
It hasn't
Pit
been
on
pretty, I
one
won't
side,
lie.
there's
Especially against
probably
the comp
a
with
stack
no
up on the
flash.
other.
Yeah, and that's a lesson they're about to learn the hard way. The slow. Well, Zeke managed to dodge the nade inside of it, but they're not dodging the bullets.
not
and
looking
that's the
great,
real
is it?
problem. Down goes the spike
gonna
in
run
the
away.
open as the little guy falls, and with that, so too do the chances of this round going the way.
You got to
Of
prod
Go
and
Next.
poke a bit more
We're
if
gonna
you'll
do
go
exactly
next
that,
here.
move to
Because
the
again,
next round,
is
but
this
that's
comp
double
really
digits
going to be
locked in for
aggressive on you?
CGN. They've
Almost
lost
certainly
both
not.
pistol rounds as well. This is a
Surely they're
staggering
just
lead
gonna,
to have.
for the most
Vince
part,
This is
hammering home
turtle
that
up.
point by taking
Wait for
Prophet
that sage
down. That's
stuff.
another
So without
rifle.
you. I think that
Removed
you gotta
from the pool of the attackers. Tom.
be a bit faster
That's
in this
huge
part.
blow now.
Poke
for
and
the
prod a
attacking
bit.
side of Go Next.
Try and
And
bait
this
this kind of
round
stuff
lost
out.
so quickly from the second they decide to make the push happen.
Yeah, no, this one was rough. Like it
Awesome,
didn't
bro.
even look particularly
15041.
close, and you
Thanks
can
for the
see that
17 months.
Go
Oh,
Next
I
side
think
are
I
gonna
got
take
Jonah. Yeah, with
themselves
the
a
8
pause,
months.
trying to find.
Okay, second timeout. Go
something
next.
to turn
Not
this
looking
back. The problem
ideal.
is the way the economy's gone has left them with very, very little to play with here. The
How's the other
rifles say
game? We finished OT 13-12. Desire. Free from so again, we're almost through a whole map before the second game here started. Then again, that first game was fairly fast. What the fuck is this team? Get these in fucking tier 1. Bum. Get them in tier 1.
Building towards VCT EMEA.
Revealing area.
The world is watching. And Barcelona the ones waiting. Desire, nothing immediate. It is a slower pace which they take.
Okay, here we go.
Apex will obviously face off against Barca. We could have a 3-way tie with teams at 3-1 if Go Next aren't to win this. If Go Next do win,
Oh, fuck, what did I say,
believe
Tropical?
it,
Oh, why do you hate them?
guarantees them that spot in the playoffs.
The whole tier 3, tier
Yeah,
4
I think,
scene is full of
mathematically,
their so-called autonomy teams.
same position
VCGN,
as Pacific
and they
would
were
be in,
annoying.
right?
Also had
They'd
beef with
be
one of their
straight
community
through.
leaders.
There's a lot riding on this game, and I'm sure even if they haven't had that close of a look, the players can kind of figure out 5 teams with 3 wins.
It's a strange wall.
We're
They could jump on that, but
Go Next. 5 players grouped up towards the A site. A lot of weaker weapons. They're not going to commit to it fully either. Just breaking the wall. A little bit of housekeeping, but only 55 seconds to make a decision on where they're going.
and now you come back to B, and again, it is going to be fairly passive, you would have thought, for the most part, from
Again,
CGN anyway.
Mine's
So
not great.
this kind of thing where you can
But we've seen
threaten a
them
lot
do
of
more
people
with
and come
less.
back.
The goal will be surely to try and
Be fairly
set
free
up
to
Mini
do, and
to
then
be
we
the
go.
last man in.
Nice shot,
In fact,
Alan.
not particularly close to the action when they do look to make their way through. Zeke has been lost for nothing.
Man,
The
that
info
dart.
found Davi again.
That crossed the
The
map.
utility king. We talk
Doesn't
about
look
his
like it.
ultimates, but that dart has made that kill so incredibly easy for his team. And while it's a risk taken by Bold, you can understand it. At this stage, a 3 versus 5, an attempt to try and get something was impossible.
Oh!
Maybe not. Profek has somehow pulled that one out of
Winnable.
nowhere.
Winnable.
Another for Mini as well. Somehow they're finding life in this round.
Oh,
He's still alive. I don't know how. Profek
Perfect.
has got
5
another one
HP.
on 5 HP. This man looking to try and take over everything.
Oh.
But he's up against Davi, someone who has had his moments time and time again.
Oh, big win for
It was an
CGN. So they
incredibly
lost the
nice
pistol, haven't
attempt.
lost one since.
But an attempt is all it
That
will
was the
be.
closest by far.
I saw the bullet whiz
Is all- is
past
all.
Davies' head from his POV just to his left. That was incredibly close to ripping it clean off, and what a clutch that would have been. And a round, I mean, not a round needed in the sense of when they came into it. Would I say they need to win this? Absolutely not. They need to kill 2 people would maybe be impressive. But around
They
that
take
would
a
have been
timeout.
so
CGN,
valuable
little
for them. Keep
4 in a row.
CGN
I mean, it was a
modest
close
early on,
round,
which
but
they did with the damage, I suppose. But
4 in a row BM timeout. I'm gonna guess that Desire won. They did. Barcelona in the bin. Sad. So is there a way? So let's say CGN win. You go to 2-1. Desire win. You're 2-2. Let's say you lose to Barca. Do you play Barca? No, you play Desire. Say you lose to Desire. You play Barca. Let's say you lose. So you could have everyone 2-2 here. Or CGN, I suppose, if they lose. Either way. One of these can be 2-2. So you can end 5-5. Fuck it, I can't even be bothered.
Sure, yeah, you come in with a showstopper and Thrash, but at this stage you need to have that combo breaker. You need to start streaking rounds together. Definitely not the greatest start. They've blocked things off a little bit and immediate.
So
Oh,
looking
I
to
think that's the
catch the
first one I've ever
gecko.
seen from Davi that's got nothing. But instead, we've seen the walkthrough. Profek doesn't clear the angle,
You've got the
and the
spike
ult
here
doesn't
as
even
well.
get anything either.
Use 2 ults.
That is a disappointing start. Go next, already with the disadvantage, but Bold quick to pull it back. The spams taking him desperately low, holding on by a thread, and that breaks
Sticks around.
quite
Oh,
quickly.
no.
Anguist up close, catches the return onto Alexic.
Chasing it feels like a lot
Mini's
here.
the only man
Go
left.
next.
One
Maybe a little
versus
tilted,
4.
honestly.
No
They look a bit
utility.
tilted.
There's no post plant for this. He's just got to rip the heads clean off, and there's too many players. And there's a wall in the way. Defuse right behind it. This one is done. They've done it quickly enough to reposition that orb and give it to Benny. 4 away from a res and 6 chances to close this map out.
Yeah, I think caught out by an unorthodox position or two, not checking the corner as they walk out. I think he could have been below and they still wouldn't have checked him. But it does feel like Go Next maybe a little bit checked out at this map already.
TMV chat
The
taken over
streak
by
of rounds
German speakers
continues,
aware.
5 in a row for this defensive side. And
What kind of
let's put it
German
this way, the
speakers
buys
though?
aren't
Is
getting
it
any better.
is
The
it
Thrash and
Hochdeutsch?
Showstopper
Is
used
it
with little
what do
to
you
no
speak?
effect.
Tropical?
Sure, they have an
Swiss
orbital strike
Deutsch?
at a Viper's
How do you even
pit,
say
but
that? Swissy?
it comes down to the
Swissy
point
Deutsch?
that they need
That's
a
a
whole
fast A
lot
hit again.
more and an immediate clear of lamps. But as said, the reads from CGN have been perfect. They had nobody there.
Davies down, but
Anguist again. Holy shit. he's
Defensive
cooking
side
him.
Viper, man, it has just been on fire, and a
Holy
third kill
shit.
acquired. Anguist is in for 4.
GG.
He looks just for the final kill, and Ace with 1 more. The swing is good. It's Mini on the other side, and he'll rob him
It's
of that opportunity. But he might not be able to steal the map away. 3
Hochdeutsch.
players still to
How do you even
drop.
say that?
A hard round to find the solution to. A tough one to fix. CGN look to steal this map away. It's done. Surely Mini makes a damn good
There's
try
no
of it.
fucking way
Puts
you've
it
thrown
down
this,
to
man.
just Vince. There was a double swing, and Benny got a taste of his own medicine through the wall. The final kill, just a few bullets away, but Vince hammers.
Okay, pretty clean there by CGN, especially in the second half. So how do you say, well, in fact, hold on, I'll just get it up. How to say Hochdeutsch, or however you say that word.
Hochdeutsch.
Hochdeutsch. Hochdeutsch.
Hochdeutsch. Hochdeutsch.
Hochdeutsch. And apparently your voice has to be in like the lowest fucking bass of all time. Hochdeutsch.
Hochdeutsch.
Hochdeutsch. How do you say it?
Hochdeutsch.
Hoch.
Hochdeutsch.
Hochdeutsch. How do you say Loch Ness if you can't pronounce the German ch? Loch Ness. How else would you say Loch Ness?
Seven!
The
Upper
Sachin
skills.
Hock is no CK.
Loch Ness.
Happy? That's how you fucking say it.
Loch Ness.
Happy? Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
That's how you say it.
This famous lake, we'll be looking at how to say more Scottish names from Scotland as well. The name of this monster too. In English, this is usually said as Loch Ness. Loch Ness.
Loch Ness. Happy? 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 Why? How would you say it in German?
Are you struggling with the German CH sound in words such as ich? Don't worry, I'm here to help you. You will find the
Hoch Deutsch. Ich
sound after consonants and most vowels, except for A, O, and U.
Well, that's not most vowels, is it? After consonants and most vowels, except from 3 of the 5 vowels. So less than half of the vowels.
For example, in words such as mich or
Mich. Mich.
die Kirche, die Küche,
What?
oder das Mädchen. To make
What?
Küche oder das Mädchen.
Is this an I sound? An A with an umlaut equals I. Huh? Mädchen.
Die Küche oder das Mädchen. To make this sound, try to imagine an angry cat hissing like
So it's Hoch Deutsch. Okay, I think I've got it. Hoch Deutsch. Am I close? It's funny how English people struggle with this. I'm Polish, it's no problem. Bro, say 3. Say 33. You're getting there. Good. You got me? You got us? Yeah. Exactly. 33.
or a mischievous gnome laughing. Hee hee hee.
So it's Deutsch. Got it. Got it. So it's Deutsch. Yeah, I got it. Anything else I should know about German? Go on, let's see what it is in English. See if I know this one. Look, we need a fucking whole 9-minute video for this shit. 10-minute video. Just for this in English.
In this lesson, you're going to learn how to pronounce the ch sound, as in cheese and
very simple. Ch.
Chocolate and chips.
Pretty simple, isn't it? Ch. You know, the noise that we have prescribed to this. Ch. Equals ch. Who would have thought?
TMV, is it called Pfannkuchen, Berliner Rote Kropfen?
I don't fucking know what that means. And I'm not going to pretend to know what that means.
That means is it's a combination of two sounds.
I don't know what affricate means, I'll be honest. That's a word that I don't know what that means. Well, I do now. It means a combination of two sounds.
Sounds to make the tongue against the breath in your consonant. Shh.
How to speak German. Oh, what's the joke? Joke about removing letters from English. Yeah, this is it, I think. Okay, the European Commission has announced an agreement whereby English will be the official language of the European Union rather than German, which was the other possibility. As part of the negotiations, the British government conceded that English spelling had some room for improvement and accepted a 5-year phase-in plan that would be known as Euro English. In the first year, S will be replaced by a soft C. Certainly, this will make the civil servants jump with joy. The hard C will be dropped in favor of K. This should clear up confusion and keyboards can have one less letter. There will be growing public enthusiasm in the second year when the troublesome PH will be replaced by F. This will make words like photograph 20% shorter. In the third year, public acceptance of the new spelling can be expected to reach the stage where more complicated changes are possible. Governments will encourage the removal of double letters, which have always been a deterrent to accurate spelling. Also, all will agree that the horrible mess of the silent E in the language is disgraceful and it should go away. By the fourth year, people will be receptive to such as replacing the TH with Z and W with V. During the fifth year, the unnecessary O can be dropped from words containing O, and after the fifth year, we will have a real sensible written style. There will be no more trouble or difficulties. And what even is that word? And everyone will find it easy to understand each other. The dream of a united Europe will finally come true. And after the fifth year, we will all be speaking German like they wanted in the first place. Easy.
Games doesn't necessarily mean like that's the end of the road for you. It's been very exciting to see the ups and downs of many of the teams. That said, of course, in this group we still have the one
African German
team, GN, currently finding themselves on the back
Where
foot.
did Germany colonize in
the question
Africa?
is, do you feel like is there an individual that needs to step it up, or is it just like a team
Libya was
effort
Italy,
that needs
wasn't
to go
it?
down on Abyss,
Congo,
which
I think?
arguably that's going to be a very good map for Go Next.
So I'm gonna throw it
Namibia.
out there at the end.
Angola
of
was
the
Portuguese, isn't it?
Element
Isn't Angola
really turn up
Lucifer?
in the way that we kind of expect them to. Anguist played out of his mind. Some phenomenal share of shots there, some great multi-kills.
Second largest
doing as
Lusophone
much as he
speaking
can
country.
with what he had available. He ended with an ACS of like 339, which is it's just unreal. So I think that a lot of that also comes down to, you know,
I
being a
recommend the
little bit
video when spelling reforms
and
work
trying to,
if
like,
you're
work things
interested
out a
in
little
language
bit.
reforms
And then on the flip
hacking.
side, you know, you take a look at GN and we're looking to see, you know, how do they bring this one back? And again, you know, it's Bold and Zeke who were kind of trailing behind a little bit there. Yes, they are playing a more supportive role, but again, you know, that kind of utility.
Togo and
it's meant to set
Tanzania.
you
Well,
up.
maybe
And
that was my
if
accent.
you're not capitalizing off
Got a problem
of
with that?
you're
Eh?
not going to be getting the results that you
Maybe
want.
some of
So
you do.
Hopefully we get to see that kind of
Maybe some of
tandem
you do.
working a little bit better with one another to set up players like Alexi, like Mini, to get the really important shots.
I'm really
I've
excited
seen-
for
I've
this
seen
next
some of
match,
those East
though,
German
because
elections.
On Abyss, Go Next,
I've
they
seen the
brought into
results.
The Astra meta. Are we Astra enjoyers?
keeping
on
my
this
eye
one?
on you.
How are we feeling?
Yes.
Yes is, by the way, the
absolutely.
only answer I will accept. That was really a question.
I mean,
how are you feeling about this post game?
They're playing the Heretics comp and they're playing it well. Like they've won both of their Abyss games. They've left it through in towards that third map decider multiple times.
What's going on? I don't think that's me. I think that's them.
Count to 3 with a hand.
I would say
A couple of reps
one,
for CGM, but what I will say is they've
two,
actually been
and I would go 3.
changing up the comp by one different agent each time. So
This
similar
is
to
my
the Vibes,
3.
similar to some of the other maps that you're seeing from them, they might.
Is it
be
Germans that
team
do this?
Does like to
That with
switch
the
things
thumb?
up in the agent select.
Oh, and here is said agent select. Yeah, Go Next. Once again,
I would go
relying
1.
on the good old Astra.
Wait, so if
play.
you're a
On the
German,
other side,
would
though,
you
they're
start
dropping
with
the Astra.
1 as your thumb? Would you? Or would you go
Yeah,
1,
and
2,
that's a
3?
Phoenix.
Or would
I
you
know
go
that they
1,
did play it
2,
the other day,
3?
and it is Benny, so that shouldn't come as a
You
surprise
start with your
to,
thumb.
like anyone. But
That's strange.
I don't love it. Hater Sam is back
What?
in
So
the
let's say
building.
you're a
I will
fucking
take a look at
F1
Gonex's
driver and
comp,
you've just
and
won a
I
race. You're just
definitely
doing
love
this.
that a lot more. I think the Sova brings a lot to the table here. I love the Astra, as we mentioned. You can do so many shenanigans with that. So hopefully we
Not
get
as
to
a
see the
thumbs
full
up, to
extent
mean
of what that
1.
comp can do.
And we will in just a second. And for all the action, we of course going to send it over to Mitch and Tom.
Thank you so much for our analyst desk's work here today, Tom. It could be over. Or
How do
almost.
Germans count
we could
to
be
4?
seeing
Well,
a 2-0 in favor of
you do
CGM.
that?
Go next. Do you have faith in their bounce back? Remember, now they're up against Benny on that Phoenix.
The thing is, right, I think Gonex have been very good on this map, but I also don't think they would have had to play against a composition that runs like this. That's the thing that is unique about this team, is that they're running this
4
Phoenix
without the
across
thumb.
maps. It's clearly something that Benny is
Yeah, this would be
incredibly
my
comfortable
4.
on.
The thumb would
He's
come
happy to
last. Thumb is
sacrifice for the
5.
team. And on a
1,
map
2,
that
3,
teams are still
4,
very much feeling out.
5.
I don't mind it, especially when you consider what most teams are doing on this map, which is playing those.
I
big
wonder if
post
children
bombs.
do that. That's
But he
actually
has
kind of an
something that
interesting
can
cultural
directly
study.
rip apart those post
I wonder
bombs,
what
which is running
age
through
children
smokes
pick
and
up. I wonder what
puncturing
age.
himself in
What do
angles. So,
what do
I don't know,
small
I'm
children?
excited
How
for
do
it.
they
think who's
count?
going to beat this comp? It might be
I wonder what
this.
age they kind
Well,
of
that's
pick
it.
that up.
The opportunities are most certainly there.
So
Starting us
Phoenix
out,
again.
there's
I
a
mean,
bit of a
Phoenix
battle
on
with
Abyss maybe
invasion
even makes
of
some
Gonex
sense,
going
dare I say.
straight down middle. They've taken
A lot of
3
sense,
players
probably
to
not.
the bottom
but
of mid,
some.
fighting directly into
I
the
think
attacker's spawn.
Paper
and
Rex
already
played Phoenix on
we're seeing
Abyss, did they?
scrappy duel for the site with Alexic swinging through to deny the plant, reloading for more. It's Element to drop him, and with Vince still scrapping around middle, reinforcements needed. Prophet comes to help, but a little too late. Teammates have already fallen. Same can be said for him though. Mini's already on the
Doesn't have
defuse.
time to
He's gonna get
fully
it close.
stick, though.
Davey has to rush around that corner, and as he swings, Mini's got his aim right on his head. A beautiful connection to close this one out in favor of Go Next.
No, they won both
Another
pistols last map as well. And lost 13-6 and lost both second rounds.
We get it. You won the round. Just BM until he runs out of bullets on every pistol.
See, that's again a kind of a bad sign for me. The kind of BM stuff, because to me it looked like they were
one of the weirdest
on
pistol
tilt
rounds
in
I
map
think I've
1.
ever
Some of the
seen.
decisions
A
they were
super
making,
aggressive defensive
which I think that
almost ends up coming
kind of
back to
just
bite
shows
them.
that was
The
true.
attack planting without clearing the site, which gave a huge opportunity to Alexic to find almost everything. And then a late round clutch as Mini is able to isolate the player. That's the thing. I feel like when it gets into this late round, correct me if I'm wrong, there
1v1 me in
wasn't
Valorant.
like an
No.
incredibly low
Who
clock.
the fuck
They
do you
could have
think you are,
waited,
Dirk?
tried to play that one together, but instead they forced a scenario that ended up really hurting them.
Yeah, I believe so. They were just a little over eager, I suppose. Although I guess it is the fact that they had lost so much control. Like the fact that the defenders had pushed all the way into spawn. That's where you just start to get a little antsy and you want to
What
make
team
a
will
move
win in
now.
2025?
A
Don't
bold
answer
off
wrong.
rip, mid
Well, it's tough to know without
spots
knowing
out.
the
There's a
teams,
player
to be
there,
fair.
loses his head
I think
for
that's
the
a little
trouble.
unfair.
That's,
My guess right now would
for a
probably
second, I
be
got
Team
very scared.
Heretics.
That's Element, excuse me, on the Marshall, dropping bold and a chance.
But that's
this team to
assuming they don't.
recover, I suppose. But the weaknesses on the rest of the players are staggering.
Make changes.
Well, for now at least.
We also count with the
Some
hand
awkward
facing the
fights,
way around.
Daddy.
What? This
Okay.
way?
Marshall's definitely
No fucking
proving
way.
to bring
Why
value.
would you?
We've
Why
seen
would
this
you do
before,
that? It's just uncomfortable.
Not necessarily in his hands, but the only thing
that
now
might
is
just-
where they
What?
ought to take this. They're going to be facing into either Alexic's rifle.
Why not?
Mini,
It just feels
which is not
more
much better.
uncomfortable.
Maybe the SMG
Oh.
of Zeke. It seems like they've chosen option A, which normally ends in death. We'll have to see what he's able to get away with here. It's not the prettiest of fights. In fact, it's messy, forcing him back off the angle. Pop flash, a paranoia. It's going to force him all the way back. And look at where the rest of the defenders are. They are so far away, completely
Normally we don't hold the
overwhelmed.
hand that high.
Is this going to be the
Well, I'm
third
trying to show
time
you
this
on camera,
series
my friend.
that
I'm
Gonex
trying
have
to show
won the
you
pistol and
my
lost
hand
round
on
2?
camera, because if I just do it down here, you
very
can't
well
see,
could
can
be.
you? But even no,
CGN
it's
are
even
able to do
stranger
so much
down
in
here.
these rounds, and It looks
What?
like they're about to do so
There's
much
no
more.
fucking way.
Vince,
Little
damage
German
done,
children are
and
down
it's an
there
easy
looking at their
follow-up.
hand like this
Anguished
way.
able to drop Mini and leave Zeke all by
Whoa,
his
you
lonesome.
guys are
3
weird.
players still need to be dropped by this man.
They're gonna lose a
And
third
although he
one?
has a
Holy shit, I
one-shot
didn't even pay
weapon,
attention.
just 1 hit needed.
I was too busy talking
This
about German
outlaw,
counting.
he is gonna find
They're
it
gonna lose
hard
a
to drop
third,
all
second
3,
round?
only
Holy
2
fuck. As I
chambers,
said,
and
these guys are
not
on
even
tilt.
one
This
shot
game is
fired.
fucking over.
That is CGN.
What the
battling
fuck
back,
happened? Hold on, I gotta
putting
go
it
back.
1-1.
What did they do? Just died to a marshal. Fuck me.
CGN battling back, putting it 1-1.
Yeah, no, again, I don't know how they managed to do so much with just a single Marshall invested. They win battles they definitely shouldn't be winning. Prophet maybe sticking around a little bit too much. He does reposition, but it's this fight onto Alexic. There was so much utility. The paranoia was perfect. Pop flash as well meant that there was no way he could be sticking around the angle. The whole team very happy to just go together, fight together,
Yeah,
and
they're
trade
just
together. And I
tilted.
think that's been the real sort of credit I want to give over to CGN. Is this is definitely a unit. Sure, it's a unit that has players that we'll consider superstars.
I've never seen
I think Anguist
anyone
has
count like that.
definitely
What were you guys
put
cooking?
himself
You get
up
shot,
there
you
as
lose
one
the
of the best
round,
Okay,
you
thanks
lose
for the
the
2
game.
months.
It's an
far, but
FPS game.
even still,
Stares at crotch.
it's impressive
What?
how much they get
No
done. And for
fucking
Bolt,
way.
Again, that's just cursed timing.
The conversation with Benny was very enlightening. Like I said, one of the things that I asked him was if he felt like it was difficult, and I said, you know, maybe every other team would answer.
This team needs a
opposite to you
bronze player
because
for
you're here.
unpredictability.
You think it's difficult to prepare for so many different
I
styles?
would say that's not what they
And he was
need.
like, yeah, actually, I think that we're like, if you ask every team,
Maybe
they'll
this
say
is
that
just a way
we
to
hate
win
CGN.
Ascension
They
in
made us
EMEA.
prep for so
Just
many
play
different things. They're a
Phoenix
headache.
and just be
that's the
okay with it
advantage, right? You're
enough to
already
where the
putting them
other
on
team
back
just gets
foot. Add to
tilted.
that you're not losing that much because this is a comp with a lot of potential. He talked about the hot hands and how the DPS of that ability catches people off guard. He thinks it's the best molly in the game right now. And well, his success rate in terms of damage done, in terms
If
of
that's what he
space
thinks,
cleared
why
with
not
it,
just the
I think
Brim
it's
Molly? The
fitting
Brim
into
Molly
this
does
comp and
like
into this team
similar
wonderfully.
DPS.
Go
and
next.
lasts way
They've gotten a
longer.
little bit of damage done, but a 2v3 still needed. All rifles on the site. This is going to be a tough one to even make more costly.
I guess that's the thing. It's one of the mollies.
Did I
that-
see Bren rant
that's the
about
only
left?
molly
No,
that
someone
doesn't have a
told me about it,
deterrent to
but
your
I
own-
didn't see it.
Or yourself. I was going to say own
I
team.
I
but
think
to
he's
yourself.
somewhat
Like,
incorrect.
I think that does catch people off guard. You see it all the time with the fragment as well. When a teammate runs through their own fragment, the amount of people that would die to that just because it's not a smart thing to do. Whereas with this, it actually is. You're going to heal yourself with it. But also, yeah, hold off an angle and do quite a lot of damage at the same
What do you think of my
time.
idea for a
Even
Phoenix
Zeke
buff?
Just, yeah, pretty much
The
completely
hot
burned
hands
alive
and
at the
wall
back
should
of the
give you
site.
stimmy as well.
It's going to be, again, an early
Also, the
advantage
wall should go
taken
through
from
walls.
CGN. This map is one that both teams have had their reps on. As Phoenix seems to be.
I think that just makes
the fix
sense. Why
to
does
a
it not give
lot
you a
of
stim?
CGN's compositional problems. They like to throw it in wherever they can, and the ultimate is going to be a big part of it. Benny even trying to bait players, and the thing is, it's no surprise that.
Because then, like,
Go
you would
Next
imagine
are
throwing
trying
like
to make
a
sure that
molly,
there
right?
isn't an
So
easy
let's
orb
say
for
you
him to
throw
take
your molly
battling for
here,
that early control,
right,
but
and to get this ult off,
hasn't
and it
quite gone to
denies
plan.
them
And I also think, like,
pushing
you look
you,
at the
and then
avenues on
let's say
both
you
sides,
ult and you
can
hit your
get
own molly, so
into a
then you get
position where you
stimmed
can
as you
ult
go
to
in,
site very
right? So
fast.
it kind of like
both
it makes
when
sense.
it comes to that B site, and well, that is.
Or
a
obviously,
surprise.
if you're
That's
just
2
healing
rounds in a
with it
row
after
now.
you've
The
healed,
ult's
you
been
get the
caught
stim.
early, but this time there is going to be a response.
I thought there is. Anguist has lost his life. Said he's good on the Sentinel, but not in this round. CGN concede mid-control. And see that Element is falling all the way back because Benny's about to entry into the A side.
I think the
clearing
molly
out
should
all
be the
this
size
space,
of
but
Viper's
Go
pit
Next
and
have
you
already
get full
conceded it.
flashes.
They're now just clearing mid themselves, making sure they've got some sort of
Hit
safety
4v4.
to their behind. That's one of the things they'll still be able to keep on lockdown with Mini, the B site.
TP here, bro.
Is going to block
Trust.
off a lot of space. And now the retake on A needs to be all together. Bladestorm for Element, not likely to be used. Ult for Vince, could be maybe used as a recon, but Go Next have a good chance here.
Okay, he's gonna make them use a bit more util there to get through.
Benny.
Already. Dizzy through. Alexic is going to find that opener. They know where Benny is, and they're trying to get players towards that defusal. In fact, they've been able to melt the rest of them away. And now, Benny's position is not a great one. Molotov, I don't think that's connected. It's not even going to matter. He's been cleared out anyway. A huge
Okay,
round
big
for
round
Alexic
for Go
in the
Next.
retake.
Massive win.
And while a bounce back from
Personally, these A
sorry,
post
from
plants, what I've
GN
preferred,
very quickly
like
indeed.
success-wise,
They've
is
also done it
actually
without having
staying
to
on
use
the
any of
site.
their ultimates.
It's
So you
actually
look at what's
fighting
available
this.
to them still.
Kind of having
And
like
they're
the
gonna be in a great
high-low
spot for
here
this
for
round as
anyone
well.
coming from CT, I think is incredibly strong.
Absolutely.
So I think if I was
Bounce
them there,
back,
I would have
2-2,
gone, what's this guy's
four
got a bit of
ultis,
space in here?
Mainly looking
Get
at
this
Zeke.
guy here, get two
Thrash
people
could
in
be
here,
huge.
fight
Get them
this
into
together,
the site,
and
you
go
know
for a
that
high-low
Alexa,
here
after
on
that
the
good
backside,
round,
fight
the fact
together.
that there's no rifle in his hands with a couple
go for
seconds
that.
left, the Blade Storm is going to be active.
Or you can go
This is
like
where things could get
one here,
extra
one on
scary.
top as well,
The
peeking off
side
this
of
guy's
CGN,
contact.
the
That's a
early
very
push.
good one.
Alexic is likely to go for, sees nothing. And we'll just be falling back now, conceding the space. CGN instead fight for middle. They have a trap covering their back, but the updraft's got to be scary. You know that eyes need to be gotten on that part of the map still.
No problems just yet for either side
So they've already
financially,
destroyed
but those
this.
will definitely come within the next round. Maybe more so for Go
Gold
Next.
out, eh?
Thrash used just for info. It's going to be retrieved. It'll be allowed to be
fuck
used
all.
again, but this quickly forces the hand of CGM for the fight. And well,
Alexic.
after being a hero in the last round, Alexic's already gone. Mini, once again, a solo defender on this site, hoping that he can stop them before they get too far into the afterplant, but his position has definitely been noted. Holding on to it would have been a pretty big risk. And again, they're getting caught by that same cam, Anguish, just causing them problems.
I love the
Nice
soul
Hunter
roll.
Fury,
Holy shit,
no
what a nice
surprise,
soul roll.
Davies on it again.
This is the kind of
That's
soul roll.
2
So
kills
good. As
after
they're
early
setting up to do
damage.
their retake after
And
the
the
astral
side
comes
of
out.
Go Next,
Fuck waiting for
decimated by
fucking
this
post plant,
ultimate.
man.
It was
Especially
already
against geckos.
a poor
Just
start,
fucking
a
send
back
it. This
foot,
is
but
way
now
better. Great use of the soul
they've
roll.
had their feet swept
Good
out
shit.
from under them. It's time to go to the other side of the map and save. There's no way they're getting involved in this round.
Beep, 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 beep.
Mm-hmm.
Is Tom gone or something? Tom and Mitch die? Hello?
This goes here.
They
It has
disconnect?
been decimation.
I'm assuming
these
Tom.
rounds.
I'm
for
assuming Tom
Go
is
Next,
muted.
And they're starting to feel the brunt of that. They've lost out in the previous, and their economy is now trailing 2 rifles and pistols, no ultimates that they invest.
Why do pro teams not play post plant lineups anymore? One, because it isn't as good anymore.
He would like Spy.
2, you have to have the
Kicking
right comp for it,
forwards.
and often those
Khalid from
comps aren't good
elsewhere.
enough.
And okay,
3,
sure.
once people
what was the
realize
one
you're doing
space
it,
that we gave?
it's
Mark
then
it,
pretty
and now
tough.
we know exactly where the last player is.
4, a lot of the time it's just
He
easier
still
to spam
can
anyway.
do some damage. At least he will get his ultimate if he dies. Probably try and save this rifle. Of course, after this first 4 rounds.
This actually might
Anxiety
be a custom
induced.
tech
Want
board,
to
yeah.
seize the day.
I don't think they would have
Today
tech
is
board
their
for a
day.
caster.
Besting CGN is playoffs bound. Otherwise, it's into the
Bro,
murky
what is up
unknown.
with Cypher's eyes?
Yeah, this is one of those scenarios as well where you look at it
Why did they
from
change shape?
Go Next perspective, and it basically makes a much more likely scenario of a 3-way tie where they've beaten out Apex, where CGN have beaten out them, and then Apex have beaten out CGN, depending if other games go in the correct or in the way that expected, with them beating Desire and Apex beating Barca, which as of right now seems like the more likely of the scenarios, but it's still a
So they're
scary
not going after
prospect
what
that
maps?
with
So if
these
you're
3
Go
teams,
Next,
it
you
could end
want to
up
win
coming
this
down
map.
to something as simple as map difference, round difference, who knows. Thankfully, I won't be the one who has to try and figure that out. But CGN, after an initial defeat, are looking to try and put themselves in the best possible spot that they can. And for
I'm starting to
Go
feel
Next,
tired.
they'd still
Duh,
have another
bro.
match to follow
Fucking
after
sleep.
this, which could all but decide their fate. Of course, if they were to lose that, it may send them packing, depending
Trace
on
the sea
how the
so
Apex
bad.
result
Fuck off,
goes.
Flint the Stone.
CGN just
I'm
happened
not
to be
here
in the
for
spot
your
to finish theirs
advice.
first. Now this round definitely in their favor.
I don't need
2
your
rifles
tracing advice.
available
Okay.
for that defensive side. The rest definitely not as pretty. While they're going to use the ultimate, almost sending it out dry, but both the ult and element are gone.
And the rest of them didn't get up there.
That's a big deletion. Go next. Possibly in with a chance, despite the weaknesses they've brought to the field. 1 man down already. Everyone fighting from the same angle. No flanks for CGN. This has to just be the brawn of that side beating out what's on the other. And, well, Benny's certainly done a good job to start it. Anguist dropped after just the 1. The rifle on Zeke presents a big challenge, one that Vince is keen to take. 3 versus 1 with Alexic, the last man standing in the open and blinking. You missed those last 3 kills. It was quick.
It looked
it
pretty
was
bad. This
clean.
happened a lot as well.
CGN extend that lead.
Was it a game yesterday?
It definitely seems like some of
the
the more
initial entry
early
not so
battles in
great.
these rounds is where it can get a little
Then
bit
they kinda
dicey
win
for
the second
CGN.
phase.
I think
Oh, no,
the
it's early,
initial
wasn't
setup was solid, like having the trips to slow down the ult and then a player from above just making sure that they couldn't get anything done. But once it got into this post plant, it looked fairly comfortable. The likes of Vince and Davy stepping up to the plate to put them another round onto the board. And after only a pistol and a singular round since going the way of Go Next,
3 players
here.
here.
This is where the investment comes through, but I feel like they need a response soon.
I think that's fair to
Let's
say.
fight over the
running
ult.
out of runway. CGN running into the A site. 3 players up close. Good paranoia. It sends some of them packing and not aware of another blind. But the mosh pit pumps the brake on the play completely. And now the Phoenix Flash, not quite the surprise that it was just moments ago. You expect them to reposition, to readjust based on
It
that.
looked like they wanted to go for this exec, but now having to come back, but they used that
CGN
drone.
have sent this to another side of the map, looking instead for late mid control. The initial push has been thwarted.
Again, CGN more than happy to just pump the
gonna
brakes.
come back.
It's already started to reduce the amount of defense that they'd be running into on this side of the map. Vince going to use his ultimate almost just as a recon to try and find out where those players are. And Zeke, he's kind of out of this one. In fact, Bold is just going to go jumping
they
in,
delayed him
takes
enough
the
here.
risk instead. 25 seconds, first kill finally comes in, but it's gone that way of the defense. And more is needed, but Element wins that fight.
Oh
in fact, they're
man,
winning
how
every
the fuck
fight.
have they won all that?
There was 3 players waiting on that site, and the only one that gets a kill is straight through smoke.
Gonna save the
The
off.
second they revealed themselves, this round completely fell apart.
Why are the pictures blinking?
It was
I don't know,
looking
but it's
like
quite
a
funny,
great
isn't it?
scenario for Go Next, but it wasn't to be.
It was to A.
Oh.
Didn't like that one.
No, not particularly. I think you could do better.
I thought I'd done a good job. But yeah, for CGN, another successful round, and they're looking to make this even better. Hunting down these final players. Alexic's been heard falling down. The Flash, well, at least he's escaped it for now. It looks like might have bought himself enough runway if he keeps going, but he's sticking around. He needs the kill, and he's got it on Benny, but dying. Seemed like a probability afterwards. He's made it around the corner.
Is it rude to
Angus
say
didn't
Alexic
catch him.
looks
Okay,
like Harry
well, not
Potter?
too
I
bad,
would
at
say
least
that's
with the
slightly
offside,
rude,
but
yes.
I saw another player need his
So they don't
demise.
actually just lost every
Yeah,
1v1. They
went
somehow
down
lost that.
instead,
They
so
lost the one on the
although
backside.
you
They
keep
lost
the more
that.
expensive gun, it's still not going to be the ideal weaponry.
And Go Next take a time out. Surprised
Pause
it's taking
being
this long,
called
to be
by
honest.
Go Next. Again, they need.
And Benny won off another Phoenix ult.
Exactly. Now they have to decide, depending on what fighter fights here. Of course, Son needs to push.
Well, they don't know. They still have no idea. Fighter teasing.
Now,
them.
I will
Element
end the
does is
stream
tee up
after this
sand.
Go Next
The
game
rest of
ends,
TU
whether it's
doing
on
what they
this
got
map
to.
or the next map.
Fragger caught inside the ult.
This game doesn't really
Caught out
matter that
without a
much. I mean,
chance.
it's so
Khalid
weird.
finishing it off, and a 5th for TU here.
Both the
Doesn't
teams
feel
are out,
like a
I'm pretty sure.
necessity, but with
And
Saul
the
getting back
ultimates, if
into
they win,
things, you want to build up a
they have a
lead.
chance, but it
And so
will
just
come
keeping
down
the
to
same
tomorrow.
pace that they were using on the previous round, just going to this fast execute.
Can
get
I
the
duo
spike
queue
down,
with
let's get
Sideshow?
some damage going in.
Why
Even
is he
though they get
streaming?
the opening kills,
But
the
also
response
no.
is almost instantaneous. In this 5v3 situation, They're still able, like, T is still able to find a kill, and Fighter is so comfortable working the map, running around and finding this.
Tell him he
pain
should be
points. So of course,
watching
the
Valorant.
response
He
I
should
saw
be
is,
supporting
okay,
the
they
scene
have to
instead of
lock
doing
down.
whatever the fuck he's doing.
This is the only thing that can destroy us, but because of the position and because of the freedom that Fighter has had.
Well, that's it, Tom. You say talking about it seems
How do the
silly, but we
tiebreakers
have
work? It'll be
literally
head to
seen
head
teams
unless it's a
cost
three-way tie, and if it's
their
a three-way
position
tie, it'll be
in
maps
playoffs
and then rounds.
because of that rule set. So
Was BBL? That happened to BBL, right?
Exactly. BBL were the team. They lost out based on it. So, yeah, it might seem trivial thinking about it before the season starts.
Mo, where has that come from? Just running
When was
through
the last
EMEA
time you
yet again.
seriously played
Forced the
ranked
hand of
Valo?
Saw. They need to execute now. Sand, that smoke, not one that he's able to deal with. BRK blistering onto the site. Fighter still alive. Has the support of Khalid in the back lines and may not even need it. It's Khalid all by himself
Probably around.
instead. How does he get away with it? It's daylight.
Before
Robbery and
Shanghai,
Fragger
probably?
can only take him.
Last
Once
time
the
I played a
sun has
lot of
almost
Valo.
set on this for Saw, the paranoia's caught. Yeah, they're not going to peek. They're going to wait for the spike to go down, or
Like, I
maybe
play
even
occasionally
just
with friends,
chance
but
it and
if you're talking about,
hazard a
like,
guess
I
as
don't,
to
have
what
I
was
ever played
happening
Valo
there
like
anyway.
every day?
Nicely done from TU, a 6th now.
Not necessarily.
It is impossible to go against.
Look,
him.
when
And I
Ascension's over and
understand
we're in
that
a
you
quieter
look at
time,
the
maybe
silver
I'll
here,
play
you think,
Throw
oh, at
City
some point he's gonna
EMEA,
grab
like
the
at
oak
least
and
a
it's just
game a
gonna be
day or
spraying
something.
him down. He doesn't need to. With this vandal usage,
You
he
know,
should
in
never.
like
Watching
December or
round
October,
again from him, getting
those
3
months,
kills. It's very
kind of
difficult
the
for Saul.
off
And
months,
also,
I
I think
suppose.
that the learnings from the previous
Idea to what they've been attempting. So any counter that their opponents
Tropical,
might have
what
come up
rank
with
are
is
you?
normally null and void.
Yeah, Lexic, we're just with the up.
And although they've definitely
The
had
Cypher
their
died.
fair share of losing to the
Want to
pistols,
1v1
I feel like they've
TMV.
had more
Will I
of their
stream
fair
then?
share of winning them. Especially
Probably
in second
less.
rounds at the moment. They're not winning
But
the pistol
challenges
rounds,
will
they're
still be
winning
on
rounds with pistols
during those
other
times.
than the pistol rounds.
So I'll probably stream just
Which is a
some
very
random challenge
strange
shit,
trait
whatever
to
I
have. It just
feel
seems
like.
like a bit of a
Yeah.
plot hole, but
Just
it
give
is.
Anguist a
Maybe
sheriff
we'll pick a
from now on
random
in every
tier 2
pistol
team
round.
and just become fans of that team.
and his opponent's a vandal, and you'll be fine. Element straight in, and well, Bold is straight out. That's a clean
That's a
opening
bold
duel.
decision
The
by
rest of
Bold.
the side, although stacked up
ran
on
away
B, they
from the
weren't
up.
expecting
So even
this
though they have 4
form of
players
a
here,
rush
still tough.
right up behind them, completely overwhelmed. Feeling like they're on the
Oh, he's
wrong
seen
side
it.
of Helm's Deep right now. This is really rough. All the info swinging to the other side. They know where they are. They've got the better weapons, and the man that could make a difference is on the other side of the map. This one is cleaned up, and the question is how many can Alexa get, or can he carry the weapon through? Because the problem is they've just ulted
They're really
to
gonna hunt
find
it
him.
now,
They
then.
do not want this op to be present in the next round.
Oh, he's getting surrounded from every single angle. This is a nightmare. First, he's successful. Second, I won't be surprised if Vince catches him. Just a ratty
go.
angle to close him out. And that's the thing. He won't be able to afford another one of those for the next round. So that kill actually does
6-2.
make a huge difference.
Am I watching the
to their
Lord of the
purchase
Rings
into the
series?
next. That's the thing.
Which
though,
one?
just
The Rings
again,
of Power or
I
the?
just said that they like to
I mean,
change things up.
no
A
is the
quick
answer. I
take
suppose to
into
both,
middle.
but I could.
You know
I mean,
your
the Rings of
opponents don't
Power. I
have
just
the
thought
range to fight
this
you
was
there.
not very
I was
good.
also a little bit worried
This
that maybe
is
the drone.
Valorant.
Smith with Raleigh, thanks for the
clear, but actually at the last
17
second
months.
flicks the drone the
Holy
other way
shit.
and spots out Zeke. That's all the
I'm
information
Ascendant
that they
1.
needed.
30
6 and
RR
2.
from Ascendant 2.
Now,
Well, I still need to get back to
expectations from
Diamond.
Next will be that the attack
And I've
side is
actually been
better.
losing
That's
a
where
lot
this
recently, so-
composition has always had its success. Those post plants are disgusting. That's not a bad tag from Bold. And you know, he's caught a second player for a blind Hunter's Fury. That could have gone a lot worse.
Try a
Like
double
that.
swing and just die.
Could have gotten shot, could have missed, I suppose. Nice opening, and the follow-up was very nearly there as well. We've already seen Mini fall.
And they have
Vince
this
down
Phoenix
below.
as well.
They expected him for a moment, but he's got the timing. A perfect read of the empty space. And the shrouded step that lets him cross back. Element steps were shrouded too. He
Yeah,
made his way
I
up
think
into
that
heaven,
they,
and they had no idea that that was the
getting
danger
up
zone
late,
this
he had
time.
go
Flying
next.
high with his third kill. And Zeke
CGN
is
through if they win,
gone.
yeah.
He's trying to save
No.
this weapon for the next round.
No, they could be a three-way
storyline that I
tie,
think
but
Go
their
Next
chances are
are
pretty. If they win
far
2-0,
too
their chances
familiar
should be
with
pretty
at this
good.
point. And it is going 7-2. Like it or
Oh,
not, CGN
Tropical
dominating
hates
the early
CGN.
stages of Abyss.
But Tropical, they
yeah,
aren't through.
This has been clinical. Like, even with the amount of damage they took early on, like a gamble taken
'Cause
by
if-
Go Next.
If Go Next win their other game,
utility that they've used
there can
to
be a
force players off
3-1
angles,
tie.
and even just the shots themselves, like that was nasty from Element.
If
And
they win
I'm
2-0,
sure it's
they
going to
are
be
through.
frustrating. You're the representative of East.
If they win
and
2-0,
the
let's
guy
see,
that is currently
they'd be
pounding
7-4.
is from East.
You'd be 4-4.
He's
Oh
a
yeah,
guy
so
that
you
has
can't.
been
You can't
stolen
beat them.
away
Yeah,
by the
if they win
Dakli.
2-0, they're through. It just comes
The
down to these
Serbian.
two.
Definitely, well, he's doing some damage to his brothers in arms, that's for sure. The other East players might not be welcoming
Wow,
him
so
back
losing
anytime
2-0 might
soon,
cost Go
but
Next the whole thing.
he might not need it. He's 12-5 right now. But the thing is, I'll give credit to Element. He's hitting every shot put in front of him. The setup is gorgeous. Like, that's what this CGN roster does so well. Is, okay, yeah, you're the tip of the
Tropical
spear,
is just a hater, but that's
you're
fine.
gonna have everything. It's like the
He has
opposite
beef
to
with a
that,
community
that
manager.
Turkish guy who didn't like to wear the glasses or anything. The guy who did the shooting in the Olympics. It's the one that has all of it, like all the kit. Like, that's Element going into these rounds.
Deploying drone.
Certainly geared up.
I also hate G2.
Element's been able to find so much space, but then again, look who on CGN hasn't at this point. Early fight, a nice attempt by Alexic, and some players spotted. In fact, that is read by CGN perfectly. They know. They've seen us.
Instant
They're going to
comeback
rotate.
to
They're going
A.
to leave A a little bit more open, and there's an
Had this
immediate
insert on A.
migration to the right side of the map. But Go Next realized their
They're gonna go
mistake.
fast.
3 players now rotating into position. Looks like Benny is going to find this space, and I don't expect them to try to fight it. The guy has got his ult active, but they're still diving down, filling the space, looking to make this scrappy. Bold for
Bold
good
just dropped
reason.
down.
Oh, he was
but then they
cleaning
die
up,
anyway.
but the response is instantaneous.
That's happened so often.
Even when it's going well, a second later, right back in with a problem.
They spotted them both.
Alexic, he's been spotted. He's been isolated. Fighting into this isn't going to be easy, and well, as
Feels
proven.
like that's happened so often, man.
For a moment, it got dangerous. Said it been quiet.
get the
from
first
Bold.
2
That's a
kills
little
and
bit
lose
more of
anyway.
What we've seen from him so far in this tournament, but right now they're still getting boomed. 8-2. And the crazy thing as well is we're looking at like teams today. The teams coming in with 2 victories apiece. We had it in our first match as well, where it was the 2-0 battle. And Pacific, well, I will say they did it on their own map choice. It was a close map 1, boomed them in map 2. The first map here wasn't even that close, especially not in the second
Phoenix
half.
Wall should slow
And
like
now they're getting
Harbor.
boomed
As
on
I
their
said,
own
you should
map
get
choice.
a
There
stimmy.
needs
The
to be
Phoenix should get a stim
response
from the.
quickly from the side of Go
from the
Next.
wall.
And part of me wonders is if this is more of a pocket pick
God, I thought he was about to
against
fall off
teams who don't have a depth of this map, because it looks like CGN do.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear at this point. They've got the pool. And they're diving straight into this head first in the series. Got some depth. 8-2. 6-round
You
gap
saw the
between
Phoenix,
them.
though. That's often a
That's
big clue
quite
there.
the upstream swim for good
Do
old
you want to
Go
watch
Next.
Saw?
The defensive side.
Oh,
has
you mean
given
the
up
team? I
control
thought you
of
meant the
middle this
fucking
time,
film then.
opting instead to just have a trap covering the deep push.
Hi TMV, do you want to watch Saw?
This, I think.
Well, Saw are already kind of out, so
CGN, they haven't dedicated themselves to
really.
either spot. Quite content that their trap is covering B, but it's being bypassed. Alexa,
Yeah, Go Next would
drafted
need
over. I
Bossa to
think
be
Vince heard
Apex,
it. I
probably.
think he was close enough. He suspects the push, but that doesn't mean he can deal with Alexic. Opening duel for Go Next.
Did you not
It's
hear an
definitely
upgrade?
something. We've not seen too many of those. The spike not in the greatest of positions either, with 25 seconds to make a move. Element is going to be... Oh, no! The timing for Bold again is nightmare fuel. Looks away the second his opponent comes around the corner. Pressure going to be onto Perfect. He's someone who normally thrives within it. Has Zeke for support. The flash is perfect, though. And so are both shots from Benny. The Phoenix
There you go, the
doubters
Phoenix.
sat down. Whether you believe he's using it as an initiator, a duelist, whatever you like, it's working. And to find both kills at the back of the site is going to put this defense in a terminal position. Like, this is such a difficult place to fight back from. They've got the post plant ready, but nobody's overfacing. They're checking that, okay, they're not just going to try and ninja diffusers. They're not going to sit
This
in
is
front
so
of me.
different to T1. 30 seconds left and attacking the fight in their spawn and lurking mid.
Regimented performance, and they're
I mean,
so ready
it's different
for
to some
every
teams in
single
Tier 1.
escape
There are other
position.
teams that do play
Think
like
about
that.
how low Element was. It doesn't even matter. And, well, Davy got a little bit lost going on the hunt. But, Mitch, does it matter? Do you think their credits will suffer for this?
Oh, yeah, listen, in all the rounds that are left in this map, Tom, and with so many rounds left to play for, I just think at some point they could be punished. You know what I mean? Because there's just so many. No, of course not. There's one round left to play for. This is, at this point, we're pretty much locking in the full buy. I think it's safe to say they can have triple ops to back them up if they want. They don't. More conventional.
Why are we
start.
picking this map? Our Cypher doesn't have an A setup.
Okay, 9-2, horrendous scoreline. 9-3, horrendous scoreline, but slightly better. Almost immeasurable, but slightly. Go next. They can ult dump into this round and hope that makes the difference. But Davy's already
Teams will
got
be
2
coming
kills.
out
I mean,
of
he's
Tier 1
got the
after
Hunter's
Ascension.
Fury
I got
online.
bad news for
Drone
you.
tag or not, he's
Team
getting you.
D45. That's not the way it works.
And getting ready. A single kill grants him his ult.
If you're a
Hunter's
partner
Fury
team,
from
you
Davy.
stay in unless
I'm
Right
already
kicks you
scared.
out.
The push, though, from Alexic is going to give a lot of
bad
information.
team.
They can stack this site up knowing that there isn't going to be anybody behind. He's a little bit wary to potentially go over the top of it, but he can just make sure they're locked in. Round the corner goes Element. That's the opener they were looking for. Hunter's Fury combined with it. Make it a third for Element. He's looking to do it all. His counter jet. His opponent is going to try and turn the tide, try and fight this back. He's got nothing in his back arsenal. He's got nothing that he can play with. The Bucky is not going to help him here. It needs to be the Blade Storm, and he needs some help from a teammate. Profek, he's about to get peaked. There's 2 players ready and waiting for him, and it is an easy clear.
Yeah, this
What
has been
a
very
half
dominant.
for
As I said, I said
lose
from
the
round
round.
1, to be
You
fair,
have
when
to
he was
game. It's an
spamming that body, I was like, they're
CGN.
tilted. 328.
Squad coming in.
Thanks for the
I
8
had no
months.
faith
And I
in
did
them,
say
not
that
only a
this is
second
not going to
in
go
the
well
region,
for
but
them.
also
And they
the
instantly
Phoenix
lost the
comps.
second round, and you could just tell.
Immediately, I hate them.
From
But they
about
have
midway
done
through
so
buying, they've
well,
just been playing
crafted
an
their
absolute
own
tilt.
style.
Like,
We'll see
just
how they get
everyone
on in
doing
the
their own
second
shit.
half.
Barely talking, probably. Just not in the right frame of mind to play Valorant. And the opposite is kind of true for CGN, where they just kind of look
You
like
TU
they're
has to
chilling.
be very sure that they want to go in the moment.
Early
they break.
payout, lack. You're getting
Doesn't
banned
have the
if
lead
it's wrong,
behind her,
but
it's
sure,
just the
go
shots
for the
in
early
terms of
payout.
Supportive utility for himself. He's holding for a bit of utility on the opposite side, which never arrives.
Get a
Still
pred up for
stare
how many
control.
rounds they'll get.
Oh, drive by from Sand. That's gonna sting. Post plant for TU.
30 seconds left.
Man, this is the kind of situation where like you wouldn't push this, right?
You wouldn't think so. Now the retake has to be set in motion. What with Addicted?
Mods?
Losing
There might
the
be no
gun there,
mods
it
here.
Can't quite get picked up. Classics have to be problematic as they have
which
proved
case,
to
I'll
be
do it.
before, but Fragger cleaning up. Standard procedure, Mo. 1 HP. Khalid as well. No, this is not how it ends, surely. Oh my god,
Stop, Brad.
please. Fragger, the safe pair of
What are we
hands
on?
which Sword needed.
Go next
An
round.
8 picked up, but barely anything escapes.
2 to 3.
I'm just thinking, you know, I'm happy
4
that
to
Saul
5.
is able to win this round.
6 to
It's
7.
down to the smallest of margins.
8, 9.
And thinking about your
10
economy
plus.
for the next one, you have a team you that has gotten this fight down, that has gotten
I'll give
4
you
kills, and it has invested
1 minute.
The utility and
Go.
1 sheriff. Of course, look at this.
Get those preds in. How many rounds will they get? Oh, we're already in. Oh, shush.
On the ground and go next. Well, they're on the way out, but it's going to be costly still. Okay, Anguist falls.
Slow down,
Sneaking
slow
up on
down,
top,
slow
trying
down,
to punish the
slow down,
retreat.
go
That's
next.
at least
Take your
something.
time.
Damage done to
Get this
Zeke in
pred in.
return.
4v4. They don't know yet who's going to win it.
I've spotted a couple of players in middle, so I know there isn't a full commitment into that B site just yet.
When the
even
next
with
kill happens, I'm ending
the
the
util
pred.
that was expended. Element, right place, right time. He's already going to find one. He's ready for the next, but Bold has found another
Most of
trade.
you
2
went
for him
4-5.
already in this round. Avi looking to try turn the
3v3.
tide once again in their favor. And actually, Go Next have found a gap. There is a gap within that B site. The Battle of the Sovas has found no victor, as they will go heading towards that open spot.
2 players, 1
Indeed,
shot
the
though.
plant
To a
is going
ghost.
to be found, and CGN forced for the retake. Bold 28 HP, but take a look at Benny's position. That will be everything. If Bold can catch him off guard, perhaps he's got a chance. This recon fired out gives him away. Benny knows he's at least further back, playing this one deep. He'll be cautious as he swings out. The timing here key. He's seen Bold. He knows he's low. Just one angle. That's all he needs. One bullet, and it's Vince as he's forced out in the open. A double kill, a triple. In fact, quickly flipping
not
this
looking
in
good for
favor
the
of
4-5s.
CGN. And the old orb going towards Benny. Just one for him. But I don't know if he'll even have time to get it online. This is the pistol round for CGN. Their first pistol round victory so far, which really is just
I like these
depressing
more
if you
chill
think about
streams.
that.
You know?
Yeah, maybe it's
We
a
can
bad
just kind of
omen. Who
chillax,
knows?
chat the shit.
We'll
Vince,
lose
no,
all
he
the
got 3
pistol, win all
kills.
the second round. Yeah, that's the thing. Vince genuinely.
Magnum's starting to hate me.
Expectations on
Magnum
control
loves
players to put up
everyone.
Numbers. It's not particularly high, especially when it's a Brimstone.
Magnum
a lot of the
seems
time
nice.
you're playing Ratty post plants. He has had a great series.
Although his name is
Unfortunately, he has
Magnum
been
Raging, now that you
completely
say it.
overshadowed by Element in this map, who I don't think had the best of times being the entry in the last. This time, if your entry is what was it, 21-6 or something like that, then yeah, the game almost seems.
Why is your
over.
name Magnum
Even still,
Raging?
though,
I still regret
maybe
that
it is going to be a
username.
return to sender, a good opportunity with Go Next finding the opener.
I wouldn't mind the return. I like that guy.
It
seems like
you
Go
think you
Next
mean
already
KC
sees a
Magnum?
decent amount of space.
No, I mean the
Element
better
tries to
Valorant
punish,
player,
but not
Magnum.
able to find himself the kill. CGN locked out, smoked out, plant coming through. Better start for Go Next than we normally see with full investment. They could catch them off guard. Unfortunately, it's not going well. Davey. That might be a Hunter's Fury. He might rename his Guardian. 2 quick kills, cleanly starting this one off. And Go Next now scrambling. The flank sent out by Mini, but it's going to be
you know
very
this guy's
late.
here.
He needs time, and they're running out of it desperately. Utility used, but this is all part of the plan. CGN, they've got site control, and they're causing havoc. The wrap around. Prophet deals with both, and Mini's flank finds value at last. Davey left to do it all in the time here. It's decent, but Popek will shut him down.
Okay, they
through
win
the
that second
smoke,
round. They did force them.
eventually putting this one to bed, but that was close.
So in other words, winning the pistol round is cursed in this game. That's what I've
Yeah.
learned. Winning the pistol
Okay,
round
the
has
4-5s,
an
maybe we're
100%
in.
guarantee of losing the second, which I can't
What
believe.
did you go, Lek? I mean, you
is
might get
something that
banned.
we're
Yeah, I
witnessing
mean, if they
throughout this
lose, you
game.
might get
What
banned.
a
Full
round
ban.
from Profek. And while Davi, try as he might, couldn't quite do enough to take this round over the line. It's going to put CGN back on an eco, back on a low buy. But if anything, who knows? Maybe they'll win this round now.
Yeah, exactly. Same old start as the pistol
Seven
round for
Thinwood,
Element,
we
going
will
up
remember.
aggressive, looking
What was
for
the
a fight,
game?
and
It was
finds
like a
nothing.
close game
Forced
as well,
back
wasn't
off of
it?
And they will be
It
lagging
was just like
behind for some
early
of that early
payout.
control on CGN. 4 players on the B site, hoping that Go Next just walk right into them, but I'm not sure that's going to happen.
I need to stop being a 2-3 believer. It could still happen. I mean, to be fair, they only have shares, but yeah, send Gen G.
It's a round where
He's like, pay out Gen
Go
G
Next
at like
were only
6-6
ever
or
gonna
something.
have any chance in this match now.
You got what I was coming to.
They need to win it clean. Make sure those rifles are kept through to the next round. Zeke will be able to upgrade to one.
I missed Thinwood. I'm pretty
Maybe
sure
even try
Thinwood
and
just
farm
made
up a
Thin
few
Wooj
orbs, bulb.
and just was still there.
He has himself.
But I like to pretend that it's a completely different account.
Hunter's Fury and
And the
2
Thinwood
kills.
never came back.
Or a kill and a plant.
It's funny that way.
Element shouldn't be able to get anything from here. So desperately low, and the spams aren't quite connecting in the manner the defense would hope. Everybody slowly being overwhelmed. Davi will fall, and Anguist. He's
Well,
pulled off
unlucky
miracles, but I don't
2-3s.
think this is going to
You
be
got it
one of
wrong.
them.
Unlucky,
It's
Lek.
left all onto Benny. Even a kill would be nice, but it is going to be squeaky clean.
Nice and easy. I mean, it's only a
4-5s.
couple of rounds
It's time
get
to
back
start
into this.
sweating 4-5s.
It's
You
certainly
need
a long
CGN to
road,
win
and
this.
There's no way that Go Next are feeling confident in their position, but you have to take these things one
Paul,
round
if they
at a
win, what do you
time.
mean?
As for
We're bet on
CGN,
this Go Next
well,
rounds.
I'll be honest, it does feel like just a matter of time until Element has another one of his rounds. He's 21-8 right now. Some big plays as well can be relied upon from the rest of the roster. As I said, defensive side, I expect players like Anguist to step it up. I said that on Bind. I think he got 3 kills with the Sheriff in the next
Yeah,
round.
if you missed it.
And
well,
now
but I can't do it.
holds
I
even
have to
more
do it
true
pretty
because he's not
fast,
playing
'cause
Viper as semi-sentinel. Instead, he's playing.
Wasn't that much
the
time.
Sentinel.
045's
This is
in
comfort.
trouble. There could be a big
Now,
payout
though,
here for
it
the
started off in
6-7s.
favor of Go Next with the opening pick onto Element.
Oh, gotta leave.
Well, he's a man you want to get rid of.
Lack in trouble.
With his performance in the first half.
I know exactly where.
Still plenty more danger to reside. Of course, again, you always have the expectation that comps with that double duelist gonna have a better time over on the attack. And as we mentioned, Go Next composition. It's very good in those post-plant scenarios. Already Thrash sent out to clear the angles, not covered by the ultimate, and Alexic is already going to be picking off another. Looking to try and get into the backlines. Doesn't know there's still a man there, so that's a freebie for Vince. And you can see that Davy just looking for any information he can find for the team. The fact is, though, now we get into that true danger zone for the defense. Although, saying that, Davy has picked off one more.
This is
now this is
Valorant.
getting a little bit
Jamie
spooky.
is
Go Next have no room for error, and it seems
1337
like
next to
already
12
longer
months.
in the shadows.
First star goes down to deny. Second is for the stun. Big swing on the back of it. Spray down is not good. It's already being diffused. Those shots aren't landing. And it's 12 again. With players under their nose, they're diffusing.
You're a record longer in the shadows.
I cannot imagine morale being any lower at this point. They've just stuck it under their nose after opening duel denied. A threat like Element and a threat like
the
Benny
4-5s, it's
removed,
looking
and yet
good.
Still, CGN can make it work.
Looking
You
good
leave
for the
Davey alive,
4-5s.
and he works as one.
6 more? Sian, did you bet on 10 plus?
Definitely not
6 more.
the way you wanted to lose a round like that. It's got to be brutal. Like, you're in a position where realistically you had that post plant. That's exactly what
How many chances does CGN have? Oh, hold on. Let me work out.
Off angle on that defuse. And the spam is just too direct.
Well,
like, just
-4
expecting that he'd let go or maybe
equals
we'll go
8.
back
Although
to it,
technically that's not true either, because
it wasn't the case
they
this
have
time
8
around.
chances to close it out here, but then when it goes to overtime, they don't necessarily
rounds in a
lose
row
straight
needed,
away.
And let's be real, it hasn't looked at any
So
point,
technically they do
let
have
alone
more
in
than
this
8
map and in
chances
this
to win this
series that
game.
they were gonna get
Because
8
then there's
rounds in
actually
a
2
row.
extra rounds in OT that they can
Given
still
the
win the
coaching
game. So
staff
really,
an
when we say they've got
opportunity to
this
try
many
and
chances,
maybe
that's
bring
not actually
back some
technically
life
true.
in the roster. We know they've got talented players. We've seen it throughout the tournament so far, but as we mentioned, this win here would guarantee them a place in the playoffs. A loss here, and it throws everything up in the air. CGM will have done what they could.
yeah, really,
put
X is
themselves
all we know
3-1,
is that X is greater than
and any
8.
losses for either Go Next or Apex going forward would send them through. And even on a tiebreaker, they might be able to do it. It would be a tough way to go out for whichever team it was, but
But then technically,
still
is
feels
X
like a
greater than
long
8?
way
It's
away.
greater
For
or equal
CGN,
to 8.
a
Because
2-0
what do you
would help
consider a
them a
chance
lot,
to
and doing
win?
it
Because
as
in overtime, they'd have to
dominantly as
win
this
that
would be
first
even
round
better.
again to get another chance. So
it would be
really, it's greater or
monumental
equal to
for
8.
this squad. What an impression they've made already on Ascension since joining this tournament. I and many others, we were excited to see what they could do, but I don't think anyone can see themselves innocent in the eyes
What
of
agent voice line can I do?
underestimating the CGN squad. If you thought they do this much damage,
Molly,
you're kind of crazy. That's a
That was
recon.
pretty
It
good.
is. There goes the Hunter's Fury, and Bold picking
nice.
up one. I'm waiting to see the kill feed light up in Davy's favor, but he doesn't land it. Some damage, but a 2v4 for CGN.
Yeah, yeah, I can do that one. Blinded.
Spike planted.
that's amazing position to be in. And again, it feels like it would take pretty
My
big
favorite
mistakes.
Jet voice line.
Anguis, though, as clinical as ever, he's got a good read on this. Has a really good idea.
What's
that
the
there's a
one that
player
she
around
says
this
that
corner,
she
but he
goes,
can't
"You
quite
little
land
shit"?
The shot. The read was there, but too much. And now Davy. All right, that's one hell of a start. Mini got to feel a little bit frustrated, but I think maybe
There you are.
realizing that the time is too far
I can't
gone.
do a Jet voice.
Maybe he's going to try.
There
and
you
play
are,
with
you
the
little
minds of his
shit.
Opponents, keep them around a little bit too long. Maybe even look to see if there's a
Yeah, I
upgrade
can't
of
do the Jet
weaponry.
voice.
There isn't, because nobody died even on that part of the map. So There's no way there's any gun to be found. It will be another round on the board for Go Next. The
Sky?
long
I already
fight
did my
back
Sky.
continues. And for the defense,
Blinded.
financially, well, you can see why they saved the gun.
Yeah, well, it may not be looking too pretty, but the fact is, this is a
Good
competition
bed.
that breeds a couple of pretty irritating ultimates that now have an opportunity to just be kept up and used all at once.
Got him!
The run it back is already
my
here.
Sky.
Bladestorm one away.
Clove?
Sure, the Hunter's
What does
Fury
Clove
that
say?
usually is good for 1 or 2 didn't find anything last round, so that's counted out of the cycle.
Dropping
at least for now. The problem
smokes.
is, there's 7 rounds left. Benny's going to be probably using his ult here once contact is made, and
I don't even know
you're
what's
not
going to come out of my
well,
own.
Benny's not going to be
my
using
own
his
mouth.
ult here when contact is made. He doesn't have a head anymore, which
No
does
peeking.
inhibit your ability to do so. The Go Next seem to have claimed a free side control. Still, point stands for the next round. They can dump their ults and save up for one more big cycle, and they'll have Bladestorm too.
Interesting that Alexi actually popped his Bladestorm here and threw the gun away.
Yeah.
Do Phoenix?
I mean, I guess they're not going to lose a round, so economy not mattering that much. And
What does Phoenix say?
He wants a highlight reel?
Nope. Yeah, there's because the only reason you'd ever go hunting would be if you wanted the ultimate orbs. So, but he had the ultimate, so there is no value in that.
Come on, let's go, though. It's just kind of a
I
generic.
want to say that was a fat finger. That's the only thing that makes
What's
sense.
something
Even
quite-
then, you could just keep your gun. You didn't have to just.
Yeah, you
dump
just
it off
go,
the side of the
"Flash!"
map. Well, an interesting development. Maybe wanted to see if there was any guns to be removed, but it was a low buy, so. I'm
Buy
kind of
stuff.
out of
Ka-ching.
Ideas as to why.
And we're done,
You
yeah?
just wanted the clip, to be honest, mate. Go out there,
Maybe.
grab a
Yeah,
couple
maybe
kills.
one of the
Super high level
Yeah.
tactic, yeah?
Go for it. Whatever it is.
Or he wanted an op. Maybe, no, because he's now gonna drop that. No?
You
Two
got it?
ops?
It was all part of the plan. Yep.
Okay, yes, this should do.
Wait. Actually, wait. Hold on. Wait. Actually? They've got spare money, so I assume there's an extra rifle on the floor. I mean, again,
All
you're not
prints
going
are
to
the
lose around.
same.
Like, what did we lose? Save money for that, guys. No, like, game over. So, game over, man. So at this point, yeah, I mean, I guess they're just going for any old advantage. The element of surprise. There's an op on B. Let me peek A and see who's
I am
there. There's an
British,
op there
yes.
too. It hasn't worked out. CGN quite passive, and again with the fact that there's a run it back for Benny, that there is no need. For
Oh, we're on
them to
6.
picking up the final points in this round.
The
This
4
is one
5s,
that
you're
you
dead.
just wait.
Cal
How are
Shades
you,
19, thanks for the
Mr.
7
TMV?
months. Do ISO? I don't even know any ISO.
Both
How am
operators
I?
have
I'm
been
doing pretty well, Cal.
dumped.
Hades.
It was just an attempt to try and find an early advantage.
What
Gonna
does
try and
ISO even
break it.
say?
Now, timing here for Mini is going to be everything.
Focusing.
If he gets this right, he potentially wins them the round. And, well, that's not going to be the case. Anguist has managed to catch him and is looking for a little bit more. Has the information and lands the shot as well. This guy has had so many high-impact rounds throughout this tournament so far. No doubt the MVP for
Taking
CGN.
cover.
And now you need to see
He just
one
kinda
on
has a
the
kinda
other side.
generic low
Who is
voice,
there
doesn't
for Go Next?
Who is the hero? It's certainly not Zeke.
Breach.
And with 4
Breach.
kills under his belt,
my
that
cipher.
defensive side sentinel that we were so excited to see is showing his face at last. The ace on the cards. He's the one swinging. It's his to take. It's his to lose. But he's waiting with his teammates, just baiting him into an open fight. An element will take
Okay,
it in the
GG.
end. But you can see Anguist wasn't.
Give me a corpse. Okay, well done to the people who predicted, what was it, 5, 6? 6, 7. Good for you people. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Because, I mean, am I gonna watch a game that doesn't really matter that much for another 3 hours, 2 hours? No! So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. You want me to raid egg? I'll raid that fucking stupid egg if you want. Humpty Dumpty. Okay, goodbye everyone. Have a nice day. Have a nice day all. The YouTube people can still see me. So hello YouTube people. But goodbye.